Why is this not working? Okay, now it's showing us live. That took forever. All
You
right.
hear us? I'm just gonna test with the chat. Can everyone hear us right now on the stream? Because
Test.
we're having tech issues. So I just want to be sure it's working here.
1, 2, testicle.
How you
1,
all
2,
doing?
3.
Is it working? Let's see.
Is it working? Can
I
everyone hear
had
us?
none of this working beforehand. It's just hilarious.
There's LOL, touch me king, someone said. Dicker's coping hard. Yes.
Okay.
Confirmed. Let's go.
As long as they can hear and see, I'm good. I don't know what this error is that YouTube's telling me. I'm just gonna ignore it. I don't know what the hell it means.
Nice. YouTube needs to
Errors,
check.
your shit
It's
don't work.
something to do with Discord, is what it is. Discord's having an issue here, but
Yeah.
with OBS, I think. But there's nothing I can do to fix that. So I'm just gonna hit record and we're just gonna get started here. I'll do a little bit of
Let's
quick
go.
intro, introduce you guys, and we'll get the show rolling. All right,
Let's
everyone.
go.
Here we
Hell
go. Let me get the chat up.
Lee, John, how's it
yeah. Very
going?
low a frame rate, people are saying.
Oh, see, here we go. So what is causing that? Because
Do you have your
I'm-
bit rate up on OBS there? Is it like
Yeah, it's-
raised for YouTube? Yeah.
the
I'm assuming.
thing is, the bit rate's high. I always stream high, but my CPU uses 2%. So what could possibly be causing that? It doesn't even make sense. Like, the only thing I can think of is that us streaming on Discord plus OBS broadcasting is using too much bandwidth in my internet, perhaps. So maybe if I lower my bit rate a little bit, that'll fix that. The only thing I can think of.
Yeah,
Your
true.
business
Yeah,
class
that's
internet
possibly
can't handle
works.
Discord.
Sorry, everyone. We're just trying this out. It's
Yeah,
our first
first time
doing it.
Wait. Your internet, your business class internet you spend like 3 times the amount that I spend on mine can't handle Discord.
Doing it, exactly. So
That's
here's
not
what I'll do.
RTU,
I'm just
that's,
gonna take down the stream for like
The
a
documentary
minute,
they're
not
about to
even. I'll lower the
watch.
bit rate. We'll come back and we'll see if that fixes it. Obviously, you guys
The
don't
June the
need,
King
you guys
documentary
don't
they're
need
about to watch.
1440p video to watch us do this react tonight. You know, we can lower it a little bit.
I mean, it
so.
would be nice, but yeah.
All right, I'll be right back, everybody.
Trying to get his shit to work and he can't. Dumbass.
Settings there.
There we go.
Good settings, output. Do you have it?
John Riley, holla
Excellent connection. Maybe
holla.
fix it. So now
Hit
it's
that
excellent
thumbs up on
connection.
that.
Maybe it's clearing it up.
And get
Alright,
added to
cool.
the list.
How's it looking? It's great now. People are saying it's great now.
There's spells in there.
Hell
But, yeah, but just like I said, you're frozen. Do we have to unfreeze you?
Right.
Oh, there you go.
Y-axis, or am I fucking?
Looks amazing.
I think we're good now. We just get back to OBS.
Whoa, buddy, it's all black screen.
Why did it make
Ah,
it big like
it's because
that?
I minimized it. Hold on. It'll fix.
Whoa! This is some real Kino
what do you think?
Dogme
Yeah,
2007
We're bringing you all back.
Mounted React.
Oh my god.
There we go.
It's
Is it-
broken.
Oh no, wait, is it good now?
Is it good?
Now, how much you want to bet there won't be
Or is
any
it-
snorting
no, it's
tonight?
very
No snorting, no
laggy.
throat clears, no
laggy.
belches right into the microphone,
Mm.
nothing.
All I can do is keep lowering the
King
bit rate.
wasn't born to run OBS.
I can play games. That's
Where-
about, you know,
where is
my
the
games
hand of
work.
The king to run OBS.
Let's see.
Look,
Yeah, only thing I can think is to lower.
Well,
the
Mask
rate
is
again.
saying he
No.
can't spend that money right now, so that money may as well not exist.
Here.
For us, sire.
Yeah, 100%, not
yeah,
a single
you-
fucking
you
snort
turn
tonight, I'm
it-
sure of it.
I-
And again, that's his internet, not mine, not Raw Phil's. It's all DSP. Wow, DSP, I'm glad you had this all tested beforehand. Make sure everything would work. Oh, wait. No, he didn't. Fucking hilarious. Like, come on, DSP. How did you have none of this tested beforehand? None of this was tested. This is gonna be like the biggest stream of the year for him. He's gonna have these guys on his channel. He's gonna be the host. He's gonna do all this shit. And nothing. Was not prepared for any of it. Holy fuck. I mean, I guess it's a good thing I started a little later than I was expecting. Opening ceremonies? Oh. This is in LA. Who knows what...
It was insolent and
1 second.
Alright,
I'm
it
gonna
looks
keep
at the
this
back,
out so
finally.
everyone
Yeah.
knows that we're on this link because it was the wrong link.
That's right. It's all the wrong link. Good
Yeah, we're
lord.
being DDoSed by
ladies
Tech
and
USA.
gentlemen, Decker sent in the wrong Discord settings, and the software was being insolent. It defied the king's orders. It was insolent, and so off with the Discord's head. Off with the settings
Oh
head.
my lord.
For it defied his
It
majesty.
gets really bad. That sounds awesome,
Now,
David
on
Ortiz.
this day, every knee shall
He's frozen.
bow.
There you go.
I want to see
Vikings went
Vikings
1-0
in
against the
chat for
Raiders.
Phil. I want to
JJ
see
McCarthy
some
didn't do too well,
donos
but
for
hey, he's
Dark
rookie.
Side Phil. Let's get a $100
Let's
tip
go.
right
Wow.
now.
Let's go.
Thank you
What's
guys.
wrong
People are
with
supporting
you
already.
guys?
Of course, we haven't been able to shout anything
Not
out. Trying to
enough.
get stuff going. till
Let's
then.
get some support
On
for
this day?
Philip. On this day, the day of Review Tech's funeral.
Yes.
Let us get
All
some
right.
tax-free contributions.
Okay, this. I hope this is the right link. I have it.
Why
It's
is
better
it
be the right
being
one.
choppy, sire?
Okay.
Let me
I
see.
tweet
The
this out.
feed
It's
is
fine.
not good.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Repeat.
I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, isn't it good?
Yeah, it's
looks
perfect.
clear.
I see here some $2 donos. It seems you've left off a couple zeros.
Make sure we're all good here. Boom. Okay, everyone, go to my Andy Worski on Twitter and retweet my tweet there. That's the new
Spicy
link there.
sauce for $5. You seem to have left off a zero. It should have been a 50 piece. What's going on? Where is the support for His Majesty?
Okay,
He's
now
about to
I'm
make
tweeting
so much
correctly.
holy shit,
Extra
Skull
bits for
Dog!
$100.
Wow.
The
Let's
Dude,
go.
Thank you.
Smith,
Spoken,
Phantom,
but it's not
Like Annie, Siege Dog,
Let us get
Country
an extra
Adrian,
$100
Grrrr,
dono
the
for
Lake.
Phil.
Wow.
Our
All right.
king has
I
given us
fuck
but
the black,
highest quality
Jivuso, and
react.
Salute Fool.
Real fast, because obviously we're
That's
behind now,
beautiful.
guys. I want to do a mass shout out. Just listen to this. This is since
Yeah.
we were trying to get this thing going. Holy shit.
I know you're already
All right.
on the
Wow, okay.
members list, but let's
Thank
touch
you.
on this
My
one. This
liege,
is
I've
the
already supported. Support
That's
more.
right. Thank you to the following people.
Retweet
RP,
my tweet. Retweet my tweet.
RP, $3 super chat. I'll Jam, $10 super
On
chat.
both
Smeg
lists
Marty
now,
Echidna,
Skull
$10
Dog.
super chat. I don't know anymore, $20 super chat. Sneed Dave Williams, $10 super chat. Malcolm X, $7.99, whatever that A is. I don't know what country that is. Alex Bonrad, $20 super chat. David, $20. Suffolk Horse, $5.
Yeah.
Michael Alberto,
Oh, you're the very first one on
$5.
the first
Boniface
list.
Enjoyer, $10. I came, I saw, I cringed. £2. Excuse me. Rantaro
Yikes.
Amami with RSD 500. I've never seen that currency before. Thank you. Perturbed Sun, $5. Spicy Sauce, $5. Tito's Gaming, $5 Canadian dollars.
Whoa.
That's a lot of hockey pucks. Shuri Satoshi, $10. Fox Rods, $5. Phil 92, $10. Spencer Howard, 2 A's. James Preston Harris, $5. Gilded Splinter, $2. Hard Nose, $2. Some kind of taco, $5. Sir Mauhas, $5. Boniface Enjoyer, another
See, all
$5.
those super chats are
MDRS
gonna be
gifted
completely
5
ignored by
memberships to the
him.
community. Hellion with a $2 super chat. Ben with a $10 super chat. Champion 8 with a $10 super chat. Some kind of taco.
He's gonna
5
get
gifted memberships to the
$1,000
community.
easily tonight in
TJW,
super chats, and it's not gonna
John
matter to him
Vent,
because
$10.
it's not tips.
Boniface Enjoyer coming back for thirds before the stream even started with a $5 super chat. Spencer, $5. EDW Raptor, 5
More.
gifted memberships. Al Jam
More.
with a membership. Alex
More.
Freeman, $20. Spicy Sauce
More.
gifting 10 memberships. Texas Went, $5. Vape Woo, $10. Boniface Enjoyer with a fourth one, $5. Al
Kino
Jam,
Casino,
$2.
PPP,
Motations,
and Andy
$5. Super
Worski.
Weirdo, $2. Spicy Sauce, $2.
Andy Worski
Vape
is the
Woo.
guy in the blue
Holy
shirt.
shit.
PvP is the guy in the green shirt.
$10. Real Shampa.
Is but a pittance,
Standard
these
membership.
donations. Where are the 50s?
Marvel
Where
Spider-Man.
It's
are
hip,
the
Uh,
it's
100s?
hip to wear soap.
Where are
$50
the
super chat.
thousands? Finally, a
Blackjack
$50
Yak.
super chat.
Blackjack Yak, $2. Boniface Enjoyer, $5. Crack, €5. Spencer Howard, $5. Big Tuna, re-upping their membership. How dare you? Crystal Heart, 5 gifted memberships. Haseo, 17 months as a member. Thank you. It's hip to wear soap, $5 super chat. Chuck with a $100 super chat.
Why is it
Boniface
a tip,
Enjoyer, $20.
Exactly,
Mr. Slaughter,
Mask. When
5.
he
Fart,
gets in
$2.
trouble with the
Colin,
IRS, he is-
$50 super chat. Thank you, Colin.
Oh,
Full Jam. I'm losing track. Full Jam. Where did it go?
Holy shit, is this gonna be like the first 10 minutes
Full
of his
Jam. You're
stream
gone.
once he actually gets it working?
Okay, here we go.
is just
Spicy
doing
Sauce,
the shout-outs and
$5.
super
Full Jam,
chats of his
$5.
idiots?
Dooms, $10. Andrew,
Which I mean, hey,
$100
they're
super
giving
chat.
money, but it's not
Anton, thank
tips,
you
so
for
you don't care.
5 euros.
Let's
Kool-Aid,
go.
$5. Trent
Let's
Johnson,
go.
$10.
More.
Meet
More for the
Cobain
king.
Gaming,
Stack
1,000
up the riches before His
Singaporean
Majesty.
rupees. Clammy V, $5. Sneed, $5. Lubu, $10. Tino's Gaming, $10. Fart, $2. Melatonin Farmer, $10, Red Fox 10, Boudreaux 10, Mozzie 2, Red Mug 52, $50, Alex Freeman $10, JB Behemoth $2, Hangster with 5 gifted memberships. They've gifted so many memberships, YouTube can't catch up and hasn't given them out yet.
This is
That's why
amazing.
they
He's
gifted so
about to
much.
get $1,000 tonight.
Hero
And it's not gonna
Nakamura,
fucking
the gifted
matter to
membership.
him.
Big Mac, thank you. Ben Noach, $10 super chat. Two Bears high
Show him
fiving.
how grateful you are for all the content he's given you over a decade of
Wow.
content.
We're almost
50
caught up.
Years of Kino from the King. Let us never be caught up. Let the whole stream be reading donos. Come on, Mo.
Two Bears high fiving, $5.
Yeah.
I-80 Ray, $10. Locked in Stratos, $5. Matthew, $20. No running in my lobby, $5. Aljam, $5. Zell Orsith, $10. Kill me. Do not kill me, but kill me. Thank you for $50 super chat. Oxmere, $10. Napix, $279. Wizord, CLP, 10,000, whatever that is. I don't even know if that's a currency. Sounds like a game currency. Shiny Star, $2. Avarice, $5. Real Shampa, THB, 400. Ronald, $20. Robbie, thanks for re-upping your membership. Cybers, thanks for re-upping. One's to Sense, thanks for a gifted membership. Mr.
You
Dick
just
Delicious,
know
$5.
Somewhere, duty's on a stool with a noose around his neck.
I don't even know if I can shout all these out.
Kicking it.
I can't. I can't
You
shout them
know
all out. I lost control.
Somewhere,
I lost control.
Fred Fox is crying.
Keep going.
Somewhere, the sons of
Oh, by the way,
are
hold on.
open cuckoo.
That's just super chats. On tips, someone did a $100 tip.
Holy
Looking
fuck.
forward to a great collaboration
He's
tonight.
gonna be
Hope to see
making
more
all
of
the
your takes
fucking
and
money
rants from
tonight.
both
It's not gonna
fans.
matter. You know what he's gonna be
Wow.
doing tomorrow?
$20
Begging for a
tip.
$50 tip.
From
Yep. More.
my tie to the King Philip, first of his name. Thank you. I don't know who that was. They didn't put their. If you're going to tip, guys, and you want to shout out, please put your name in the body of the tip. It's the only way I know what your name is. We believe in you. You can do it. Thank you. I think that was Zelen. So that's a fifth. So I had a $100, $20,
Zelen.
$15
Whoa.
tip. This is insane. I can't keep track. Like I think my feed is dying.
More.
Why has it slowed down?
More.
Wait, there's here. I'll help you on this.
Yeah,
Gallon
please.
Bull for $50.
This MPM
Wow.
17 where DSP is, yes.
Steak for $50.
Getting
I'm trying to
$1,000
refresh it. It
plus.
crashed.
It's not gonna matter because very next day he's gonna be begging.
Agent Jake.
There it is.
N2 Soccer for 10 bucks. We got Lester Johnson for $10. We
Wow.
got Blue Mods for 10. We got ED Raptor for 20. 5 from Viper Eyes.
Holy
Dominic
shit.
Patton for $50.
50
Gores
more
for
dollars.
$50.
Come on,
We
you guys are
got
leaving off zero.
Wow.
Look at a
Howard for
$500 contract.
Okay.
Another
So he's already hit the haggle, but if you actually wear the hat,
You guys are holding
no.
out on the
10.
King.
Oh, guess on.
Sneaker
Guys, my
Rich,
guests don't care about the hat. We are not
Tune
wearing
up
a
Discord
hat.
volume. What does that mean? You guys think that they're you can't
They're
do
saying
that?
we're too low.
Okay.
All right. You could just just boost up all Discord. Wow, what a day,
Wow.
folks.
This is not enough. We need
There we
more.
go.
You
There we go.
see?
They should be equal to me now. There we go.
Hey, Phil, you see what happens when you hang with the house? You hang out with
The
the house.
house always
They're
wins.
trying to seek
And
to
so
destroy
does
you.
the King.
There we go.
It's good to be the King. And it's
Wow.
good to be the casino. We got Angela Wilson for $27.99
Wow. Oh
on
my
the super
god.
chat. Let's see if we can get a jackpot on the slot machine.
I mean,
did
technically
not.
they are
For
talking to
every-
each other, but
every
it's all about the money
$100
right
tip,
now.
We will spin the slot machine for Phil. Let's get some $100 tips in.
Wow.
$100 super chats. Come on. You guys got it. We know you
$5
do.
tip from
Felt it.
Closed Shop. It's not just tax free, bitch. King Philip himself is collecting the taxes, he says.
Yes.
There you go.
King Phil is collecting what he's entitled to.
Wow.
Yes.
$20 tip
Are you
from
fucking kidding
Aseo.
me?
Holy crap, the chat's nuts. This is going to be a wild night. Indeed it is. And we have to get started soon. We will.
We
don't
do,
worry.
yes.
Well,
there is a show.
All right, with
Let's just
the
keep
show.
getting
It's about
donations.
the-
That's the best part.
From Oxmere.
Toilet seat
which is Return of
headphones
the
on, you
King.
can't wear a hat
$10 tip.
anymore,
Thank you,
guys.
Oxmere. By the way, guys, you notice I can't even play animations. If I do, I'm afraid the stream's gonna crash again. So I'm not even gonna mess around with that. I mean,
But now you don't even get the
Sure, all the
animations?
donations,
Are you
and then it can
fucking kidding
crash.
me?
No, I think it's fine because
No hat, no vest,
that one thing.
no
That's what we're
glasses,
testing it
no
out because
animation.
The hardware
What the fuck
acceleration.
is he
hardware
doing?
acceleration in Discord. No good. No bueno, man.
Yeah, if you guys use Discord, hardware acceleration, it just destroys your PC. I don't know why that's automatically on.
After saying duty, how does the rope feel?
Wow.
Oh,
$5 tip from God Revan Ryu, Revan Kusanagi. You have no idea how happy I am for you tonight after all you've been through and years of bad luck and misery. It's great to see this finally happening. Thank you, God
You know,
Revan.
it's like Phil. You've dealt with the craziest shit. Listen, we all fuck up
This
from time to
is
time.
just but a
but it's-
small amount
Wow.
of what
This
you
is
deserve.
barely-
You deserve much
yes.
more. This is just but
Okay.
the
Are
tip
you
of the
fucking
iceberg,
kidding
the
me?
support that Phil earned over the years. Everybody,
They are so
let's bow
milking
down.
him. They're
Let's
gonna
show
get a
our
bunch of money
respect
to
the
themselves,
king.
I'm sure.
More
But
donos,
that's
more
fucking
support.
crazy.
Come
I'm
on.
going to unfreeze this in a second, but I do want to hit record, and I want to start with a little intro. We'll actually get
So
started.
that
now
wasn't
with
even
guys.
recorded.
It's,
So
Let's
that's not
go.
even
Now
going
we
on his
already
channel.
got the money. Let's get out.
All that money is not going to be
that was
recorded
it.
for
Oh,
the
we're on
channel.
here. Stream.
We
You're
appreciate
not gonna get
it.
$1,000.
Showing up.
Bullshit.
No, no,
Treasures
Reed.
are lying.
Wait, hang on. Carson Cameron Clark for $100.
$100.
Let's
Wow.
go. We're gonna spin the wheel for Cameron Clark there.
Raphael's just mad.
That's it. Nothing. Felt it.
Nothing. Sorry,
Nothing.
buddy.
All right, bud.
Felt it.
Thank you. And David O'Neill for $20.
Yep.
Let's go.
Got
Hell
a
yeah.
$20 tip.
Shout outs to Jesse PS. Pod awful. Happy to be here.
Kino
Go
Casino,
ahead.
enjoy your $20 tip. Phil's looking cute tonight. That's disturbing, but okay. Thank you.
I mean, you are.
350 tip.
I'll say that.
Review Dickers USA here. Have a great show, guys. All right.
It gets worse. Oh,
All
I
right,
hope so.
If you super chat, there's going to be pop-ups. I'm
Oh
not going
my
to do pop-ups
fucking God,
for
this
tips
is
because it's probably going
great.
to crash everything. But
If
I
you
promise.
super chat,
We'll
when
take
you
breaks.
super chat,
When?
and when you tip, and there better be plentiful, they better be frequent, and of a high number numerically.
Right.
Otherwise,
Of
we're
course.
going to have a problem here. Understand?
Okay, so we're going to begin.
Nothing has ever taught
Wow.
DSP, sadly.
Let's do this.
And yet
Let's
somehow
record
he was
it. I'll do a brief
valedictorian.
intro, and then we'll get started here. Okay. Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to the show on DSP Reacts. This is something completely unprecedented, something the likes of which we've never, ever done here before in my 16 years as a content creator. It is time for a first ever co-op React event. Live. We have thousands of viewers here lined up live. It's myself and these two gentlemen below, my guests.
He's
from
got
Kino Casino.
2,800
Everyone, please
people
give
watching
them
him
a
right
hearty
now.
welcome
Holy
here tonight on
fuck.
stream. Gentlemen, how are you?
We are
2,800
tremendous, so
people are watching
pleased
him.
To be in the
And
core
yet-
We're
of
not worthy.
Games
I just thought of this.
Outside Phil.
This stream that has over 2,800 people watching live. This is going to be his most watched stream in probably a decade. None of it's going to matter because it's going to get privated. The second the stream is over, this video is getting privated. So all those views, all those likes, all those interaction are gone. This is something he's been doing for years and he doesn't understand. Guys, I don't get it. How come the live video had like over 600 people watching, but the clips I put on my channel, no one's watching them? Because once you private the video, all the interaction is gone. I don't get it. How come my video doesn't show up in the search engine, but Raphael does? Because not Raphael, the other version of Dark Dave Mirror leaves the streams up. When Dark Dave Mirror gets 600 people watching and gets 300 thumbs up, all the interaction counts. The interaction doesn't disappear into the ether like your interaction because you private the fucking videos, you idiot. So go ahead. Private a video that's probably going to have 20,000 views at the end of the stream. Just so none of it fucking counts.
None of us
Jackass.
are worthy of the honor to touch the hem of your garment here in the castle of Kino, the Dark Side Phil React channel. So many glorious reacts that you've done here over the years. So many iconic internet moments on this channel alone, let alone
Oh
all
my
the other
fucking
incredible
God,
channels in the Phil
they're
universe.
so gassing him
We
up.
are so grateful and so honored to be a
Any more
part
gaslighting, they're
going
to die from
for
methane
all
leak.
time
Very
here
nice.
on the Dark Side Phil
We
React
love it.
channel
Thank you.
as we react to the felted bum dickers.
Oh
He's
my
getting
God.
a paddling. It's paddling time.
Paddle.
You might say, what on earth would bring these three guys together, right? Like, I mean, a couple weeks ago, I had barely even heard of Kino Casino. I didn't know anything about them, but I mean, let's be honest, it's kind of fate, right? Because tonight
Yes.
we're going to be reacting to a documentary by June the King called A Rich History of Failure, covering the history of Review Tech USA here
Hey,
on
what
YouTube.
about the rich
And boy,
history of your
we
favorite
couldn't be
DSP?
from more different positions. Okay, for me, I was the subject of this guy's bullying and ire on the internet for the greater part of a decade, despite the fact I don't know who the hell the guy was, and I tried to always kind of stay out of it. He always had my name in his mouth constantly. So now, after 10 years of basically holding my tongue, finally tonight,
Bullshit.
the camera gets turned back on the bully, and we
Tonight,
get
the
to take a look.
bully
The
becomes
bully.
the bully.
Guys,
Oh,
The
RTU
hunter
bullied
becomes the
me.
hunted.
Reee,
He thought that he was,
me.
he thought he was picking on somebody weaker than him. It was through the grace and the benevolence and the mercy
You're
and the
fucking
maturity
kidding me.
of one Philip
JDX,
Burnell here
holla,
that
holla,
you
how
have
you doing,
destroyed
boo?
years ago.
Oh my
Philip could
fucking
have
God,
at
this
any
is so
time
fucking
crushed
good.
you
I'm
like
loving
the
every single
worm that
fucking
you
second
are.
of it.
But he
Mhm.
was magnanimous. He was merciful.
Too nice.
He reached out to you when your family had a medical emergency. And how did you repay that kindness?
Spit on
The
him.
With
fuck are
treachery.
you
You
talking
disgusting
about?
worm
This is
dickers.
great.
Shame on you.
He
We
is
spit
so
on
getting
you for
gaslit right
disrespect
here.
to the king, your treason against his royal majesty's business.
Now,
Oh
here's
my
the thing.
fucking God,
You
this is
guys
so good.
could arguably be credited with the reason why this documentary on Rich was made to begin with. Because you guys covered it. I
Bullshit.
mean, Rich has been around for a long time, just like me. I've been around 16 years. He's roughly been around the same length of time on YouTube. But for some odd reason, despite the years of his behavior, the weird things he does, the guy never had the light brought on him. It was like he makes fun of everyone else, but no one ever
The money's so
was
pouring
looking
in
at this
good
guy.
because it's all
Why?
going to
I just don't
He's
get
a
it.
boring
Well,
bum. That's
I was
why.
telling
He's
to
low
Ashton.
energy, uninteresting, stoned out of
Yeah,
his
they're
mind,
leaning into
looking
this
like
so
a
fucking
giant
hard. They're
panda.
loving this.
Well,
Okay.
you
This
asked.
is what he is. Whereas you're an entertainer. You're a showman. You're charismatic. So there's a reason you captured the fascination of the public. You're a phenomenon.
True.
A phenomenon, so to speak, right?
But yo, it's so
Dicker's just a
true.
boring slug.
Yo, Ashton, because it's true. Because Ashton brought like review tech to our show, and I was watching.
Right.
I'm like, why? Like what? And he's like, trust me. The whole chat was like, I don't get it, Ash. What? And you were like, guys, when we uncover what I'm about to show you, you'll understand. And then as the episodes went through, we're like, he's actually evil, doxing, threatening children, going
Trying
after.
So
trying to
they're
blackmail
so they've admitted that they've
16-year-olds
already
into
watched the
doing his
documentary.
bidding.
So
He has
this
a-
is not a thing
he
for
has
them.
a
Like they've already
Discord
seen it. What the
server
fuck do they
full of
care now?
unspeakable
All right,
evil,
let's-
lolicon in it.
Let's preface this by saying a couple things that should be important to call out before we begin, because already we're saying stuff about the guy and we haven't even begun with the documentary, right? So,
True.
number one,
Where did they get the
anything
permission
that
in
is
his
said
house,
in the
dude?
stream
That's
or in
that
his
to his
on-demand
house
video
again.
is representative of our individual takes and opinions. Just
I mean,
because I say something doesn't mean
99, holy
it
fuck, there's
represents what
another
they mean.
dollar
They say
super
something
chat.
doesn't mean I
Fuck
represent. We
people.
all are individuals. We're intelligent adults, and we're saying things for what we
Yes.
believe for ourselves. Please don't try to do that bullshit. Oh, well, he said that on a stream you were on, so now you say
Exactly.
Get the hell
must
out
have
of here.
said that. No,
right?
we speak for each other, and we don't necessarily co-sign what each other says.
Exactly. Okay. Number two, please, despite the fact that we're here to have fun tonight, okay? That's what it is. We're here to razz Rich, all right? None of us here tonight on this video wish pain or suffering or physical harm to Rich. Please do not go harass this man as a result of things we do in this video.
He says
Don't
that they
do
harass
that.
him live
harass
on
him.
Don't do
stream.
that, all right? This is enough harassment to make this video. We don't have to go after the guy and
No, this
everything
is,
else.
Exactly.
this is harassment.
This is just-
I'll say
this
decline
is
is. It took him like
justice.
half an
This
hour
is
to get the
just-
stream to actually
This
work.
is equal opportunity razzing.
The stream didn't
work
Wait,
for like
so
half an hour to
long
Connie.
he
It's
turned
hilarious.
upon others. Now it's being turned
Beyond
on
that.
him, and it's like, oh no, no,
No, but
please,
beyond that,
it's your turn,
he
Dickers.
watches you every night, Phil.
I know.
His life is watching. Whenever you open it, he's watching you, stoned out of his mind for like
Right.
6 hours straight every
Every
night, and harassing you. You at least are like, guys, don't harass him. He didn't care about that. He was happy to see you in pain. He was happy to spit on you and walk over you when you're at your lowest.
Getting
He
made
was
fun
fine
of. What
with
the
it.
fuck?
And every day, guys, oh, look, I'm not Phil. I'm not Phil. I'm not Phil.
And
This is the
even
payback.
Still,
This is
after
the
all of
payback.
that, Phil makes sure that everything is just right and nobody goes too far.
Exactly.
What a merciful, wonderful man Phil
Listen,
is.
because here's the
Phil
deal.
could just unleash it. You know?
I've been the
You
victim,
should.
all right,
Yeah.
of this kind of behavior before. And even though everyone should have equal opportunity to be talked about, ridiculed on the internet because you chose to put yourself out there, you don't take it to the next
Like
level. Everyone knows
you?
it's just supposed to be
You
jokes.
chose to
Sadly,
put
people
yourself
out there
out
don't
there.
know that line. And
Not
they
gonna
cross it,
make
and
fun of
that's
you,
when it gets
jackass.
too dangerous, and we do not condone that action. Yeah.
Yes, you
Exactly.
do.
Exactly.
Shut the
By the way,
fuck up.
World Wide Web Wizard for $100.
So he's
Yes,
so
thank
fucking
you.
happy.
It's gonna be hard for me to do shout
Holy
outs.
shit, guys, I'm gonna be able to pay my bills next month.
Yeah, the big ones. If I see a giant one, thank you so much. There's
Listen,
3 tips that came in here, each for
If
$5. I
you want
appreciate
it
you guys.
shouted out, $50 minums tonight. Come on, let's make it happen.
Yeah, you're at
Okay.
the big boy poker table tonight.
Or,
Just
okay,
kidding,
we're about
bring
to
it on
start.
Thursday.
We're about to start, but I have something that I'd like to introduce. Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
tonight only, I present to you the briefcase.
it's
What's in the briefcase?
Watch the case.
Well, it fell.
It's
Hold
like
on.
Pulp
okay.
Fiction.
It's okay. What's guys? Guess. In chat.
Yes. What
It's
could be
poker
in that
chips.
case?
It's
That
all poker chips. What the fuck are you doing?
Phenomenal Phil has brought forward.
Whoa.
In the casino of life, you start full of chips, right? Everyone walks in fully loaded, but over time, you mess up. And every time you mess up, you'll lose some of your chips. Tonight, as we go through the Review Tech documentary by Joon the King, we're going to see the times in history that Rich screwed up. And every time he made a mistake, oops, he's going to lose some chips. At what point will Rich be felted? Let's find out here live tonight on DSP
I love you,
Reacts.
Phil.
Wait,
What the
wait,
fuck?
wait.
You know
Can I say
Casino
one thing?
came up with that.
Take out some
Kino
chips
Casino
now, 'cause
100%
right
came
now
up with that.
It's time, right?
Just-
Take out
To
just-
start,
Just us
Speak
being
up.
on stream
Just speak up.
together.
That's true. That's
Just
true.
a little bit of a felt.
We got to take a little
Maybe
bit.
like Coney,
We gotta
even
take
if
a
it's
little-
just them using him to make money,
Our
good for
first
them.
stack.
Here it
Oh,
is.
More people
Being
use it to make
removed.
money, the better.
No.
It hurts.
That's
Oh,
tough, Dickers.
By the way,
What a
look-
felting money.
Look at how happy.
Like a lot of people are like, oh, they're making money. Duty's making money. James is making money. Sly's making money. It's like, good. People should make money off of him. If he's going to show up on YouTube and Twitch and Kick and Rumble and wherever else and get $120,000 minimum a year, some years he was making over $300,000 at his best. If he's going to go out there and make $120,000 to $300,000, please, let Secret make some money off his ass. Let GTG get his ass for some money. Let Duty, let Hate Army, let anyone who wants to point and laugh at him get something out of it. Because fuck him. Fuck the idiots that gave him money. If you can make money off of DSP or Rich or LTG or any of these other locales, do it. Because fuck them. And every penny you get hopefully means a penny that they don't get.
Happy he was at the beginning.
Not
of
yet,
his
Alan
career, posting
Ranch.
pretty nice pictures
Maybe
like this
someone
on
else will show
Facebook
up
and
and gift
everything.
more.
Remember when he used to look like that?
Yeah.
I know. Well, I wonder what he's gonna look like by the end. I guess we'll find out. All right, I think we can get started.
Yes, okay. I'll be controlling this over on my end here. Ashton has also put
He's
in
like
the
that
folder
Connie's,
there
but he's a
some
bitch. What do you
supplement
expect?
material that we feel needs to be included that wasn't in the documentary for some context and some more felt news.
At various times when it's related to what's going on in the documentary, we might introduce a clip here and there just to give you guys a fuller, wider perspective, add a little bit more onto the documentary than any other react is going to have. But with all that out of the way, let's get some donos and let's get started.
Let's do it.
All right.
Here we go.
Magic case.
All right, so here we go, everyone. Review Tech USA, June the King. By the way, everyone, go over to June King's channel, hit like on his video, watch it on your own time, and
Yes.
spread the word.
Already doing really well, by the way, the video. Like outstanding viewership.
Oh.
There was over 8,000 live viewers when it premiered today. I think it has almost 200,000 views already.
This
It's gonna
ain't
be
gonna
really
review.
successful for him. So
I
good for
mean,
him.
redeem shit. We all know
Yours
that.
truly is in the video a few times. Let's
He's
fucking go. All
gonna
right.
fuck this up like he does everything
Magic
else.
case. One of instability or where both ends of the emotional spectrum.
These guys are so jumpy they make coffee nervous. That's a
Your kids will
pin.
be dumb.
Okay, that.
So that moment there comes from when Rich became political, which was a very poor decision on Rich's part. He just decided for whatever reason that apparently people who watched his video game takes really wanted to hear his takes about politics that are very ill-informed and ignorant, and just decided to alienate half of all of his viewers. It was
Wow.
really brilliant
Yeah.
move there by Rich.
Phil, you could right-click the video and boost it up a little bit. You did it.
I just did. Yep.
All right,
I just-
He's over 3,000 watching live right now at the point of this video.
By the way, there's
None of
the
it
big
matters.
tough guy.
All goes
The
away the
big
second he privates the
bully
video.
who goes
like a
after
dumbass.
Phil, goes after other people, talks his shit. There he is crying.
But Mask is
crying like a
different because
little
he's
girl,
DSP.
crying like a little bitch because things on the internet didn't go
Oh,
his
yeah, I
way
can't wait for
because
DS
he refused to
politics.
pay his editor what he agreed to pay him, and people held him accountable. The worst thing for Rich is being held accountable, and the moment it happens, the tears begin. It's his only recourse is to cry like a big bald baby.
Well, let's be fair. The worst thing that happens to Rich is when he runs out of food.
Nah, you're right the first time, Skull
Oh,
Dad.
When he runs
Come on
out,
now.
there's
Discord.
tears.
You know what I mean?
These extreme reactions are coming out at the lowest point channel, which previously released.
I do
Did
believe
you
Kino
see
stream on their
that?
own channel as
Highly
In
well.
the downward spiral, much like his mental health, his analytics are going straight down the toilet. Soft addicted.
Stop.
Separate videos taking surface-level glances at gaming news or subjects parallel to gaming.
I love
Though
that.
this is no longer.
Surface level takes. Just so true. Just giving him no respect. His decade of content, his legacy.
I say
All it
DSP and
was
Rich
him just
apparently both
reading
from
articles other people
Connecticut.
wrote and then giving the lamest, most basic lukewarm take. Isn't that right, Phil?
The first time I heard about this
Exactly,
guy,
Matt.
someone
They're
had said to me,
so
he's talking
setting him
shit
up for
about you.
something.
I said,
Even if
"Who?"
it's
And I
just
went and checked his
explained
channel,
for more
Review
money.
Tech USA. I'm like, where's the review of tech? There's nothing. This is all him reading news articles, or it's like drama, like TMZ shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is this relevant to even his name on YouTube? It's like a misnomer, right? Like he's trying to fool you into thinking he's one thing and he's another. And I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't understand why,
DSP Gaming.
he
where
changed.
no
Was
gaming.
he ever a reviewer of tech? And all he does is just read other people's stories and gives his take. Why is this getting 1 million subs?
Well, what's sad about it is like there are applications, and he's admitted to using them, that just give you the news articles of the day. So
Wow.
he had them. He didn't even have to be an editor.
Even me, the guy
and
who everyone
select
claims is the laziest dude on the planet. I sift through a bunch of stories in the morning to try to find ones that are going to be appropriate to
You
my
go
audience.
on
A gaming
Twitter.
article, something about pop culture we've been talking about recently.
You
I
go
don't just
on
pull the fucking
Twitter.
news off of an app and just slap it on my stream and read it.
Well, no, it's exactly, and
And
he just
also-
because he had no passion about it, it
Gay
wasn't things
Nightmares,
he really
ooh, that
cared
had to be
about.
bad.
That's why he found it difficult to keep it up over the years and got disillusioned because he was just a slop maker. There's no love.
He was wrong about most of his takes. He would always have a take. Everyone would yell at him, and he'd have to make a video apologizing and doing the counter the take every time. And he was called
he
out by
wanted
Sony's president.
That, right? So that was part of his grift. You give this take that's obviously wrong, then you flip flop and apologize, and you get to make money off the other
Off the
side.
apology,
Of the
exactly
yeah,
right.
He makes
Two
money off
videos.
the
Something
apology,
DSP's
right?
done.
So
Mhm.
this is just the way he conducted business for so long, and people go, "There's no talent to this."
Yeah, he
There's
immediately
no
goes to
art
Twitter in the
to this.
morning.
This isn't
By
like
morning, I
Darkside
mean
Phil
10:39 a.m. when he finally wakes
cultivating
up.
a community over 15 years through original content and commentary. This
Mhm.
is just an absolute bozo stealing content, repackaging it as his own. It's like a baby
Like
bird
DS
regurgitating. Is what.
By the
it's
way,
like.
2 big shouts.
Like when DSP on his DSP throwback uses someone else's video for his. Oh, guys, I had to. They had the high def version. I only had the low def for my camera. It looks better that way. DSP, these are all sneak disses. They are making fun of you. They are insulting you, and you just don't see it.
Shout out to Chill Force.
You're not wrong, Greg. They
$100
haven't even
super
started
chat
it.
to Chill Force for that. And an anonymous $150 tip. That's the biggest one that I've received yet tonight. So whoever that was, they said, let the filtering begin, the collab. That wasn't on my bingo card, but man, I love it. All right, excellent.
It's great. Everyone hit like. Everyone hit
Only
like.
150? Let's get a
Yeah.
$200.
Don't spread this.
Come on.
Retweet. Hit like.
Come on, for the king, for this once-in-a-lifetime level collaboration between the casino
This
and the
is
king.
crazy.
Let's get
All right.
some
This is
$200 chats. Come on.
Let's go.
Longer the
Let's see.
case.
I want to hear about how he started because this is I know nothing about this guy's history. Let's hear.
Not a
All right. By the way, people are asking. Take a few chips out. The intro itself.
I'm gonna need to
is
crack
like
I agree.
one for
Yeah,
this.
it
surface
is.
level.
I
him
agree.
crying. Yeah, there you go.
And I want everybody in chat to hit the like button. Let's get it over 1,000 likes. We're almost at 800.
I mean, we got,
Let's get it
go.
he's got
over
almost
1,000
3,200 people
likes
watching.
Right now.
He
Come
can
on.
easily hit 1,000
More.
likes.
Now Rich's focus is on streaming and producing music to little avail. He's either too subdued by intoxicants or dead air on the alcohol.
Yeah, echoes. That's great.
That's
You did an
it.
echo
He
effect.
lost some more chips there, I think.
I mean, Optimal, I hope that's the
Stop
case
being
here
funny.
too, but we'll have to wait and see.
You got a burn. You got an echo
I
burn
love how
effect on
he's-
you. That was great.
He's highlighting this. This is a genuine supporter of Rich. You can tell. Rich, I'm not trolling when I say you need to pull it together. Stop getting high on your streams. Make them more organized and focused. Start actually making content with higher production value.
Wow.
This is the thing. Who else? Because he considers this his job. Who else is allowed to show up to their job high?
right.
You know?
It's true.
Who else is able to just, oh, you know what?
I
I'm just
shot
gonna take, and not just even to smoke like a joint or something
or a
like that,
bowl or
or
whatever.
a bong
yeah.
hit.
Well,
He's
this is the
taking
difference.
medical grade edibles every day. Go ahead.
Some people take it seriously, and some people act like, well, it's my hobby. But because I'm doing it publicly, pay me for my hobby, and that's what it is. Man.
Yes.
Just pay me for my hangout session instead of pay me for work. Listen, you got to put in the work if you're expecting to get.
You don't work,
conversations.
DSP. You haven't
And
worked
that's the thing,
in
you
how
work
many
6
years?
days a week, much like
Can
our,
you be
our Heavenly
cruel?
Father, our Creator, who worked 6 days and rested the one. You follow that model.
Oh, they're
Yes,
gaslighting him
exactly.
so
You
hard right
follow
now.
that
Can you
model,
be
6
cruel?
days of work, 1 day of rest.
Any harder, they're
highly
gonna die from
biblical and
methane
righteous,
leak.
The way you have that work ethic. Whereas Rich, you'd be lucky if you get 1 stream a week out of him, and he
Wow.
shows up high,
Well,
and he
and
can't
also,
even open his eyes. Look at his eyes. They're
well, there's no
closed.
segment. There's no segments. It's him sitting there stoned as hell. There's no even work.
What do you mean
when he
there's
is
no
streaming.
segment? There's the Phil segment.
Oh,
There's,
he's-
there's
Right.
the one and only
One
segment.
Phil.
He
That's
has.
it.
He has the Phil segment.
The one
Now,
return segment.
has he edited it down? Has he created his own edited Phil?
They clipped it or whatever.
No,
No.
he's just
Wow.
stolen whatever duties put up or whatever creator
Shout out
creator
Duty.
has put up their edited Phil.
Waffins, $100 tip. Thank you, Waffins, for a $100
Holy
tip contribution here
fuck.
tonight.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Holding
You're
out
gonna
on
be making
Phil.
so much fucking
I've
money
seen
today,
you
and it's not gonna
blessed
even
with
fucking
Rich's
matter.
Waffins. Only $100 tonight
Wow.
for Phil.
Wow,
You can
okay.
do better. Out of 0 Waffins, you can do it.
We have a new record. $200 tip from Bohi
There it
Pans.
is. 200 from
Let's go.
Logie.
This
No
is
glasses,
the second
no
coming of
hat,
DSP. Thank
no
you, Bohi
vest.
Pans. $200.
He never
Yes.
left.
He's gonna bring $1,000 in tips, $1,000 super chats, and yet the very first words out of his mouth tomorrow, guys, be nice if we get the $50 tip goal. Remember, we're trying to hit $50 every stream, guys. We gotta hit $50 for tip goal. If we do, I'll wear the glasses. He's about to make enough money that he doesn't have to get a single fucking tip for the next 10 days of streaming, and still be hitting the $50 stream goal. Won't fucking matter. It won't fucking matter because, guys, I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
Bitch,
Wow.
he's
Yes.
been here day in and day out. We got a 200.
Thank
Let's
you.
see if we can get a $300
Let's see.
donation.
Can we hit it?
Can we
All
get
right.
it?
All right.
The streams are sober and anxious, lashing out at those he feels have wronged him, like his former editor,
By the way, we've only watched 40 seconds of this doc, and you've made more than Rich has made all year today.
You know what? And you know
Whoa.
what? That's fine because, quite frankly, no matter what I make on this stream tonight, he has talked about me so much. He's probably made literally hundreds of thousands of dollars on my back. So now
True.
it's time to get.
Hundreds of thousands? What the fuck, DSP? No. Thousands? I could definitely see thousands. Hundreds of thousands? Not a chance in fucking hell.
some of that back, right?
We're
And-
paying it
Yeah,
back.
yeah, we're paying it back.
Guys,
Thank
he's
you
not
so
a drama
much
streamer. He doesn't
for
care about
all the hard
drama.
effort and work you've put in over the years, sir.
You're the sidekick everywhere you go. You couldn't cut it. That's why you became my editor.
Rich's self-destruction has also unearthed a history of
That's
doxing.
sick, you know? The way he talks about a guy who he was friends with for 15 years, who did all that work for him, who filled in for him while his daughter was sick in the hospital, and he, you know, That's how he talks about that guy, by the
Yeah.
way.
Oh, look at that room. That's like
That's his early room. Oh,
dark
well-
web, like murdering people room.
What's
you know?
funny is, no, his early room is his current room because it was always in his parents' house.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it because I don't know any of this. Let's get into it.
Doxing. Poor research that at one point had the former president of Sony call him stupid, and a history of lies and drama. that
I
almost
don't know
forgot.
how to
Got a coming
edit,
back to form
unfortunately, but I
Rich
do have a
as
Twitter.
failure.
Rich history.
Yes.
Uh,
Now, to
In
be
late
fair,
2009,
I
he
did
kept-
contact June. I said you should have called it the rich taste of failure and showed him sucking a cucumber, but he didn't go for that one. All right. This was a pretty good second runner-up title.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
saw
He
it.
was keeping it a little bit more PG, you know.
A channel named Review Tech USA began uploading. This was Rich Masucci's, an American man with a tech background, second attempt at
Oh, hold on, pause.
Uploaded.
No. June the King just doxed Rich publicly on the internet. He put his full name out there. That's unacceptable. Oh, wait, that's what LTG would say. Sorry about that. We can continue now.
Oh, there.
Oh, crushed.
It was
Crushed.
Mind you, DSP put out business cards with his name, his address, and his phone number. Guys, the trolls doxed me. Bitch, you put out business cards with all your information on it. There was no need to dox you because you put all your information out there on a business card. And yeah, he's gonna act like this about June the King putting out Review Text USA's name. The fuck, DSP.
By the
For
king.
those who don't know, that actually happened. June did a documentary on Low to Your God, and he claimed it was doxing him to put his legal name on the internet.
You know, I
Okay.
see a lot of people in chat are saying Rich lives with his parents. Question mark. We'll get into that.
Oh,
We'll-
it's going to be in this, I'm sure, yes.
Yeah, we have an extended cut of it, actually part of our folder. So,
Okay.
video after video
oh, what's that
That'd be
video?
great,
He blurred
Greg,
out?
if they
I
did
don't
get
even-
charged
that's
back.
Oh,
That'd be
boy.
hilarious.
video game consoles, spanning virtually all console generations, from the Atari 2600 to the then modern Xbox 360. These were off the cuff, simple overviews of the consoles were Rich of Review Tech USA.
Oh, that's
Review
hilarious,
Tech.
Apollonius.
Wow.
At one
Whoa.
time, unbeknownst to anybody, because it was 16 years ago, he did in fact at one point review tech. Wow.
Yeah.
Often interjected his own stories with the devices. The same could be said about his other videos that range widely on topics. This one was
Hello.
playing into a stereotype that women enjoy being on the phone longer. This video, though titled Is Steve Jobs Dying, was really about Rich's experience with Apple products and the history of Apple.
That was his first clickbait. Like,
Yeah.
Is
the
Steve
inception.
Jobs dying?
Blatant clickbait.
Though-
Wow.
It's like,
It's just full on clickbait.
He
Foreshadowing.
earned him a
Shadowing.
whopping 9,000 views. I mean, it was worth it, man. He made
Really
money.
worth throwing all his credibility down the
God, that'd be
river
great
and
that
being known
actually
as a
happened, though,
clickbait
Greg.
artist from that point on. It was totally worth it, wasn't it, Dickers?
huh.
Those looking to find facts would scarcely find it on this channel. This could
People,
work to
what
Rich's
a
benefit.
thing to say. People who were looking for facts would scarcely find it on this channel.
Wow.
That's another felt there for Dickers. Straight up. You can tell June has zero respect for Revich. Like, you can just tell by the way he's saying
Or
stuff.
should he or anyone else
I
have
think take
respect
a little
for
bit of
him?
chips. I think like a 2 or 3 chips.
Yeah,
out
for
of it.
sure. I
I
mean,
think that's
listen,
a couple chip
you got to
reviews.
think of it this way. If you're going to name yourself something, you're now stuck with that forever. So if you're going to be a content creator,
Like
either
Dark
be
Side.
prepared to make that content, or else don't name yourself that. I mean, I have a generic name, Dark Side Phil. No, it kind of sounds like Star Wars, but no one comes to my channel looking for Star. Like, oh, what's this guy all about? If I named myself Game Reviewer Connecticut, people would come. Oh, it's a game review from a guy in Connecticut. I mean, use your fucking head.
Exactly. Yeah.
While he was not very keen
By the way, even for a tech reviewer, it's a terrible name. Review Tech USA. It sounds
Yeah.
like a corporation or something.
Ian,
And I
nor did he-
love how he always has to be introduced as Rich of Review Tech USA, even though there's no one else that works at Review Tech USA, nor has
Right,
there
right.
ever been. Like,
Right.
okay.
knowledgeable of the products he was reviewing, he was very opinionated and confident in what he was saying. This means he had much to say and many videos to make, evident by his catalog. And after about a year or so content creation, his beliefs had become established. Rich was a fan of console gaming, believing it was superior because of its ease of access and affordability against PC's customizability that also lends to its
The
complexity.
ease of access
Taking
and all
aside
that and
this
cost
never-ending
is
debate,
very
meant that his opinions
accessible for most
resonated with
people.
those that preferred consoles, and those audience members would become easier fans of Rich.
I mean, that is the perk of console gaming. You buy the console, you plug it into your TV, you're done. Although with modern, I mean, when I bought my PlayStation 5, the very first thing I did was install another hard drive into it, which thankfully, not only does Sony allow, Sony encourages it. Sony encourages you to do that, so that's always great. But, yeah, they're cheaper than a PC. I mean, come on, I've spent more on a GPU than I did on a fucking PlayStation 5. Plug it in, you're good to go. But, PC Master Race, bitches. I love my Atari. Barnstorming for life, people. Barnstorming for life.
But the same could be said about the opposition, all of which could be found inhabiting the same tech space. Blackbuster Critic, or BBC for
legend.
short, was a creator that pushed
Or BBC for short.
BBC for short.
See? Now there's a name that works, right?
It all adds up.
Wow.
PC gaming over consoles. This, in late 2010, eventually led to a light feud between the two, and an online debate hosted by the BBC.
So I'll let you have the post first, or the stand, or the soapbox, or whatever the hell you want to call it, and then we'll go from there.
What do you want me to talk about first?
State the case of why, PC gaming is superior for everybody.
After about an hour-long debate, Rich concedes.
I'll be the first to admit that he owned me.
Oh no!
Guys, he's about to get felted.
I mean, he's not doing too good. We just started, and as you can see, out of his 4 stacks of chips, he's already halfway done with one of the stacks.
Yeah, it's not going so good, is it?
Well, thankfully, Master, I do it with you guys.
Man.
I got other
So,
content,
I'm
other
not what you're
locales. I do games and
You will have a good holiday.
movies and anime reviews. Like, I do a lot of
I'll still put this
content.
video up on my YouTube channel because
Or like today, you know what I was doing all day? I was at a Renaissance fair out in Cleveland. Had a fucking blast. Which is why I'm able to constantly cover DSP, because I'm not constantly covering him. I'm doing other shit, thankfully, knock on wood.
You're right of me not to do it. So
That's
And
something
you have to
Kino
upload
Casino
a
says. When you
failure.
run out of chips,
Yes,
all you got left in the
I'll
box
upload
is
Well,
felt.
many times
or you've
he's
been
forced
felted.
to hold that L in the most brutal of ways. Just ram it down his throat.
You're
Take
gonna
it.
upload your L,
Take
right?
that BBC L, Rich.
At least I will give him some credit. He did upload it, right? It's public. And if I come from a Street Fighter background, right? Win, lose, you always fess up if you won or lost. Like, I had some rivalries with guys back in the early YouTube days, and one guy I beat and one guy I didn't. But all that footage went live. You got to take your lickings. So at least your lickings. You got to take your licks. So at least, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about the cucumber.
BBC.
Exactly. At least he did upload it. I'll give him that. So I will take this one chip. I will place one chip back inside the
All right.
briefcase because
Wow.
Cleveland isn't that bad. At least it's not
the upload
Detroit.
Merciful
is failed.
for
There you go.
That's a wise
That
decision.
actually
son.
is like a
That was just a
comic
tax
Cleveland
rebate,
saying
tax
is,
rebate right there.
at least we're not Detroit.
Okay.
good one, man. It was great talking with you. And everyone-
While things were cordial between BBC and Rich, they were not exactly friendly. At least not in the same sense of the channels that were promoting Rich's channel on their own YouTube pages like 3 Kilobytes, specifically Mike and Jay.
And I'm Jason, for 3 Kilobytes. My last name is Hoof, and I like to build houses in Minecraft.
Whenever Rich hit a milestone, like a subscriber goal or obtaining YouTube partnership, which meant he could earn ad revenue from his YouTube videos, he made sure to thank these channels.
They've helped me out big time, especially Jay. I communicate with him the most, and thank you so much, man. Honestly, the reason I hit 1,000 subs, the second half of it is mostly due to his help. And of course, as
Just thinking about that Jay really helped him from the very beginning of his career. That
yeah.
he wouldn't have really gotten any traction at all, by Rich's own admission, if it hadn't have been from Jay from 3 Kilobytes helping him.
Wow.
So,
And
I
then-
And
did
in
find
the
that-
end, it
And in
never fucking
hindsight,
mattered.
I'm gonna destroy your career. You won't work in this town again. Like, you know what I mean? No gratitude at all.
Thanks. What did he say at the beginning? He was like, "Oh, you
He's like, he
never
didn't go
be
there when it was
successful," and
negative
stuff like that. It's
40,
like, dude,
which is
you
something that
are the
happens.
success. He worked for you. That's why you
Yeah.
were successful. And you say stuff like that.
I honestly had no idea that Review Tech knew Jay this early on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Many-
that until today. Yeah.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
because probably like 80% of the subscriptions have been from them, is 3 Kilobytes. All of them, of course, but especially Jay and Mike. Honestly, my channel is where it is.
Wait, so 80% of his subs at that time, he got off 3 Kilobytes. So that was like the real starting of his career or whatever.
Because a lot
We'll
because
just,
of
see
what
how, we'll just see how he repays that generosity and that
Yeah.
loyalty, right?
Exactly.
Jay,
This is gonna be
Mike,
this is
and
gonna be a
Kyle.
ride down memory lane for me because I was a YouTuber at this time and I'm remembering 3 Kilobytes. I remember these
Same.
channels. It's like, how does this tie into his story? This is gonna be interesting.
I actually hung out with Jay back in the day during this time because I reacted to one of their videos and he was, so
Done
it
to
is
promote.
it is like old YouTube, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
By
Why would he thank
2011,
anyone, Lee?
things were
He
going
did it
well
all on
for
his
Rich.
own. He said
Not
so
only was
himself.
he earning some revenue from his channel, he was remaining somewhat consistent and fair with his losses, going as far to release a video titled, "I Can't Defend Consoles Anymore."
Right now, folks, I know a lot of people are going to jump below and write comments saying they can't build a PC, or it's too hard, or it's too technical. No, it's not.
This was inspired by the infamous hacking
By
of
the
the
way, like,
PlayStation Network.
What a silly take to do in the first place. I can't defend consoles anymore. Well, there are exclusives on consoles, right? Like, especially back at that time, there
That
were
time,
a
yeah.
lot more exclusives for consoles, and there's just something to be said about that ease of use.
Right.
That you just plug it in, it works, you put the disc in, it plays the game. Nowadays, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with arguing that either a console or a PC is better, but it's situational. Each has its own unique pros and cons. That's why the debate has been for so long. There's no definitive answer.
Well,
that
say
one's always
at the
better
very
than the
beginning,
other,
they
you know?
were very
I've had
energetic.
gaming PCs, I've had consoles.
Now that
I've
they've
used consoles
calmed
for
down,
10
now that you
years,
got the
but
video
I have a gaming
going.
PC and I love it. So, you know, I get it. I get both sides. That
But
was
the
silly to
whole-
put himself into that argument, but you know what? Because he was trying to get controversy. That's why do you think he wanted that debate? To get him more attention.
Exactly, and that's the whole reason why he made that video, changing his view on the first place. He's like, "Oh, it's so shocking! He changed his mind on it," and then he can get people to click on it. Right?
Exactly.
So it's not motivated by what his true opinion is; it's motivated by what opinion he thinks will get him the most clicks.
Exactly.
Work that effectively brought the online services down for months, though he did not abandon the videos on the debate, as this was still one of the largest draws of his channel. These were alongside clickbait videos that were presented outwardly.
12 years ago, by the way, just look at that.
Of his
You
channel.
watch this video.
These were
Game consoles have one generation left. Like, what a title, you know?
You
Like, it's
know,
over.
it's like, by the way, we're at 2 generations from that point on already.
He is the master of doing this. Well, again, the first time I ever heard about this guy, someone says, you got to go check it out. Did you see the video he made about you? I go to his channel. This was like 9 years ago, right? Title of the video, Dark Side Phil is dying. Look at the plummet of his business. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he saying this shit about me? I'm fine.
Because
My
your business
isn't
was dying.
Like, was he even, you know,
Still
'cause, you know,
is.
at one point,
You've been on my support for years,
DSP
DSP.
take ever.
Yeah.
You're one of the longest running channels out there. But go ahead, Phil.
it must be the most long prolonged death ever if I'm truly dying. It's been 9 ongoing years. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
alongside clickbait videos that were presented outwardly as his research, to then be revealed that Rich was reading from a singular article while interjecting some of his opinions.
So he just steals one article, not even like multiple like articles and research. No, just one article.
His channel covered a wide range of topics, now even adapting the commentary tropes of the time, like commentary over footage of an unrelated game. Because of the undistilled nature of this channel, his views were hardly consistent. Most videos hovered around 5,000, but some reached hundreds of thousands of views. With Rich increasing his output to now nearly a video a day in late 2012, his views were slowly but surely starting to pick up. Being that he did a face reveal that same year meant that in 2013 he did not shy away from creating vlogs. But Rich was unsatisfied with the equipment he was using. The camera specifically was not HD.
Yo, have you seen this video of him walking around like a Walmart? It's like the back rooms. It's so creepy. Like no one's in the mall. Like it's really, really weird.
And had a very low frame rate. And if
And
he did
if
make
you
more...
have,
Do you have that video?
I sent you. Yeah, I just sent it to you over
Okay.
there on yours.
Another thing with the camera on a phone, a lot of people don't realize that. No, you spend $1,200 if your DSP, probably $1,400 of that brand new Samsung Ultra S24, or if it's $1,600 on an iPhone. You spend $1,600 on a camera. You got a camera that does 4K 30 frames, maybe even 4K 60 frames, depending on the newer ones, or even 6 years ago they only did 1080p 60 frames. But there, you got a camera that does 1080p 60 frames per second. You make the video, you load it up to your computer. Ta-da! That's actually how I got my start. That's why my videos at the beginning were under 10 minutes, express lane, because my camera could only handle up to 10-minute videos. So I had to make sure my video was under 10 minutes or would miss the ending of it. It's like, oh shit, I gotta try to figure it out. Eventually, got a webcam, got software editing. Don't have to do that anymore, but you don't need a Blue Yeti microphone, and a 8K 60 frames per second webcam. You got a phone, you got a camera with a microphone on it. You can do it yourself. Yes, I'm so felted.
This is a video, Phil. I hate to interject. just a
4K
couple
30
things,
frames
but
is nice.
This is very interesting. This is a video that Rich has tried to bury, that Joon didn't actually even include in this documentary, that we just saw a little snippet of, that I think it's important to show people. This is Review Tech USA in Walmart. He's in like 2011, 2012, right? Got a camcorder walking around Walmart, filming people. And he's filming one person in particular here that I find... Whoa. So we're about to experience some real transphobia here from Rich of Review Tech USA.
It's disgusting. Yeah.
I just, LGBT viewers of Rich, be warned. This is a trigger warning. Very strong transphobia here. We have Rich stalking a trans woman through Walmart, filming them and shaming them. Look at this.
Stockings.
Oh my God, it's so creepy.
This is dark, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at how close he's getting to them.
This is the kind of shit when the FBI raids the house and is looking for evidence and they find a phone. This is the kind of videos they find on that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what
It's
the
like
hell?
Isn't he like
very
a
Buffalo
stalker?
Bill.
And
You
he's
know what Greg's gonna
talking
get that
about
shower
them,
fixed, he's
like,
gonna get the
just mere
dishwasher
feet away
fixed.
from them with a camera,
Cat's gonna be
like,
so happy
following
she
them
no longer
around.
needs to use paper plates.
The heels are on the
Thank you
duster
so much,
short.
Privacy. $200 super chat.
$200
Oh.
super chat.
Biggest one of the nights. This is the year DSP keep getting those W's king. Thank you so much, Privacy. Appreciate it.
Let's go.
Where
Hell
are
yeah.
the direct tips? Where are the direct tips at?
Sheesh.
Well,
Come
the record was 200. I'm counting the record.
Thank
The record
you.
was
Wow,
200 direct tip and
that's
200 super chat.
massive.
So thank you guys.
Hell yeah. By the
It's
way,
so
so the
weird.
other
And this
day,
is a person, by the way. I just want to point out how disgusting what Rich just did there. This is a person, and this is in a time where there was not a lot of support for the trans community, right? And this is somebody that worked up the courage to present the way they wanted to present and to live their life without fear. And they go out and they try and live their truth. And then you've got this fat piece of garbage
they're gonna find all
waddling
kinds of
around
shit on
behind them,
theirs.
filming them,
DM,
making
how's it
fun of
going?
them, exposing them to their audience to be made fun of. And this could shatter this person's confidence.
Not
It
a
could
single
cause them
snort there,
to no
Greg,
longer
not a
want to
single
present in
snort.
the way they feel like they are. And, that's a real shame, isn't it? But
No,
that's the sort of person Rich is.
I don't even understand it. Like, what's the joke here? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not.
he
there's
just
no point to
uploaded that
doing
video, like individually 20 seconds. Imagine one day you're subbed to Review Tech USA. 20 seconds is uploaded. It was that video.
Yeesh.
All right.
For vlog-style videos, he can negate the possibility of copyright claims that came from using gameplay footage. What Rich wanted was a new high-definition camera. This is what inspired the video I Need Your Help, which has long since been removed from his channel but archived third-party compilations that demonstrate how catastrophic not so much this video was, but the endless responses and poor handling of what should have been a simple situation.
No, really.
Yes, I know I'm going to be called
So,
an e-beggar.
pause. So, Phil, if you needed
He's an
money for a
e-beggar.
new camera, what would you do? Wouldn't you just ask for the money?
Well, I mean, yeah, if it's something that's directly for the business,
Mhm.
I would. In fact, let me put it this way. There are things that I've wanted to upgrade, but I tell people I'm not even going to put it upon you guys because I know that you guys are so generous already. I don't want to ask more of you. If anyone wants to donate, by all means, but I'm not going to sit here and run a marathon to try to raise money for a specific component because
He's done that before in the past, though. He's 100% done that, though.
I think that's asking too much of people who
Yeah.
already give me a good living.
I know.
You know what I
I
mean?
Just
know.
stream, right? Just stream, work, and then
Yeah,
eventually you'll save enough to buy the camera, right?
Get ready
Well,
for this
get ready for what-
convoluted
Or get it
scheme from
donated,
Rich.
according to him.
Yeah, and we have an actual add-on to this that wasn't. I'm in the doc, but watch this.
No matter what I say. But I'm doing this with a twist that no one else has done because I don't just want
Oh,
your
boy.
friggin' money. I really don't. I honestly don't.
Yeah, no, he definitely doesn't want your money. He's just gonna ask for your money.
A twist.
You
I'm going to
know.
put you in a series of Saw-like traps to save your life if you don't pay me for this camera. He sounds like a fucking supervillain or something. What's he talking about?
What do I need? I need a camcorder for the show, straight up. Using gameplay footage, I'm constantly dealing with getting copyright claims on my videos.
Rich goes on to explain how he would avoid the title e-beggar by donating the $500, which is the amount he was seeking for the camcorder, a year after he receives the funds to a charity of his audience choice. What's
Pause.
more, if the
Yeah.
donation goal is exceeded, he will refund any of that excess money.
Oh,
Pause,
shit.
Phil.
So he's going to do a
Bullshit.
fundraiser to get a camera. That's directly what it is. He's going to buy the
500 bucks,
camera.
yeah.
He's going to use that camera to make content. The content will then raise the $500 back, and he will donate the $500 to charity. That's what he's saying.
And then
Yeah.
also refund every cent that anyone donated back to them at the end of the year. Also,
Bullshit.
So
Bully,
instead of doing
bullshit.
that, why not just save $500 and buy the camera? Why do you have to do
Exactly.
a fundraiser?
Exactly.
it's
Pay
even
it
worse,
back.
Phil.
Or
It's
why
even
didn't
worse.
Why didn't he put it on layaway?
No,
or
wait.
buy it on credit
did.
and pay it back?
He did see in the doc. He missed this part, but we watched the video. It was him versus Blackbuster, right? He ended up taking the $500, not using the camera at all.
Oh, hold on.
Now-
Is it June going to say this?
No, it's not.
Oh,
This. But
okay.
we found it like the other day. He sells the camera for money to buy a Wii U, and then we find out
Which
that
was
he didn't
his
even
second Wii U.
his second
by the
Wii U, and he didn't even buy the camera with the 500. He had it on layaway. That's a scam and a half. But
What
it
the
wasn't
hell?
even in this. But we found out the other day. So yeah.
This is overly
It's
complicated.
scams.
Even for 2013 YouTube, that was less accepting of
Project
creators
7
producing for
reboot.
money or earning it through sponsorships.
Like I said,
the depths
So
that Rich
far
was
this
going
entire time, they have been sneak dissing and just flat out dissing him this entire time, and he doesn't seem to fucking catch on, which is hilarious. Like, not once does he seem to have caught on to the fact that they are making fun of him. They are straight up making fun of him, and he doesn't seem to fucking catch on, and I love it.
to just avoid being called an e-beggar, something only the smallest sections of his audience would even care.
This is the thing is, nobody actually really did truly care
Yeah.
if he opened a Patreon or if he did directly ask for money. But
Like
he had this
DSP's
weird
done.
complex in his mind that he needed to pander to a vocal minority that hated him anyway, rather than just having the balls and confidence to go after what he wanted and ask for what he wanted. You know, back then there were a lot of people getting in trouble for e-begging, right? But like at least Amazing Atheist
Like
had the
DSP.
balls to straight up say, I need money for a computer. Give me money for this computer. He didn't try and couch it as that he was better than other e-beggars or he was better than other people who was raising money. And by the way, it's just very rich for Rich, of all people, to be doing this sort of thing when he tries to call you an e-beggar and other people who made money online through tips e-beggars for years, when he was just as guilty of these supposed principle violations.
Yeah, it seems like he's against it, but he knows he has to do it. But then you have to accept it, right? Either if you know you need to take money in from your audience in order to continue to operate your business, you either accept it or you say, I'm just not going to do it. Don't make the most convoluted flowchart, weird design of a program in your mind that you think will get you out of it. No, you're
Guys, I'm not an e-beggar. I'm crowdfunding. I'm funding through crowds. I'm not an e-beggar. I'm a crowdfunder. GDSP, isn't that what you fucking do?
asked for the money. Now you are that. Like, just accept
it. He wants to do it and not get criticized for it.
Exactly.
And you're just, that's just never going to work. You know?
By the way, thank you, Spicy Sauce, who just gifted 20 memberships to the community here on DSP Reacts tonight.
Membership. Now, how much are the memberships here, Phil? Are they 5 or 10?
Actually, I think that's like cheap. Actually, I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't care.
It's his channel, his business. I don't even know how much my stuff costs. What a professional.
I don't even know.
I don't know. I have no idea how much it is on this channel. I really have no idea. I'm serious. I don't know.
Can we hit it?
Care about exposed that as an insecurity and point that he could easily be.
Remove chips. Everyone's saying, by the way.
Okay.
Yes,
He scammed the camera. He bought the Wii U, sold, didn't use it. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Pressured
It's $4 USD per sub, by the way.
Okay, $4. There you go.
$4.
I easily trolled from.
The only people that pissed me off, even though I expected it, is when people said they donated, and I would see like the same small group of trolls, like going around and attacking people.
It did not take long for Rich to get that money via donations. He even bought a cheaper camera that was about $140 less than expected. But he made the mistake of addressing the trolls and the BBC.
So I went out and
the BBC, I love he says
a new tool. A Sony HDR 260V. And let me tell you right now, it is a phenomenal camera. And I bought this with my own money. How about that?
Nice. Kino, how's it going?
I miss Blackbuster.
I
Critic.
know.
Did you ever watch any of his videos, Phil?
No, I didn't know about this guy. That's
Oh, you're missing out. Sometime when you have some spare time, watch some of this guy's old videos. They're so funny.
Greg.
His guidelines for being a customer series.
His fans live off of being acknowledged on his channel. That's why they give him money. But then suddenly, random fans are giving him $2,000 computer, a webcam, a fight stick, TVs, controllers, headphones, but they don't want to be shouted out. Bullshit.
He talks about his time working at Blockbuster. It was great. He was awesome.
Hell yeah.
By the way, shout out, $100 tip just came in.
Good.
It just says Dark Side Phil. Well, I know I didn't tip myself, but thank you.
Sevens for Phil. Let's get him some more tips.
Thank you.
Preferably 3 figures or more. Come on.
By the way, so BBC here never even said his name. He never said Rich, never said Review Tech. But watch this.
While he did not mention Rich or Review Tech USA by name, he did expose the criticisms that he knew bothered Rich. This was bait, and Rich readily took it.
It's your old buddy Rich.
That's really good editing
USA
right there.
Review Beg USA. You've had some colorful things to say about me. Let's just do it the good old-fashioned way and debate it live on Skype and see how it goes. The offer's on the table, buddy. Hopefully you accept.
Not only did Rich flub this situation by taking the bait, he also challenged the BBC to a debate, which the BBC readily accepted.
Someone gave me a really nice laptop for like editing and writing. Like, oh hey, when you go on vacation, here's a really nice laptop for you to take with you.
Talking trash.
They would be permanently enfolded into any of my videos.
I know plenty of things, plenty of questions to ask you, which you're gonna goof up on.
Like, there's no way to be like,
how I led you by the hand, like a child
noise.
encountering your own points.
There's no way that's
what's
gonna
happen
happen
again.
Wow. This debate did not come as Rich failed to show. But
what a surprise!
Wait a minute.
What a surprise! Go ahead, Phil.
Wait a minute. That's it. That's the end of his first stack of chips. There's no way you don't show up. You didn't even
show the debate after talking all that shit.
Yeah.
He did multiple videos calling him out.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Blockbuster Critic never even mentioned his name. The guilty party revealed themselves.
That's the big line.
They felt attacked. They felt they were guilty of it. It's tough.
That's tough.
We are what? 15, 20 minutes into this thing? Not even.
drugs.
We 10? 10 minutes in.
10 minutes in.
Rich has lost an entire stack of chips. Hopefully there's a dead air segment of him sitting there saying nothing for an hour, or else we're going to be out of chips really fast.
Wow.
This is pretty crazy.
It wouldn't be the first time for him.
Wow. Exactly.
Purchased
Okay.
the camcorder and did not pocket
Yeah,
the
great.
donations.
Like, the
While
IRS
BBC
should come after him in
respond,
2025.
What was more important was that
Unless
Rich's
he raises the money to
responses
pay
and
him,
continually
which
addressing
is
this
gonna be over
drama was inviting
$60,000
more and more
he ain't paying
trolls
him.
that Rich was responding to.
Master Flex, everyone out there who's deeply concerned about what I'm doing, you need to, don't go into the whole
This is
thing.
the problem that Rich had. Yeah, go ahead.
What? Didn't he buy a good camera? What the hell is this being recorded on right now? He bought the camera, right?
Oh, at this, he was at the gym actually.
So he didn't bring the camcorder with him, even though he intended on using it, right? Instead, he's using, I think it was a Sony Flip.
Oh,
the Flip.
A
Remember
flip?
that?
Holy shit.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
this is
No,
the
I'm
problem
sorry.
that Rich had was people realized every single time you would say something about him, he would react to it. No
Right.
matter how silly it was or outrageous, he would just take the bait. Much like is one of the big criterias of being a lolcow is responding to everything, not being able to ignore anything.
This is
And
still
he-
what, 2012, 12-ish?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will say this. I also have been around as long as Review Tech, and I will admit, because I don't want to play the hypocrite here. Yes, also at this era, this was a new thing. Like this whole drama content, baiting other creators and stuff was becoming prominent on YouTube, and a lot of people took the bait. I also took the bait. You're going to see a documentary coming out about me later this month. There was a lot of that kind of stuff back then, and I'll admit that I got hooked too, but I learned my lesson over the
Later
years.
this
and I
month?
learned
Are
to
you sure
ignore
about that,
the
DSP?
stuff.
Wow.
King Phil taking the bait? Never, Majesty. Thou would never take the bait of a filthy troll.
Same here. I was
You
gonna say
always
thing
stay
too.
above the fray.
The thing is, back then, there wasn't a track record of how to operate, how to conduct yourself to be a content
Yeah.
creator. You didn't have people who had failed yet, so you didn't know what to do and what not to do. And sometimes you think, oh, I'm the big shit. I'll just take on every comer and I'll talk shit. And then stuff like this would blow up in your face.
Yeah.
It was awesome though, being
It
like
was
that and
great.
taking
Sure.
on all comers. You were a fucking king for years, Phil. You would just take on anybody, anywhere, any place, anytime, and you were so funny.
Kinky.
We were watching you respond to Xbox friend requests. the
Oh,
other day.
boy.
I never laughed so
It
hard.
was
Fuck you. Bye. No,
Bye.
fuck you. Bye. Bye.
Best one was the kid who I told him, contact me when your balls drop and then I'll talk back to you.
every person sending you a voice message was a kid for some reason.
Nonstop, you know?
But none of them would listen to the king's direction not to send random friend requests, and then they wondered why they got ignored and shot upon. Unbelievable.
This is so jokes.
I'm just mind messing with you. You personally messaged me, told me to calm down.
All right, I got
It's
another
flattering, bro. It
friend
really is.
request
I'm glad,
on Steam.
just make a video once in a while proving that you have a life and put it.
Already accepted.
I just
Okay,
wanted
we're
to
good
say
there.
on what we were saying last, that's how all the detractors were born.
Yeah.
You ignored their friend request on
Oh, they sent me a
Xbox
gift.
Live, and then they
Detractor.
Hammer Watch Anniversary
Detractor.
Edition. Oh, so
Put it in your thumbnail. And we'll all be
DSP, thank you
impressed
for
by what
reminding
you
me
do.
that
Even the video
you
showing
don't
the
accept
receipts
friends requests on any of your systems. Well, I gladly do. If you're on Steam, you want to send me a friend request, I'll take it. You know why? Because I'm a friendly person, unlike you.
for the donations were directed towards his trolls rather than his supporters.
All I can say is, I'll never do it again. I mean, I hope this proves now that I wasn't trying to, scam anybody or do anything under the table or.
He only sent 300. So he raised 500 and sent 300 to
If
the
you really
charity?
want to.
But
I've been
I thought
gifted
it
a
was
few games. I've
500.
gifted a couple games
Be
out.
unethical. And for everyone out there who's going to go into the whole
What was
thing
it?
now,
I got gifted
that I was
Lethal
just looking to
Company.
get a tax
and
break
some
on my
of my friend
taxes.
was like, it was
Do you
like,
really
man, I
think I
gotta
didn't
get
even
this
think
game.
of that until
So I
after
gifted him
people
the
said
game,
it?
then we played
Do you
together a
really
few
think I
times.
would have went through all this crap to save
don't
30 or
get
40
Lethal
bucks
Company hype.
over a year
I've
from now?
played it a
Wouldn't
few
you
times. I
extend
just
that level
don't
of
get
faith
it.
or charity to you, Phil? About anything in your life?
Of course not. You know, for,
Yeah.
to,
Get
for
them
him
thumbs
to get
up,
the biggest
up,
content, he always has
guys.
to assume the most vile thing about a situation and portray it as fact. His opinion, which is fact because he says it to his audience, not everyone believes it, right? So,
But he just expects people to just
I'm sure that
trust
Bulldog was
him,
100 times
believe
cuter.
him. Guys, come on. But that's not the standard he applies to others.
right.
It turned out that Rich owning this new camcorder and all the turmoil that Rich invited was for naught.
I like the gameplay footage better. It's more laid back. Like 90% of people in the comment section were like, yeah, just keep it gameplay footage and use the camera for other things with Review Tech USA. I'm
Let's
like,
just be honest. No one wants to see his face. They're like,
Listen,
nah.
I think that's the definitive moment Review Tech USA died, was when he showed his face.
Yeah,
I remember all of my friends.
I
in
need
high
the
school-
bulldog lives in Scotland.
Did you see Rich's face?
Kick that pipe.
He has got to be one of the most disgusting
Alright.
human beings I have ever seen from a physical appearance standpoint.
I
And
don't
then
know.
he'll have the balls to talk about other people's appearances.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
like,
what they were talking
if you're
about.
gonna criticize
Ultimate.
someone else, just be sure that you're not also
Making fun
in
of the
that
friend
category.
requests and
And
stuff.
I don't think he has the right to criticize other people's looks. I just, sorry.
Yeah.
Listen, I call myself an ugly monster all the time, but you don't hear me standing here also insulting other people's looks either. Like, why?
I watched him 3 days ago, Phil, making fun of you for balding when he's bald.
Yeah,
When
he's completely bald. Completely bald. But I'm,
Phil
Norwood
Reaper,
but
Phil's
again,
this or that.
you know why? Because he's jealous. Because I'm not completely bald. That's exactly what it is.
Exactly. You
He's
still
jealous of
have
your
your
life,
hair.
dude.
And might
He's
I
jealous.
say, Your Majesty, it is thick. It is luscious hair.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
The
Might
hair
we
that
all
I,
have
the
a
hair that I
hairline
have is
like
nice.
you at your
I
age?
admit. I condition and wash it every day. Very nice, you know.
What's your routine? Do you use any particular sort of shampoo?
Oh,
style?
I have several hours laid out every morning to condition and wash the royal hair, of course. You know, at
Oh,
first you start
nice.
with a rare
The
camel's
royal
milk that
hair.
must be ingrained into the strands. No, I
You
just
don't
use
wash
it
your hair.
Yeah.
You don't shower daily, DSP. You're gross.
okay.
Oh wait,
piece
and
of
you also
shit.
changed your shirt. He wears the same 2 shirts every time. Oh my
He
god,
has
he never
the
changes his
mental health
The
awareness.
mental health.
shirt. Because basically his streams are a PSA for mental health awareness.
Wow.
You know, it's like, oh, you want to go to a doctor? All right.
Okay.
This information came from a video where Rich announced that YouTube was now his full-time job. Though it grew steadily for the past 3 years, it was not until now that his YouTube channel was outperforming his job in terms of pay. And with all his time placed in his channel, the results were immediate. Month after month, his views kept doubling as his output of videos increased like never before. Everything increased. His revenue, his views, and the trolls that increasingly targeted Rich.
Okay, real quick, below is my real Review Tech USA Twitter account. I don't even really like Twitter, but what I found out in my YouTube comment section is someone made a fake Review Tech USA account and was going around saying very, very colorful things on Twitter.
That was only a minute-long video addressing a fake Twitter account, but rants about his
By the way, shout out Blanket Stain, $99.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Blanket Stain. Saying the stream has nonstop high Kino energy, by the way.
I
There
know,
you go.
but he's a penny short. How can you shortchange the king that penny for it to be a full $100?
Wow.
Outrageous.
How dare you not give me
Little
more
light
money,
blanket
guys?
Stain. You better send it in right this time. Another $100 donation for Phil.
A Fat Chick Thriller, what's up, bro? For $20, he's in the chat there. He's leaving now, but nice to see you, buddy.
trolls kept
Thanks for the support.
Oh, by the
supporting
way,
Phil,
I was
guys.
going to make this point about the Twitter thing. It's like all he accomplished by doing that was
I
bringing more
so hope Kino
attention to the
Casino's
fake
got something planned
profile.
for this.
Exactly.
You know, you
Even
were
if it's
giving
just
it more
exploiting him for
credence
more
and more
money.
legitimacy than it ever
Please,
deserves.
fuck him up,
You shouldn't
Kino.
address stuff like that. And it
I
just,
do wonder what
Keep
was the prominence
gaslighting
of
him as
getting
much as you
verified on
can.
Twitter at this time, because I had a Twitter account, but I didn't give a shit about it. I didn't pay attention. I had a lot of impersonators. I didn't care. So I wonder if, like, by bringing it to the public, like, he thought, oh, maybe now Twitter will verify my account.
Oh,
so now I
yeah.
can avoid trolling in the future, right?
That's actually right. Yeah,
it
that
could have
might be
been a
it.
dirty scheme on his part to try and get verified. Who knows? He might have even been behind the false accounts trying to create this scheme. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know.
Lost to the
Speaking
sands
of
of
video-
time.
those that hardly needed to involve them.
You're the smartest person on the planet. Doesn't matter how well spoken you are, anything, you are going to deal with trolling, and it is going to get to you.
He says this
You
all
can
the
see
time.
his
by the
eyes
way,
keep
and cries
t-
every
going over
time.
to his
But
chat.
it doesn't have to get to you.
He doesn't
That's
care about
him.
the documentary. He only cares about the money he's making
letting
from
it
it.
get to him. He's letting it affect his life. He's letting it control him. And as he's saying later on in the video, he's letting it control him to the point he's making horrible choices like doxing people and stuff like that.
Mhm.
She should never get to that point.
Of course.
That was from his 100,000 subscriber thank you video. Discussion of trolls takes up about 1/3 of it. And though Rich states that no one is infallible when it comes to trolling, only 2 minutes later he states that he is.
The why trolls don't get to me because I know exactly what their motivation is, and they're pathetic people.
And this
The
is
story Rich is telling.
he'll say he's above getting trolled, he's matured, he knows better now, and he'll give out advice. Like he gave out advice to Boogie, where he lays out like his 4 keys to not falling for it. And then immediately within a week or two, he's back to violating all of those rules he told Boogie or Wayne.
What's even more sad about it is it's supposed to be a 100,000 subscriber celebration video. Thank you. His thank you is bitching about trolls. That's not thanking your viewers. That's complaining about the repercussions
DSP,
of
how's
being
that
a
sound
content
familiar?
creator on the
Oh, wait,
internet.
you've
No one
done the
wants to
same
do that
thing.
shit. So why'd you make the whole video about it?
And this is the ultimate mistake.
I don't talk about
guys
drama. I
make
don't talk
when
about
they start
trolls, but
getting
here's a
trolled is
30-minute
they
rant
start
about the
making
trolls and
content to
drama.
cater to the trolls instead of their own people.
That's
And they're
bad.
making content that only people who hate them would care about. Let me
Right.
dispel this rumor or this lie. Well, the people who like you for your game news don't care about that. Only the people that hate you. But so many people fall into this mistake all the time.
Feed the trolls because you feel like you always have to defend yourself. Once you get to a certain point like me, I don't have to defend myself anymore. You said everything you could possibly say about me. I don't give a shit. I'm here to enjoy time with my
Oh,
viewers and fans. That's all.
shit.
But you're right. These people, they take the bait every time. They can't stop.
Yep.
Telling is one of a troll that was
I would
going
say
through
RTU and
hardship and was taking the
DSP.
frustration
By the
out.
way, if
They're
at
both
this
from
time
Connecticut. I wonder if
he
they
was
had the
still
same
making
dad.
videos daily, at least one video a day about news or reviews or whatever, and ignored all the trolls, he'd be huge. Like part of the bun. I mean, he is, but you know what I mean? Like he'd have tons of subscribers if he just stuck to it. But no, I want to be a musician.
Out on Rich. From this, he deduces trolls are pathetic, unwittingly inviting their company and encouraging their existence.
Something constructive instead of, you know, hanging out with your wife or girlfriend or family, or you just going out and doing something else. You think it's a better idea to go on the internet to try to aggravate or piss off or insult someone else. That's the lamest excuse.
I say Kick is
I've
a lot
ever
more
heard.
lenient for the rules.
That's the
and
most
stuff, so
pathetic
they're
thing I've
lucky
ever
they
heard.
stay over there.
Not everyone that increases their output of content sees increases in adverse effects. But that was exactly what was going on with Review Tech USA still. More strong opinions, news stories that were not as accurate as they should have been, more reasons to dislike him.
Now, I will say the issue I'm about to talk about was resolved, but it was after I screamed like a
This just, again, this story we're about to hear really goes to show what sort of a person Review Tech USA really is. I believe personally that one of the biggest indicators of a person's true character is how they treat people that are perceived as below them in the hierarchy in society.
According to
How
the
people
DSP,
treat
everyone's below him,
waiters
so.
and wait staff. How people treat customer service agents and people like that. And when you see how Rich treats this person, you see what sort of a scumbag he really is.
I will say one quick thing before we play it. At this time, again, to put it into context, 2012-ish is when, you know, he's 2013, he's starting to get popular. YouTubers, again, were very full of themselves. They were constantly thinking they were above others.
You,
True, I was a victim.
DSP.
I say victim. What am I talking about? I was an asshole. I did act like that at that time too. You know, so I'm
Yes,
not going to be surprised
you
if
acted
this is some
just like
story about
that.
him. Oh, this happened to me. It's some big deal because he thinks he's a hot shit, right? He's a big shot. Let's see.
lunatic and was raging, and it shouldn't have been this way. I was not happy with the customer service I received, and that's why I'm making this video, and I gotta call him out on it.
This was the start of a series of videos that showcased how Rich was at the center of his problems, molding minor inconveniences into something larger, then
Like
directing them
DSP.
to his general audience, who would typically diagnose Rich as the issue. In this video, Rich discusses an issue with the return of his graphics card, the GTX 770, to the vendor Newegg. Not because there was anything wrong with it, but because he wanted a different card. A slight upgrade, which was the GTX 780. This is an extremely minor upgrade. Regardless, Rich went through with it and sent the card back, including a voucher for Arkham Origins. This, Rich details, was taped to the outside of the card box, not the shipping box. Being that it was still outside.
Do you believe that? That he put the voucher on the outside of the shipping box, and that's why it was lost?
This is already
That's
becoming so
really fucking
convoluted.
stupid
It hasn't
thing
even
to
been
do.
done.
I know. So my theory is that he actually used the code on
Yeah.
Arkham Origins because he had actually been playing it on Steam that very week. So what are the chances that he paid
Or-
for it out of pocket and didn't
You know?
redeem the code?
If you really want to give him the benefit of the doubt, he lost it. He lost the code, right? He forgot to put it with the product and mail it back, right? I mean, what are the chances he taped it on the outside of the box? It doesn't even make sense. You're going to put it in the box. You're not going to have
Exactly.
it use. It makes no sense at all what's being said here.
But this whole process is for the slightest upgrade possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so he's going to mail this box all the way
Like
across
DSP
the
knows
country.
about it.
Anyway, let's continue.
There is a possibility that it was lost when unpackaged at Newegg. For this reason, Rich's refund was initially voided.
Oh.
As soon as she said she was returning the item to me, I saw red. Okay, this is a $450 friggin' card that's being bounced all over.
$450, right? Smelling a
The
little
Probably
broke.
take a little bit more care of it then, you would think.
Country, and I lost it. I started screaming, "This is fucking bullshit! Are you fucking kidding me? I've been a customer with Newegg for years, and this is I'm getting an item returned over a piece of paper."
She has no control over this situation.
Right.
She's just reading the report from the warehouse where the code isn't right, so she can't process the refund. And you have Rich who's just screaming at her every curse word in the book, stomping his feet, throwing a tantrum.
Sounds like DSP with
And,
any
you know,
of his
you who've ever worked in
DoorDash
customer
drivers.
service, like I've worked in tech support and stuff, you know exactly what this is like to be on the receiving end of and how much it sucks. But Dickers just doesn't have that empathy for this person and makes it all about himself over the paltry sum of $450 not
Right.
getting his refund.
And let's be honest, perhaps there are situations where a customer service agent, you get the feeling like they're trying to brush you off and don't want to help, but 9 times
You
out of 10,
all the time,
they're doing the
DSP,
absolute
'cause they
best
wanna
they
deal
can
with your
do from the
bullshit.
training they've been giving, the resources they have. They're just doing their jobs. Why are you going to give them your anger. They didn't do this to you. You know, they're just doing what they're told. This is what they can do in their power. Yelling
And
at them
yet
does nothing but
you
just make their day more
constantly
miserable.
go off on them.
Let's take
You're going
some
to
chips for
they were an
this.
asshole.
This
I
is
told them they
not-
couldn't do it, but
this
it's
is
bullshit.
how
Of course they can do
day-to-day.
it.
This is a real insight into how somebody's
They did it for
character is.
Tevin. Why
Into
can't
the
they do it
blue.
for me?
Into the blue
Into
chips.
the
The snap too.
blue.
Yeah.
But like, and then he makes a video about it, crying. Oh, like, how about you just keep the 770 and just relax, bud? By the way, if you're watching him play this Minecraft, it's like, what is he doing? He's not even building. It's like dirt, like running around.
Oh,
you watch the,
so
if you
bad
watch the whole
watching the
video.
gameplay. He's spinning around like doing 360s for no reason.
Just-
Was
just
giving you
really-
motion sickness. No, remember he's filling in holes, like he's digging holes and then filling them back in. The very definition of uselessness.
Right.
Makeshift work. It's
It's
what
just
goes
filling
on.
Like something DSP did.
But then he'll go, "Oh, Phil doesn't know how to play." Yeah, I bet.
He's just spinning in circles.
What I thought everything was. What UPC code are you talking about?
Look,
This is absolute
for the-
bullshit.
Lego
For
shut
20 minutes,
up.
he's taking holes out and refilling them.
It drove us
Why?
crazy.
I can't believe I'm being treated like this. And the thing the whole time, she's like, listen, sir, I'm sorry. Listen, sir, I'm sorry. Listen, sir. I understand why you're upset, sir. While I'm screaming, which also irritated me, I'm like, stop talking over me.
Rich goes on to
Wow.
say he did not
Whoa.
regret his outburst, and he
That's
did get that
nasty,
refund.
too, and it's
And
a woman on the phone too. He's talking to a female like that, saying, "Don't talk over me."
Wow.
Unbelievable.
He thinks
Wow,
he's a
piece
big
of
shot.
shit.
He thinks he's
Yeah.
a YouTuber and he should get everything he wants at every moment and not have to actually
Like
actually return
you,
the products that
DSP.
are supposed to be in the box. You know?
Yeah.
though he got his way in the end, he still believes Newegg is majorly at fault.
The bottom line is that is not a way to treat a customer.
While Newegg did incorrectly void the return, it was Rich's demeanor and rage at a service employee that was not responsible for the mishap that displeased his audience. Additionally, this was seen as boasting, with Rich likely seeing himself as someone who was stalwart in the refund he deserved rather than tearing down an employee who was restricted from making an equally furious retort, therefore defenseless. The top comment of this video reads, quote, "Don't lose it with frontline personnel. It's not their fault. They get paid a shitty wage to protect their supervisors and managers from the public. Rip into supervisors and managers by all means. That's different." Unquote. The majority of comments echo this sentiment, while others comment
Good
about the
fucking
chaotic
review,
harvesting of
Tech
dirt in the
USA.
Minecraft footage being played, likely because his brother
They called him out on it too. That's great. That's great.
And someone up here said, where does it say? Got motion sickness within the first minute of the
No,
stream.
it really is. It really is bad.
So I gotta ask, like, what did he think he was accomplishing by making the video? If it's like a venting video, did he not realize that the story made him look really bad? Maybe he didn't. Maybe he actually was so full of himself. He's like, I'm beyond reproach, so I'm definitely right in this situation. And if I make this video, my viewers would love that, to hear that I was a jerk and a bully to someone in customer service. Like, I don't get it.
Got
Like,
his way from those evil.
I say,
corporate
like, whenever I gotta
overlords,
deal
but
with
really what
customer
he was
service, I try to
doing
be
was
the
shitting on
best
an
person
innocent
ever.
customer service worker
I
who
want
had no
them to
control
talk
over the
about that
situation
when they
and
get
making
home.
somebody's
I had
day
the
bad
greatest
for no good
customer
reason.
interaction
Very
today. He
pathetic,
was
but yeah,
so
lacked the
nice.
self-awareness to realize that's how he'd come across, and he thought, "Oh, I'm taking Newegg down a notch. I'm showing people that."
Like when I go to Burger King and that King sandwich was new and they had a 2 for $6 deal. I'll go do 2 for $6. Take one over my friend. We just put in a new batch of chicken. It's gonna be like 6-7 minutes before they're ready. Whopper's part of the 2 for $6 deal, right? Yeah. I'll just do that then. They gave me a free Hershey pie slice because I didn't flip out. I just said, I'll just do the Whopper instead. Or another time, same Burger King. Go to get food after work. It's like 10:30. I didn't feel like cooking when I got home. I was tired. Fuck it. Our card system's currently down. You pay me card or cash? I was gonna pay with card. Oh well, our card system's down. All right, I'll just go to Taco Bell. Hey, my name is this. I'm a manager or whatever. Next time you come through, give them my name. Whatever you order is free. You know why? Because I didn't flip out. Because I didn't start cursing at them. I went, oh fuck it. Hey, it's not your fault that the card system's down. I was going next door to Taco Bell. And so they were nicer to me than they had to be. And I got a free meal out of it in the future. Awesome. But you know, someone like DSP, someone like Review Tech, someone like LTG, they're not doing that. They pull into a Burger King, asking for the 2 for $6 King sandwich deal. Oh, it's gonna be like 6-7 minutes. I just want to be fast. Yeah, they're not getting anything special for that kind of reaction. Just saying.
They aren't good with their customer service, which at this time, like, Newegg was really renowned for being like the best. They were known as the best and they were great. Now I've heard from people that they've gone down in quality over time, but at this time their reputation was beyond
I mean,
reproach.
that happens.
So I'm more inclined to believe it was Review Tech that was the problem,
Yeah.
and less inclined to believe it was Newegg that was the problem.
There is no way he taped that code on the outside of the box. He forgot it. He forgot the code or he used it, and this was his bullshit tactic to try to make him look like the victim.
comment about the chaotic harvesting
Or
of
make
dirt
yourself
in
look like the
Minecraft
victim when
footage
you're
being
not.
played,
That sounds just
likely
like you,
because his brother
DSP.
was responsible for recording the footage. Rich then posted one of the
Like,
longer
that's like,
negative
pause.
responses.
His brother?
Imagine you're outsourcing your gameplay to your brother.
I had a feeling too. I totally had a feeling.
know
Looking at that, I don't think he's sitting there doing that. That's someone else. He's either paying someone or someone's doing it for him. There's no way. And that's why it looks like shit. The brother's like, fucking gonna do this? Yeah, you want me to do this for you, bro? Watch this shit. Fucking worst gameplay I've ever seen. He doesn't want to care about it. You know, he's just doing it to get him to shut up.
It's 20 minutes.
Do you
of
like
Minecraft,
UDSP with
figure it out,
your
Rich.
editors that you
By
don't
the way,
pay?
his Call of Duty, if you ever watch him playing, he just like dies the entire time, no kills. We're like, this is the footage you picked?
He
This is
got
how
onto
you
his
don't play.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Facebook. Not once, but twice. This was only one of the videos that was poorly received in October of 2013. The second was titled PS4/Xbox
Are you
One
familiar with
Disaster.
this, Phil?
During the Eclipse, near the end, went to a Krispy Kreme because they had the Eclipse donut special. Like, 2 people ahead of me, the guys flipping this shit because they were out of coffee. They're out of a bunch of different donuts. Like, holy shit, they ran out of coffee and a bunch of donuts at Krispy Kreme? They had a really good day. Like, in my head, like, they had a really good day then. We're running out of stuff like that. And then, the guy leaves, next people order, then I order, and it's like, well, what do you want? It's like, well, what do you guys have left? Because none of you guys are out of a lot of stuff. Well, we got like 3 of these, 2 of them, and I'm like, have any Eclipse donuts? We do have 1 left. All right, 1 of that, and then whatever you feel like throwing in. And so they did it, and hey, I got the Eclipse donut because the person ahead of, not person ahead of me, the person ahead of them, 2 people ahead of me, like he wanted the whole thing of Eclipse donuts and being an asshole. They told him that he had none. So he got none. I'd be nice, like, well, throw 1 in, and whatever else you guys feel like throwing in, I'll take it, whatever. I got an Eclipse donut. It was awesome. It's amazing what you can get when you're nice. It's amazing what you can do when you're like, oh, all right, well, that's clearly outside of your control. Like, getting mad at you doesn't change the fact that you sold out of fucking coffee. Like, you were so busy during the Eclipse event, you sold out of coffee. Like, holy shit, that's insane. That's clearly not your fault. Why am I going to get mad about that? Like, what am I going to do?
Do you know what's about to happen here?
Oh, I'm complete outsider to all this shit. I have no clue, man.
Okay.
This is infamous.
Remnant, please share.
I got all of this information from very, very reliable sources. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna call them little birds. I can't even give you their gender, because if you found out any information about them, or if
Oh, wow.
He's like trying to play up desperately, like how top secret, hush, hush. This is coming from the highest levels of Sony and Microsoft. You won't even believe this. But he actually had no source. He just actually just made all.
Made
this.
it up.
Yeah.
He just made all this.
Right.
company found
Coach Bay, how's it going?
any information, they would be screwed and blacklisted, and I would be screwed along with them.
Rich plays into how
Why?
high profile
Why would you be
source is,
screwed?
and
You're a YouTuber. What does it matter?
He doesn't work for any of these companies. He
talking
doesn't
about?
have any
He'll be
connections within the gaming industry that he's risking.
Very
by putting
painful.
out
Thankfully, I got you guys
stuff.
watching
But
with
he wants
me.
to make it out to be that he's Fox Mulder leaking the X Files. He's fighting for the truth is out there about PlayStation Network and Xbox Live.
The smoking man came after him because he revealed his sources.
Yeah.
then breaks down all that he
He's
was
deep
told.
throat.
Well, I have some bad news for all the guys who were hating on the Xbox One, but it's going to be 720p on both the PS4 and Xbox One. So what are my thoughts on all this information?
Pause.
Well, I hope
It wasn't just that. I know Joon was trying to, get through the stuff as quickly as possible. He didn't just say that both consoles would be locked to 720p. He said that both consoles' online services would not be available at launch, and that it would be months before PlayStation Network and Xbox Live
Which is
were
totally
able to
not
be
true.
And his reasoning for that made no sense. He said it was because Microsoft was moving to the next version of DirectX, and so because of that, Xbox Live wasn't going to work. But he got called out in the most beautiful way. That just destroyed him. Let's have a look.
the sources that I have are wrong.
There were a few speculations in that video that were on the wilder side. Luckily, Rich got his wish granted. A user sent Rich's video to Shuei Yoshida on Twitter,
Oh,
then
no.
the unexpected happened.
Nice.
Yoshida, the president's son, responded with 2 words directed at Rich. So stupid.
That's, man, to be called out by
He's like,
that guy,
I'm
holy
not
shit.
even gonna mince words. I'm just gonna give you 2 words direct. So stupid.
Oh, he's returned
So
to a lot of
how
people,
many
Thomas.
chips
A lot
for
of
being
people he's
insulted by the
returned
CEO of Sony?
This
do
is
you
a
lose?
this is a devastating felt thing. This is honestly
Seven.
This is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest,
All
fuck
right.
up of his entire career.
Yeah.
Getting publicly reprimanded by the CEO of Sony, and he lost thousands of subscribers
Yeah.
after this. Lots of people never came back, and it honestly should have been the end of Review Tech USA. He was
You would
completely
think he
destroyed and
got
exposed.
lucky, though,
He had no
apparently.
source. He made this all up. He thought he could get away with it, and then he was called out by somebody who directly knew he was totally full of shit.
Look at
Wow.
that stack there, Ash.
That's a nice fat stack of blue chips being
Ooh,
removed. He is now
take it
down,
away.
to show you, he's now down to only 2.5 stacks left, and we're only not
Mhm.
even a third into the documentary yet. So,
I don't know if he's gonna have any chips left by the end of this.
Does it be an
one.
early fell? Like,
oh boy.
Besides being humiliated by the president of Sony, nothing much happened. Rich did warn of the possibility that the information may not be 100%, and his continued success overshadowed whatever negative attention he got. It took only 6 months after this for him to hit 200,000 subscribers, and like his 100,000 sub video, when discussing his channel, Rich talks quite a bit about trolls and drama. This time the discussion took up about half of the video.
Don't let the drama get to you, because once you go down that path
You know,
of
you're
getting
saying
defended,
that, when you're saying that, the drama is getting to you, right? Like, it's obvious the trolls are getting to
who is he talking to? Himself? He's like looking at himself in his webcam. Don't let.
you. Like,
don't
how,
let
how
the
many
drama
of
get
the
to you.
audience are running YouTube channels, by the way? How many of
Exactly,
them are trying to be
exactly.
internet celebrities? You know, like, come on.
defensive and making videos defending your honor, quote unquote, you're down that slippery slope, and sometimes you can't get back up from it.
To direct entertainment in a way that reflects what the audience wants to see rather than to vindicate the creator is sage advice.
Don't make your personal problems become part of your channel.
Pause.
And yet he
White
and DSP
belt.
and a lot
You know,
of locals
he keeps
do that.
talking about his family members,
Which is why they're
them being in the
locals, because that's what they
hospital, their
fucking
detailed
do.
medical issues, all this stuff.
Mhm.
Why doesn't he listen to his own advice
Yeah.
Right.
and not make
You
that a part
can't,
of
man.
his-
You
Sorry.
gotta keep your personal problems off. And if you're having problems that you just don't feel like making a fucking video, don't make a video.
This is the safest route to content creation, but does Rich have the willpower or stability to follow through?
I took down the Patreon account, and many of you are going to wonder why. Some of you think I was trying to sweep it under the rug, which is another reason why I wanted to make this video, because no, here, this video is staying up and people will know that I had a Patreon campaign posted temporarily.
For a period, Rich had a Patreon active in 2014. Its purpose
like
was to
DSP?
make his videos ad-free, but it vanished as quick as it went up.
The second reason, and this is honestly the straw that broke the camel's back, the second reason that I took down my Patreon account is the same people, advertisement videos, like say when I had an unboxing for Dollar Shave Club or Loot Crate, so on and so forth, were the same people who were also complaining about me doing the Patreon campaign. I do a YouTube commentary.
Well, take it down, because the same people who complain about you making money on ads are complaining about you making money off Patreon when they don't have to see ads anymore.
Mm.
Have you considered these people just hate you and
Exactly.
don't want to see
Yeah.
you make any money?
Why
And
are you
that's the
conceding to
problem.
them? Last
That's
people
the
to be
thing.
listening to.
I
Yeah.
think he had over 1,000 people on his Patreon. So he was getting support from his audience, his paying audience. And instead, he decides to pander to the people that won't give him a red cent ever.
And they hate
Why?
him. They're actively
Why?
trying to ruin him.
Much like DSP,
Because he's
imagine
desperate
that.
for the approval of everybody. He
Right.
can't handle being criticized in any way. It causes him to spiral and
DSP,
shut down. So he
100%.
does decisions that aren't best for him or his audience.
Channel where I comment on news and talk about my opinions and have a fucking blast doing it. And if that pisses you off, that either means one of two things. You're delusional or you're jealous. And if you are jealous, you need to get out of the house more.
This video was released only 6 months after his 200,000 subscriber video. It shows that the innocuous claims of e-begging still holds power over him.
Yep, not
it
a
also
single
shows that,
snort the entire
contrary
time,
to the
Baka.
video, he
Not
is not stalwart
one
in his beliefs or
fucking
what he does.
snort.
This was a
See, the
major
big pause.
criticism.
No
as
throat
See, the thing
clears,
is, as June
no
said, so
burps,
nebulous. Define
nothing.
what e-bagging is. And see, there were people like, for instance, Keemstar had a controversy with Review Tech where he believed YouTubers who have ads shouldn't have a Patreon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's really genuinely no difference between any of these things, right? It was just weird distinctions and headcanons that people had about what money was acceptable to make and what money wasn't acceptable to make. And it just made no sense. And eventually the meta moved past it and everybody started making money online.
Right.
And there's only a
Hey,
very,
Ro, how's it
very small
going?
group of people even
You missed
then,
half an hour of them
but
digging around trying to
especially
get the
now,
stream to start,
who
and
would try
then
and say somebody is an e-bagger or whatever.
they
It's really
gaslighted
fallen
the
out of
shit out of him.
fashion
He's
because
made
it's
over
stupid to begin with.
$1,000.
I mean, DSP, you for
With tips
example,
and
like,
super
now
chats,
people are like,
$1,000
you're
a
asking
piece.
for money. Every streamer on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, everyone in the world, podcasts on iTunes, get money through Patreon or through ads or through whatever super chats, and it's just like, are we all living in
What?
2010?
No, but
like,
what's the difference between having an eBay listing and doing that?
exactly.
You know, because most people wouldn't have a problem with an eBay listing, but suddenly if Phil has a PayPal and asks for tips, woo! So anyway,
It's
As shown
really
in the
weird.
comment-
Like my detractors used to have these weird debates about, is it okay to troll Phil as long as you don't monetize the trolling. That's how
1,000
far it is.
tips
So
and
we can make
$1,000
awful,
in super
terrible
chats.
videos about you.
Minimum
as long as
already.
there's no ads on those videos, that's completely acceptable. But if a detractor monetizes the video, even they would fight amongst themselves. Like, what? You're still doing a horrible thing. Like
Fred Fox would go around and threaten people. Like threaten to dox them, threaten to get their videos taken down.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
He would go around
Yes.
and that's part of the reason why Sons of Kojima failed in the end was this like cringe policing of everything and this gatekeeping. And to a certain extent, it never went away. It's just different in that it's not about monetization necessarily now because a lot of those guys are in it for a paycheck, but it's about other things, right? It's, oh, well, this way of doing it is wrong. Or it has to be this way. Da, 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 da. So it's very, very autistic and very, very like mental illness over there.
Yeah.
Of this video. Quote, please never get involved with politics.
Oh, you know,
What a flip-flop.
Ultimoth, the
I'm
very first
disappointed
one I was
in
about
Rich.
smarter
I
than
thought
me.
you were made a stronger
Guys,
start than
I'd like
this.
to hit the
Why take
$50
down your
tips
Patreon
goal.
account?
I
Because
hit
you're afraid of
$50 every
trolls?
stream.
Newsflash, trolls will always exist.
Exactly.
Unquote. On that same note, the following month, Rich released a similar video, a parody titled, A Review Tech USA Hater Tries to Do Gaming News.
Yo, what's going on, man? My name is Steve, and I'm here to expose that fat fuck, that piece of shit, e-begging piece of shit, Review Tech USA.
Based Steve.
And expose him.
Steve rules.
First of all, the bit's just not even funny.
No, it's ultra cringe. Ultra
It's
cringe.
ultra cringe.
Okay, yeah.
Second of all, imagine trying to pretend it takes a lot of effort to do that. It takes a lot of effort to drag gameplay footage into the editor and then hit voiceover button and talk for 7 minutes, reading for 5 and giving an opinion for 2. Whoa! This is the next level of content creation.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
he's like, well, why don't you do what I do? Why don't you do
They're
what I do?
making
It's like,
fun of you,
want to.
DSP, because
listen,
you
lots
do
of
this.
People were able to do what Review Tech did, and later on, the market became oversaturated because it was so easy to do what he did. And then he was defeated because there were people doing what he did who were a lot more talented, a lot more charismatic, more on point, actually knew about tech, and then he had nowhere to go.
Or the fucking bitch.
They're making fun of you, DSP,
All right, so
for
watch
going
how
from a
easy it
gaming
is
thing to
to do
not
news
gaming
stories like
because
that
you suck
fat
at
white
it.
Uncle Phil looking motherfucker does. Look, watch how easy it is. So I have an article right in front of me. Okay, this.
I was gotta check his phone for tips, dude.
Like, it's so stupid.
Super chats on
Did
his
he forget how to
monitor.
Yeah.
Tips on his
What's
phone.
the difficulty here? I don't even understand.
Well, he's trying to say that these people who hate him are so stupid that when they're gonna try to read a news story, they can't. It's like that would never happen.
Like, what are you talking about? He's acting like his job of reading articles is difficult and you can't do it. Literally, anyone with a grade school education can read a fucking article.
Exactly, especially when it's pre-recorded. You have an infinite amount of flubs. If you mess
Phil
up,
started
read,
first,
you can go back
barely.
and redo it.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
Like a couple
when
months.
you take a look at how Rich was pre-recorded versus how he is live, you can see he's an absolute dummy, and he never would have made it if he had to be in a live content era. It just would not have happened because his brain doesn't operate quick enough.
Wow. It's World of Warcraft pet sales to Ubulu.
In the comments, Rich claims this was a parody for a different YouTuber. Being that Rich has shown himself to react poorly to his own trolls made this video seem in poor taste. The comments are either remarking Rich as brilliant or just childish for releasing this video. Quote, you say that don't give trolls what they want, or just ignore the haters. And then you make this. I like your videos, but this was just pathetic. Unquote. This was on top of exposing the ease of reading articles as the center of his job, but in the parody he was framing it as difficult. This was not a good look. It was only a few days later that Rich received 2 troll copyright strikes claiming that they owned the explosion Rich used in his intro. It was clear it was a troll because the channel that had reported him had clips of the BBC debating Rich.
He actually used to do
because they
review
got
on
caught with
tech
their pants down. They probably
sometimes.
deleted it right away, which
He also did a lot
sad
of
day for
clickbait
you
videos.
is that even when you delete a video, YouTube still has it in their database. So when this claim goes through, and this counterclaim goes through, they're going to look into that. They deleted the video though, so no one could see it.
As an additional response, Rich directs his viewers to his second channel, seen in the description. As Rich periodically addressed his trolls and gave them more power, they continued to grow and expand their list of tactics. In around 2015, they clung on to possibly the strangest campaign of trolling they'd ever use. One that's absurdness attracted those joining for the humor and the absurdity, and others that saw it as a true calling.
Hello, comrades. I would like to present the Big G's anthem. I encourage you to keep hitting the channel and fighting for Big Cheese.
He thought that he could get away with taking $200 from Big Cheese.
This is Big Cheese reporting in. I want you guys to stop trolling, the guy that did me wrong.
I decided to do the decent thing. I made a change.org petition to have Review Tech USA sponsor Hawk.
Stop messaging me saying to stop something that I had nothing to do with at all. I had nothing to do with it.
Come at me, because what I'm doing is 100% legal.
See, I
This
will say
outcry
one
against
thing before we get into this arc. What this does, what this shows through this early going, because you go, oh, well, there's nothing here that's really that crazy or that evil about Rich. But what it does show is that he should have learned these lessons a decade ago. What it shows is, like, for instance,
DSP
with
should
his
have
Big
learned these
Cheese
lessons a decade ago, and he still
where you're not
doesn't.
paying somebody what they are owed, and you get this huge backlash. You think he would know to pay people going forward.
Exactly.
But he didn't. With these situations where he has these trolls and they're baiting him and he's getting upset, he should know to ignore them. And he did know to ignore them. He gave that advice. He's just unable to do it because he just, I don't know, either lacks impulse control or, I mean, or lacks the
DSP.
understanding to actually apply what he
DSP.
says. But if he had just learned these lessons early on, he wouldn't be in the
But
situation.
this
he's in
entire
today.
stream, they're just sneak dissing and just straight
Rich,
up
circa
insulting him to his
2015
face,
was
and he
because
doesn't
of a
see
deal
it.
that went
Love
wrong
it.
between content creator Big Cheese and Rich. As Rich had begun taking sponsors for his videos, Big Cheese inquired about a spot for his channel. The prior deal involved a laptop and things went smoothly. Continuing their dealings, Big Cheese and then sent Rich a desktop. The deal was for 3 sponsor spots a week for what was assumed to be 6 months and an additional $200 payment made to Big Cheese in December 2014.
All right, so a PC for some ads and $200.
Yeah.
There were issues with the computer's CD drive, but both parties were happy to continue the deal.
Today's video was brought to you by Big Cheese's YouTube channel. For gameplay reviews, gaming music, and vlogs, subscribe to Big Cheese VG. Link below in the description.
This was the only placement for Thanksgiving week. Already, Rich had failed the promise of 3 sponsors a week. But that's
what.
So, yeah. So, and this is the thing, is he would excuse this by saying to
The
Big
guy's
Cheese,
almost, it's
well,
just 8
but I
o'clock
could
his
sell
time.
those
He's ready to
spots
go to bed.
companies for thousands of dollars. So why would I play your spot when I can get thousands of dollars? And it's like, then
You made
why
the deal.
did you agree to this deal with the YouTuber in the first place?
Right.
But it was just Rich's greed that when opportunities came
DSP
about
got the
that
chair.
were better than the pre-existing deal that he made, he would
DSP
go
is
back
not muted,
on
he's
his
just very,
word
very quiet.
and try and make more
No
money
snorts,
rather
no
than
burps,
be loyal and
no
honest.
throat clears.
And this is because he does business in this way, he runs into problems.
when Big Cheese reached out inquiring what happened. Rich states that the holiday has somehow affected his ability to add placements. Big Cheese shook it off and was pleased to find that Rich was adhering to their deal to 3 sponsors the following week. But that was it. Even though the 10th of December had come, Rich was reluctant to deliver those $200. Instead offering Big Cheese an
Which is
additional
ridiculous.
Is the one thing that Rich won't do is part with money.
Yeah.
He'll come up with
DSP.
any other type of proposal rather than part with money.
But hear this, $200.
Why would he self-reflect on
Okay, I won't
this?
pay you, but I'll
This
do
isn't
6
about
months
him.
of promotion.
Not about
but
me,
if companies
Reee,
are
it's
offering
about
money
Review Tech
for
USA.
spots, $200 is nothing.
Compared to 6 months of promotion, right?
Exactly, it's thousands.
So it just doesn't really add up. And by the way, $200 that you can't give somebody, it's smelling
No.
real broke in here, man. Like, what are
Yeah,
you in
bro.
high school? You can't settle a $200 debt just to not have a massive controversy
declare
when you're being
bankruptcy like
called out
DSP
by a
did.
business partner.
Right.
It's just so short-sighted. What did he think that Big Cheese would just bend over and let him get away with ripping him off? That's
Yeah.
what he must have expected.
Yeah.
Let's
It's-
continue.
It's the same pattern of behavior from the Newegg thing. He thinks he's a big shot on YouTube, so
Mhm.
I don't have to abide by any actual agreements, rules. I'm above all of it. You know, you should just, hey, tough. If I want this,
Yes,
if I
we
wanna
know,
do this,
DSP.
break out
We
of this
know
agreement,
exactly how
just,
you
know,
feel.
accept it, and I should get everything I want and tough shit to everybody else.
Well, Future Dynamo in chat brings up a point. He says, it's hilarious he won't pay the agreed $200 in this situation, but when the Switch Lite came out, he bought all 3 colors to unbox them all at $200 a pop.
Wait, what?
Ooh.
That's where his priorities are. It's the same thing where he had the white Wii U, but then he sold his camera that he bagged his
I don't
audience
know.
money for.
The
so he could buy
dads
the
are probably
black
happy
one.
that
It's
someone
why do you
else is
need
giving
both?
him money.
Who needs 2 Wii U's?
Wait, someone else
Who
is
needs
giving him
3
money? That means
Switches?
I don't have to give him
But
money?
Rich
Great,
doesn't
I can
where
save
a
my
lot
money
of
now.
has gone over the years. It's
Yay.
like, how can he plead poverty when
They probably
he
are
had this
loving
million
that
subscriber channel for so
Kino
long,
Casino
and he had
sending
these streams
dents
were
to him.
successful with super chats.
So they don't
Rich
have
has
to pay
wasted
him.
so much money on tech that he never needed, or buying multiple versions of consoles, just absolute excess. And then he cries when the money dries up and he just hands us out. Ooh, sad, very sad.
6 months of promotion. That, or he sends a PC back, which Big Cheese would have to pay the shipping for. Either way, Rich...
What? Just do the fucking, to
Yeah.
pay him the $200. I'll send you the PC back. Just a headache of shipping it by itself is like way not worth $200.
And Big Cheese is saying he needs that money to pay his bills.
Right.
Rich doesn't care.
Oh
Rich
my
has no
fucking
empathy for
God.
this guy's situation.
Oh my God, did they just say that I need that money to pay my bills? Again, these guys are straight up insulting him to his face. They are looking him in the eyes and saying, you need that money. You really do need that money to pay your bills. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh. And DSP doesn't catch on to any of it. DSP doesn't catch on to any of it.
That he might miss
They're
out
my
on his
friends. They're
internet
not
bill, he might
insulting
be
me.
short
They're
on
my
rent or whatever.
friends.
Rich just only cares about himself. That's the situation.
He screws the guy into a lose-lose situation for himself. It's messed up. He's a small-time content creator. That's why he needed the promotion, and now you're going to act like he could just drop this money out of nowhere, and, you know, that's totally disrespectful, and he's misusing his power as a YouTuber, to be quite frank. You know, he's just not caring about these arrangements. That's really messed up.
Yeah, and he made a big
Like your arrangement with
for
Brian?
the shipping.
Yeah. What the hell?
What the heck is wrong with him?
You're the one
made it
backing
clear.
out of the agreement, but now you also have to foot the bill for me backing out of the agreement. Thanks. Wow. Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
He was not getting the agreed upon $200, emphasizing that other companies would pay him thousands for the sponsorship spots and that it was not worth his time.
Wow.
The conversation then devolved alongside the deal.
I'm not going back on my word. What do you mean?
I am not interested in pursuing this deal. But you agreed to the deal.
You agreed to it, right?
He goes, I'm willing to give you back your hardware. Not following through on my word would be keeping the PC and refusing to pay you.
You know,
I'm
at
sorry.
one point, I really wanted to buy this mansion, and I know I signed the mortgage and everything, but I've decided to renege on it now, and you're just going to take all this off my credit report because, you know, that's who I am. I'm big shot on YouTube, man. What do you mean? Wait, I can't do that? I'm going to make a rant video to my followers now about it, man.
But look at how disgusting he is. I'm sorry to hear about your wife's health issues, but I have to do what is best for me financially and for my business. He misspells do, uses the wrong do. And then Big Cheese goes, I missed the part where doing what's best for your business was my issue or part of our agreement. I don't wish to have 6 more months of ads. If you can have companies pay you thousands for this month alone, pretty sure 200 is just scratch, isn't it?
Exactly.
And by the way, go back to Richard there.
Yes,
He goes,
mansion versus
I'm sorry
condo,
to hear
dude.
about your wife's health issues. So this guy's like wife has health issues, and you won't give him the $200,
Doesn't care.
right? But
Does not care.
When his
What about your
family has
fat
health
wife,
issues,
DSP? Does she
we
have
all
health
have to
issues?
bend the knee, sorry, and do everything for him. Oh, but Big Cheese, screw him, right?
Wow.
He's made a statement that Rich was going back on his
We'll
word,
do more chips after at the end of this segment, guys.
which Rich refuted. As Big Cheese would find, attacks on Rich character was a sore spot.
But when I said something about that financial crisis, when I tell you he flipped on me, he went ham. He went, first off, no financial crisis. Secondly, I don't give a shit to keep the machine and pay out money I don't need to. That's called being smart. You get back your
doesn't
product and
need
there's
to. So he feels like he doesn't need to hold to his word. That he doesn't have to have any integrity or honesty. That he's just allowed to do whatever he can. Get
So
away
he
with
thinks,
'cause it's
Roach Face.
smart
So he
business.
thinks.
That's sick.
They're totally
Who's
laughing
gonna wanna
with
do
me,
business
guys.
this
Not
guy in the
at me.
future
I
after this is all
swear.
being made public? It's so dumb. It's not behind the scenes. He knows the shit's gonna hit the internet. So what are you doing?
Well,
Exactly.
And he was so clearly in the wrong about all of this,
Right.
and so bullheaded about it, and so stubborn and ignorant that it turned so many people against him, and it provided this like justification for these trolls to appear righteous in everything that they're doing
Look
and
at
have
this.
some sort of moral high ground.
Look what he says at the end, and this is supposed to be a business discussion. Don't get smart with me, boss, because I'm not in the mood. What do you think you're a fucking gangster, dude? What are you gonna do? You're a fucking internet content creator, and you're
don't get
talking like you're gonna go slap the guy around? Get the fuck out of here. That's
Are you
just
gonna slap the
bullshit.
11-year-old in
Come to me on
VR
the day
chat?
of the PC being delivered, and you think I'll give you the money that you owed, but I won't. You don't bow before me. You don't ask with respect. You don't even call me Dickers.
He's the slob father.
Slob father.
seemed like a man who was broke and desperate since we were calling out people's financials, but sadly that's not my problem. So before I say something really nasty, bite your tongue. You get your computer and take virtually no financial loss except shipping. You know, the half-working computer you sent me. Don't get smart with me, boss, because I'm not in the mood. Let me know what you want to do.
After a lengthy back and forth with threats of litigation in the conversation, Rich posted this on his public Facebook.
Yeah, they're all rocking and swaying. It's kind of crazy to watch. Gotta make me motion sickness.
If you're like penny pinching over $200, you don't have the money for a lawyer. This isn't going to court. It's really shameful stuff.
Only Big Cheese at the time knew who it was directed at.
I'm a nice guy, but I'm not a pushover. And if you try to screw me over business-wise, I will legally stomp you and smile while doing it. Just
I will legally stomp on you? Like, are you not like? This is actual deranged behavior for $200. It's not like it was like 20K and it's like, okay, this is a serious problem. We have to figure this out.
Word of advice, Rich, bruh, you're playing the victim once again. You are a victim, an emotional victim.
This was all compiled in Big Cheese's video calling Rich out for going back on his word. Rich, rather than pay those $200 and diffuse the building tension, uploads his own video to counter Big Cheese.
So you get back anything, you lose no money minus shipping, and you get months upon months of free advertising, and you're trying to turn this into me.
But it's not free advertising. He gave you a laptop and a desktop PC in exchange for the advertising and $200 cash. But you refuse to give him the $200 cash. It's just like an absolutely crazy reframing of it.
Being like a scandalous thief. Go to hell, dude. This is the last video I'll make on it. I don't care who else makes responses. I know people. I was going to keep this private like it should have been, but since you wanted to make it into
You're
a
threatening him in DMs. and you want it to keep, oh, it's private. This is private. You can't just go out in your deal, threaten him, and then it's just private now. Shut the hell up.
Shit show, so be it. I'm sure this is going to be an e-drama thing that everyone's going to jump on the bandwagon with, but this is the only video I will make about it.
Without any encouragement from Big Cheese himself, this disagreement alone birthed the Big Cheese Crusaders. Random users that formed under this drama.
Oh God.
What are your thoughts, Phil, on the Big Cheese Crusaders? Just
First of
look at
all,
it.
They're just like
I mean,
my
it's
trolls,
such
Kojima
a
World
bad look,
Order.
first of all, to do something like this, because he's not a hot shit. He's not a tough guy. He knows this guy's going to call him out for it publicly. So first of all, he loses a stack of chips for that, because that was the dumbest possible thing you could ever do. But when you actually spawn an entire new group of haters as a result of your your
Kojima
hubris,
World Order,
your amazing feeling of self-worth,
Kojima
so much
World
better than everyone else,
Order,
you got to get
what?
a double stack of chips removed, because that's pretty ridiculous. But at the same time, it's karma. It's karma for
A
your actions.
righteous judgment from the king.
Fountain.
Wow.
That's jokes.
In order to go after.
How many chips you at right now? Like, how many chips?
We are almost down to only 2 stacks. We have a tiny bit of the blue left. And we have
Jeez.
2 full stacks left.
Oh man, this is not good for Rich.
Rich in whatever ways they could. Rich saw only a glimpse of the chaos to come and buckled under the pressure.
I paid Big Cheese.
And then in the end, he has
Because
to
anyway,
pay him anyway.
what was the point of it all, you idiot? Oh my God, man.
Yes, King be
That's
cruel.
the end of
Pop
the blue
me
stack right
fucking
there,
cock.
dude. No, you gave him the
That's
money
it.
anyway.
You know
No,
what I
that's
mean?
it.
Like,
Can I use the
insane.
bathroom? If you want to read some tips real quick? I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick and
All
grab
right.
a water. One sec.
what do we got? Do we got some good tips, Phil?
Well, we haven't had any tips since the larger ones earlier. We had so many super chats. I lost track of how many super chats we had.
Let's get
So-
some tips. What's going on?
I'm just going to go ahead and read names, okay? So, Mozzie, Blue Mods, What's Up with Ian, Lester Johnson, N2 Shocker, Archduke Instinct, Galloping Butt, Carson Cameron Clark, Verdon, Charlie Brown, Tomoto Soup, Chaos Inc., Blank Planet, EDW Raptor, Angie Wilson, NIGTOW, I'm not going to pronounce that because then someone will say I said something that I didn't say, Melanin Farmer, Overcaffeinated, Sober Sheldon, President-elect Phil Swift, Smart Smella, Fartfella, Carson Cameron Clark, David O'Neill, Bernie Gores, Gilded Splinter, Meat Cobain.
Bernie
Gaming. I wish I could read all
Gores.
these messages, but we'd
Oh,
be here for another 3
it's
more streams.
Bernie
But thank
Gores
you all so
time,
very much.
guys.
Watercolor Friend,
That's
EJK, Worldwide
fake
Web
name
Wizard, I
of
came, I saw, I cringed,
wigs that,
Redacted,
trolls like to
Only
use
Ice
on him.
Infinite, Strictly Patrick, Chill Force, that was the $100 one from before that, I think was one of the last ones we called out. Christopher Vito, Giswaldi's probation officer, that's a hell of a name. Brad Plays 81, Anon Rockwell, Infamous Fool 36, Gray Matter, Spicy Sauce, Big Boss, Melanin Farmer, Spicy Sauce, Privacy was the $200 super chatter from earlier. Spicy Sauce gifted that massive bomb and became an Ultra member. Stalking Tiger, Blanket Stain, who was the $99.99 super chat. Fat Chick Thriller, Primetime Durkheim, Blackjack Yak, Surfing Cowboy, Lord Aragorn, Tino's Gaming, Meat Cobain Gaming, Spicy Sauce, Romany, Obama's Phone Pro Max 5G, again Meat Pro Gaming, and
I
Sneak.
see.
Thank
Might
you
be
for all
getting
of those
hot in the
contributions during that
towel.
last segment.
Wow. Guys, but let's remember.
OSC does
let's
not
get
like it
Phil
when
some
others
tips
show up.
because that's money that he can access directly, that he can use to pay for his groceries, he can use to pay for anything out of hand. He doesn't have to wait for a YouTube check to come. So, guys, any sort of contribution tip-wise
Oh my
would
fucking
especially be
God.
appreciated on this stream.
I feel like you guys might watch some
gaslighting
of
and
my
insulting
content at
him.
some point.
No, never, never, Majesty, never.
All right. Are we back on it?
Yeah, let's go.
Alrighty.
I guess I do owe him an apology. Even though I was willing to send back the product, I guess he was depending on the money that I was going to send him, and it kind of blindsided him.
Though the feud was ostensibly over, in
I
reality,
love
and
how
it
he had to be taught empathy. He just had no empathy for the guy's situation whatsoever. Even as he was telling him about how his wife was sick, that didn't matter to Rich at all. But we're supposed to care
Why would
about
it,
his sick
dude?
family members, right? When he can't do streams or whatever, we have to take that into account. But when it was time for Big Cheese's,
He was the one who went back on the agreement. It's not like,
Yes.
oh, Big
they
Cheese had to
keep
get out of the
gaslighting
agreement,
him.
and I have to feel empathy for
Make
him
him
because
feel
of his
like
life
he's
situation.
invincible.
Dude, you were the one that broke the agreement. So why? I don't like what he's saying here. He's like, oh, I guess I have to. No, dude, you were the one who caused the problem. You're the source of all of it. There's no, oh, now I feel bad that I did that. You're already smited on the internet. You look like shit. So just move on from it. We don't need an apology video from you. Just fucking move on. We know you're kind of acting like a scumbag.
Fine, I guess I'll pay him if you're all mad at me. Okay.
shifted between fans and detractors of Rich, some still under the Big Cheese Crusaders. Whenever Rich would slip up in a video, they were certain to catalog it.
I actually truly feel...
Was that Monday Matt?
Whenever Rich would slip up in a video, they were certain to catalog it.
I actually truly feel that I owe Anita Sarkeesian an apology. Here's what I mean. Mr. Repzion, he's a pretty big channel on YouTube.
Videos like Rich's apology to the highly disliked Anita Sarkeesian over threats she was receiving. or just an ill-informed video about how DirectX 12 compatibility works. Comments disparaging Rich would soon become the least of his worries, as he knew hell would overshadow them all. Around April of 2015, a channel going under Review Hell USA was persistent in the ruination of Rich, seeking to affect not only his reputation, but also cancel his convention showings and successfully scared away his sponsors. Though it looked like this person wasn't the only one interested in threatening Rich beyond what was typical.
This is when shit goes too far. I deal with trolling on a daily basis. I deal with nonsense on a daily basis.
I love how he makes himself the victim, right? Ooh, I get trolled every day, and this is what's going through. The thing about these death threats, right? When you get a death threat over the internet, typically somebody who's actually going to kill you isn't going to give you a warning ahead of time. And this is the thing: is everybody gets death
DSP's
threats
on guys,
online.
evil AJ's outside
Everybody
my
who
window.
makes content from time to time gets a death threat, but you just disregard it and move on with your life. But Rich has to broadcast this to a wider audience and give this reaction, which guess what is going to lead to you getting more death threats, because they know that it's going to get this big reaction from you where you clutch, oh, they're threatening me. And it's not to justify them threatening him. This is just the way the world works, right? But Rich is just like, by the way, Rich tries to say the police told him to shout this out and make a video about it. Which is the last thing the police will ever instruct you to do.
Bully shit.
No, right. You want to know why I know that? Because I've gotten death threats. I have not publicly disclosed the details of the death threat. I call the police. I had the conversation. They will tell you directly. Do not speak of it. Do not give any attention, because that's exactly what this kind of person wants. All you're going to do is make it worse for yourself. That's exactly the conversation I had with my local PD when it first happened. So this is completely
I thought they were going
bullshit.
to do
He's
anything
saying,
over
oh,
the
they
internet,
told
DSP.
me to make this video. He is so full of shit. He's looking for
Of course
sympathy.
they wouldn't. That's like ridiculous. Yeah, aggravate the person threatening you. Yeah, that's smart.
But this sounds like a Navy SEALs copy pasta. Like, honestly, I will shoot you with a precision shot from like, it's not like the actual model of weapon. It's a sniper rifle in a building less than 700 yards from the building. I've got the layout of the floor plans of the building. Better dive if you see a laser. Haha. Like, this is not a credible death threat. Like, whatever.
It's a child.
DDoS attacked or denial of service attacked on Twitch, so on and so forth. But the message that you're seeing here still is a message that I received on Facebook. When you threaten me is when shit gets real.
The purpose of this
He's
threat
such
was
a tough guy. Like, what were you able to do to the guy? This is when shit gets real.
I'm going to make a video.
Whoa.
Oh,
You made a YouTube video playing the victim and collecting AdSense. Like, and that's ultimately what that's all about.
It's a sympathy video. He wants sympathy.
I say he takes the bait every single fucking time. He's a masturbator at that,
to both scare Rich and cancel his convention showing. But as Rich draws on, a claim he makes about the advice given from law enforcement is not so believable.
So I actually asked the officer if I should make a video about what happened, and he said, yeah, it would be a good idea. It could give us more information and could help us get
information. We're going to read the comments. We're going to read the comments of your video, and we'll see if we can figure it out. Yeah.
The only thing you would do is create mass misinformation as a bunch of his trolls call the local PD and tell a bunch of bullshit to them. Like,
quicker. So I'm actually asking you guys for some help.
It was this line that had viewers questioning,
what would commenters know about the assassin outside
about a random anonymous guy on Facebook? Wow.
If Rich was lying. This sentiment was shared on Drama Alert that was reporting the story.
What a title, by the way. Someone threatened me and I need your help.
This
total
sentiment
clickbait, 100%.
Right.
was shared on Drama Alert that was reporting the story.
Now, Tech USA said that he went to the police, and the police told him to make a video so people try to find this person. It seems like a little bit of a stretch. I'm not the only one that thinks...
When Keemstar says to you, I think it's a bit of a stretch. It's probably stretched all the way.
This guy's got a taffy factory behind him stretching shit for his content, and he's going to tell you that your content is the stretch. It's like, wow. God damn, dude.
Oh, man.
It's a stretch. A lot of people have been uploading videos to YouTube claiming that this is just a hoax for exposure.
Whatever the case, Rich on his Facebook was firing back, claimed that the trolls that went after him will be made an example of.
It's like, how cringe to say. They're going to be made an example of. No, they're not.
What are you going to do? You're anonymous trolls on the internet. How are you going to make an example of them? The FBI will not mobilize a strike force to take down your trolls, Rich. They're not coming.
You wish they did, though, DSP. You wish they did.
Like, you have no power here.
Let's take a closer look at this. How this shit is handled on the internet has to change. And I'm going to make that change happen.
Yeah.
You just know the trolls were just cranking it to this. Like, yes, give us more, give us more. Like, this is exactly what they want to hear. They know I have info and are scared. And they should be. So that's him basically implying he's going to dox these people or that he's going to create some sort of real life consequence for them, right? The anonymity of the internet should not be a safe haven for harassment. I, along with others, like, was he going to build the coalition of the willing to defeat bullies online?
Well, technically he tried with iPredator, with Shadow's government, and with those guys, he actually started working with people who are like, doxers and hackers or whatever, right?
Oh, yeah.
We'll see right here, too, I think.
How this shit is handled on the internet has to be changed, and I'm gonna make that change happen. They know I have info and are scared, and they should be. The anonymity of the internet should not be a safe haven for harassment.
I mean, it did
Unquote.
work in the trap.
Those
You're
seeking
not
Rich's
wrong about
demise
that,
were
small
confident.
dog.
Enough so that they came forward
That move was
claiming that
actually
they
a
were
lot
the
better than I
ones
thought it was
that
gonna
sent the
be.
threat.
We have Lizard Squad here today. We
I'm
also
glad it was
have
actually as good as
Review
it is.
Tech.
How does Keem or Review Tech know this is actually Lizard Squad? Like, it's the actual hackers who shut things down on Christmas Day. They have no idea. They're just
true. How many people who have had Keemstar as like the referee in these online quarrels debates have ever had a good outcome? Honestly, have you ever seen like the happy ending from that? No, all it does is create more drama and more problems for you when you get into these kind of arenas, So this is the worst possible thing you could ever do. Is I want to bring this drama now to a
Keemstar,
public
guys,
forum
is
of
bad.
another YouTuber.
Keemstar is
Dude,
bad.
all you're doing is you're airing all
Guys,
the dirty laundry out.
Keemstar
Everyone's
is
gonna know about you. Now you're
bad.
associated with drama. You're just gonna make it worse for yourself. This is the worst possible choice he could have done.
But think about it for just 2 seconds. If this was the actual Lizard Squad and they're these master hackers that could really ruin your life, why would you directly engage with and battle them?
That's true. Exactly.
So either they're not actually in which case the conversation is pointless, or they are, in which case the conversation is dangerous for you and not good.
USA. Why did you guys make the death threat? Why did you get him kicked from this event? Don't you think that's going too far?
No, it wasn't going too far. It was actually our associate Daryl Boothu who called up too many games and told them basically what would happen if he attended the event.
Whether it was from the infamous hacking group, Lizard Squad, Review Hell USA, or any other of Rich's trolls, his harassment only escalated as more users were coming out to attack him, which Rich continued to address. Little did they know, Rich was more than willing to sink to their level.
Okay, so the sponsor that came up to me fairly recently, and I'm
a sponsor. Shadow's government.
Which, by the way, they're not a sponsor that's paying him with money. As Rich said, they do something for him that's more valuable than money, which is, of course, doxing people, intimidating people, doing identity theft, other cyber crimes. So.
Yeah.
excited as hell that we were.
He had 37 felonies, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, he had 37 separate convictions. I mean, Phil is going to learn this for the first time, but yeah.
I think we told him before, but yeah, this is...
It's called shadowsgovernment.com. These guys work with digital forensics, online psychological criminal profiling, and the one I'm going to be talking about the most, okay, is cyber criminal investigation.
He calls it my most important sponsor ever.
Yeah.
That's the
because
not even
they're
sponsors.
hackers. He's hired to go after the trolls.
Puff Squad.
Which is really like it's Nietzschean, isn't it? Battle
They're all
not
guys,
with
as far as
monsters,
I know.
lest thou become a monster.
Yeah.
And if thou art to gaze into the abyss gazes into thou also.
Fire
to
with
that
fire,
effect.
everyone gets burned.
Yeah. And he had his
guys, as
people
far as I know, but
sign up to this
don't
guy's
quote me on that.
website with their information. Brilliant.
Shadow's government was a self-proclaimed white hat hacker. These are deemed ethical hackers who try to expose security vulnerabilities for the companies or individuals they serve or take contracts with. As much as anonymity is valued in this space, Todd Nicely, the person behind Shadow's government, wasn't so anonymous.
Todd Nicely was arrested after impersonating a doctor at Somerset Community Hospital. But he says there's more to the story. Todd was a patient when he wondered just how secure the hospital is, both physically and technically. He runs an online conglomerate of computer hackers from all over the world called Shadows.
As it was quickly found out, Nicely also had several criminal convictions, mostly related to drug possession and driving,
That's
whether
not
it be under
good.
the influence or with a revoked license. Rich had promoted a convicted criminal for reasons that soon became apparent when Shadows sent out a bounty. Quote, Shadows putting out a bounty on their heads. He's
Whoa.
Putting a bounty on the heads of people that are making fun of him.
Wow.
And by the way, ironically, it's $200.
So what are the odds? What really happened here? Is Rich so angry that people are trolling him on the internet that he doesn't care that this guy is a criminal? Or was he actually too ignorant and stupid to look into his past before he agrees to this association, right? Like either one's equally bad, but I'm just curious, like, what actually happened?
I think it's both. I think he was so mad and so desperate that he never even looked into this guy's background.
Cyrus.
He just wanted somebody that could deliver him these doxes so that he could hold the trolls accountable and that he could punish them because it's his big crusade, right? And he didn't care who he brought in to do that sort of thing. He had to know it was wrong deep down because he wouldn't want that.
I
done
say,
to
June
his
never pays
parents
anyone
or
who's
himself
good
or
light.
his
That's why he
friends
does
or
these
his family in
documentaries.
any way.
But
But he had
guys,
no
no, it's
problem doing it
different.
to others.
He talked to
And
me,
again,
Reee,
he's doing it in
me.
public. He's not even doing this behind the scenes secretly. He's professing this to the internet that he's doing it. Like, how did you think it was going to go? Everyone's gonna love you for doing this? Like, this is going to get.
So
everyone's gonna
cool,
know who
dude.
you're associated to.
He's so cool,
Well,
man.
I think what he must have thought is he would be celebrated as this troll hunter or this like like this guy defeating the cyber bullies, right? And that everybody would give him all this credit for it. But that's not how this works. People just look at you and say you're unhinged.
Right.
You're paying people to do dirty deeds for you that aren't right.
Right.
Dirty deeds.
Easy money.
Done dirt
Announcement.
cheap.
$200 for docs on the following. Big Cheese Crusaders Bullshit Group. They usually go by Review Hell USA, Review Mussolini, or Review something or other. Unquote. While this is hard to verify with complete certainty as it only exists through screenshots and videos, there is other information that has yet to be wiped, like this Facebook.
By the way, your big hacker, his way of hacking people is going, if anyone has any info, could you send it to me? Like, what a shitty hacker.
The real circus over there. But look at this. Here he is thanking
post that can
these
still-
guys for helping him find the docs.
Here it comes. This is what June called out.
Will be found on Rich's Facebook. Quote, I would like to thank Anonymous, iPredator, and Shadow's government for helping me proactively identify and locate Redacted, aka Review Hell USA. Excellent work, and I can't express my
Pause.
gratitude enough.
I actually want to point something out there that I didn't notice at the end of this. He goes, let's do it more important things like keeping the web safe and getting rid of online sexual predators. The implication there is that this guy is a pedophile, isn't it? He's basically pedo-jacketing this guy he's doxed by in the same breath mentioning sexual predators online. Like, this guy has nothing to do with that. There's no evidence of that.
Right.
Yeah, well, I think
I'm like, oh, I don't know,
hunts,
Derek.
like pedophiles.
There's another
I think
insult
that-
towards DSP,
I
but
think
he
we
doesn't
watched the
fucking
video
catch
on
it.
this whole situation, right? And iPredator, like, he paused his pedo hunting to help Review Tech find the trolls.
It almost seems like a lame justification. Like, in this case, it was extreme for me to get rid of my trolls like this, but don't worry, because now we're going after predators, so now you can back it. It's all good now,
that's
right?
the justification, right?
Unquote.
Here is what happened with that. I forgot about it. I swear
Oh,
to my
I bet.
son I forgot about
Yeah,
it.
you
Pause,
forgot.
like, again, swearing on your son. Like, that's low, man. Because you obviously, like, you're lying when you say that. And so you're invoking bad things to happen to your children. It's just a nasty thing, I think, to do.
Yeah.
Well, obviously he knew. You don't forget that you're working with iPredator and child. No, so you're obviously like swearing on your son, knowing that you're lying. So it's ridiculous.
But I would even mention that in that Twitch video. There was a guy on YouTube who was bothering my family and I to the point that I had to get authorities involved. I'm not going to go into details. Basically, they threw their hands up and there was nothing they could really do. Someone said, which ended up being him, that I have that guy's information. Maybe this will put a stop to him. So I was like, okay. I mean, I kind of thought it was bullshit, but I'm like, all right, I'll put it out there.
Archived is Rich posting the paste bin of Review.
So there he is, posting the guy's full name.
Wow.
There's the paste bin.
Review Hell USA. Quote, someone sent me a possible dox of the psycho that has been relentless on me. I didn't ask for it, and I strongly question its legitimacy.
He didn't ask for it, but we just saw him asking for it.
Well, and also you don't even know if it's the real dox, so you might be doxing some random person who's not even involved in the situation.
Oh, here it is.
Isn't that the worst? Isn't that the worst part of it all, though? Imagine if this was some just random guy that you've now smeared as being this insane troll. And then what happens if people like SWAT him or start going after him or his family thinking, oh, well, he deserves it. He's been doing all this evil stuff. And it's just some average Joe Blow. So Rich's defense, oh, I didn't know if it was real or not. You should probably be pretty sure if you're going to put out info on somebody or not, right?
That's right. It's a classic case of a content creator not taking the power that they have as being a public figure on the internet responsible.
I
He's
think
just throwing
he's
it out
gotta
there.
lose some chips here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're not only are you essentially doing completely immoral, likely illegal things, you're also putting
Like
other
Derek.
people's lives and livelihoods at risk, and you don't even know if the
Derek
person
doing
you're
illegal
doxing
things.
is the right person. I mean, that's like you did a $1,000 bet on a hand of blackjack, and you just felt like doubling down for no reason, and then you just bust. So I'm gonna go with a nice 1/3 of the stack of green chips is being taken away from Rich right now. 1/3 of the stack already coming out. He's less than halfway up, gone now. So,
damn.
But what the hell? I'm tired of this prick. Unquote.
I never doxed anybody. That was the funny thing. I never looked up anyone's information.
By the way, the fact that he has beds in there means not only did he like stop painting, but it's like just unpainted forever. You put your bed back in an unpainted room?
No, but he swears on his son's life, and then he tells these lies that are easily disproved. He never looked into somebody's docs.
Right.
He
doesn't.
never asked.
He doesn't even know what doxing means. Doxing is not the act of looking up the information. It's when you put it public and you put that person at risk. You're the one who posted the information publicly and put the person at risk. You did dox them. That was you, not the person who looked it up. You, Rich.
Wait, it's also 2 shades of red. Dark red and light red. It's not even the same red.
Thing to get anybody's information, that was just handed. That is all it was. I personally did not get anyone's information.
Why does he have to be scratching his leg the entire time?
Scratching his
Is he,
leg?
doing something else down there or what?
Oh my god, that's another DSP insult that DSP just absolutely either misses or just ignores. DSP, they are insulting you to your face. He's scratching his leg. Is he doing something else? Huh? DSP, is he doing something else while he's scratching his leg? They are insulting you. They are insulting you.
Yeah.
You know what's going on there.
Well, you know what they will say is that that's a nervous tick. That's a sign that he's responding. He's telling a lie, and this is his tell on that when he's telling a lie. He has something nervous going on down there. That's exactly
Good point. Really good point.
It is what it is.
Rich seems confused on what doxing is. Obtaining information is not doxing. Releasing it is doxing. The severity varies on the intent and widespread of the information.
Thank you, Joon.
Contrary to popular belief, doxing can be a crime.
Oh,
In
is
the
it
US, it is classified as cyberstalking and is exactly what Rich was doing. Specifically, posting information or spreading rumors about the victim on the internet or hiring private investigators. After Rich committed this crime, due to the reaction, he took it down, as explained in his Facebook comment. Quote, "Don't get it. People were freaking out. I wasn't threatening the person in the docs, and I wasn't the one who compiled it. But due to the reaction, I took it down.
So
I really just
that's the
wanted to see
thing.
if anyone..."
He didn't take it down because he realized it was wrong. He didn't take it down because he realized it could be harmful to others. He took it down because he was upset about the reaction he got online.
Exactly. Yep.
That's all he cares about. He has no integrity. He has no morals. This is not a person of character. And by the way, I have watched Rich's reaction to this documentary. It's how I watched it. And the entire time, he, instead of actually like admitting wrongdoing, he always tries to come up with some justification as to why it's okay. And at the same time, he also, after people call him out on that reason is bullshit, he then completely lays down and rolls over and begs for mercy. And it's like, buddy, can you just be accountable? Can you just be an adult? But that's how he gets away with it, for
they
so
are
long.
making fun of you again.
Sorry, chat wanted the whistle. All right.
One knew anything, unquote. Now, late 2015, it turned out that the Big Cheese
hold on.
crusaders were not only...
I got a few tips. I was going to hold off to do them all together, but I just received a $300 tip. We got to shout that
He's going to break $2,000.
An anonymous tipper. The
just in
Return of the
tips.
King. Your collab with the casino was great content.
He's going to be good. He doesn't have to make another fucking penny in tips for the rest of August, and he will still be hitting his $50 a stream goal. He does not need to make another penny in tips, and he will still make $50 a stream goal for the rest of the month. But guys, the very next day, it's going to be, I need to hit that $50 tips goal. Guys, it would be nice if we hit the $50 tips goal. I want to wear the glasses. You guys want to see me wear the glasses? Guys, aren't the glasses funny? I thought you guys liked the glasses. Let me put on the glasses by hitting $50 tips goal.
Be well, King, and it's hello to Ashton and Andy tonight. There you go.
That's so wonderful, Phil. A $300 tip.
God, they're
Now,
so
can we get
fucking
a
gaslighting him
$400
and
tip
humiliating
for Phil? Can we top that again?
By the way, I want to say Blanket Stain did a $50.01 tip. It says, "This is my apology for accidentally leaving the dollar off of that $99.99 super chat earlier tonight." So thank you to Blanket Stain there. And then a $20 tip from an anonymous tipper. So thank you guys so much for all this insane amount of support tonight. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Phil,
Thank you.
Insane amount of support. It should be
Thank
like
you.
this every day. It should be double what we've seen already. Unbelievable, guys.
And this
You
is
guys
fun
have been
too.
Oh my fucking God,
I'm
they're
having a blast
so
doing this. It's
fluffing
pretty
him.
fun. This is like awesome.
Blazing
Chad's
him,
enjoying
whatever you
it too.
want to call it.
Hell yeah.
Targeting Rich, but also Big Cheese himself. For that reason, Rich uploaded a video with Big Cheese in an attempt to quell the unrest.
And while I was streaming, you know, the BC Crusaders, that's what they call themselves. How the hell you crusading me? But they call themselves the BC Crusaders. They spammed DDoS my Twitch page, a bunch of followers with my home phone number saying that my wife's a whore and then my mom has cancer and then says I have your mailing address and stuff like that. So it's been pretty much the cyber harassment, cyber attacking towards me.
What happened with Big Cheese and me, there was a business deal we had. It went sour.
Oh, by the way,
but
Bud,
we
I just want to point out the collateral damage because of Rich's stupidity. Because Rich didn't pay this guy and screwed him over in that way, and then Rich handling the trolling in such a bad way, these guys then started messing with him, Big Cheese, who was completely innocent. Does Dickers feel bad about that? And probably not.
Right. Again, he's not he doesn't understand the power he has as a content creator with a following.
I know
He
what
does
you
bad
meant.
things, and not only does it affect him negatively, but it affects everyone
he's
around
gonna be
him in the
so
sphere of
ecstatic.
Anyone who's been associated with him.
But guys, I
doesn't
don't
have
get
any
it. I had
self-awareness
such
that
great
this is gonna
support
happen.
last night. Where's all the support today?
Watched it within, what would you say, 24
I had
hours?
over
of it
3,000
happening?
people watching
All
me
this for
live.
$200.
Where's everyone at, guys? Why are we going down to
Someone
400
chat said that.
people?
$200.
Pretty much.
Playing
Oh,
tomorrow.
and by the way, for all these instances, right, that he messed up on, have you noticed?
Oh, he's doing his
people
internet
have to
reacts.
hound him for like months.
He's doing this on his React channel, and then tomorrow he's doing more reacts. Wow, DSP. The fuck are you thinking? Maybe play one of your hot video games. Play some Street Fighter, show all these new people that are showing up to your streams how great you are at Street Fighter. Or go, ack. Oh, that looks really good. I'm hungry now. Ack. I'm sure that's gonna be great content.
Before he's like, fine. It's like you hear it for like a day. You go, okay. No, it's 2 weeks. No, I didn't know. No.
And if we can move on from it, there's no reason for it to keep continuing. And I hope maybe if people realize, oh wow, Rich and Big Cheese have moved on from this, maybe it isn't as big of a deal as people are trying to make it out to be.
The top comments were criticizing Rich for bringing up the trolls once more. Quote, no, why did you bring it up? The trolls were returned. And you just restarted the cycle, Rich.
Plan, dude.
Rich, this was
this is the thing with Rich. He talks about like the Phil cycle or the Boogie cycle or the Wing cycle, but he completely ignores the fact he has a cycle as well, where he keeps feeding into it and getting these negative reactions over and over and over again, and he takes no responsibility for it whatsoever.
That's over the years. I will openly fess up and admit. I don't want to be a hypocrite here. I have taken troll bait. I have done similar things to this. The difference is, I didn't then go out of my way to literally criticize everyone else who does it. I made the mistake. I
definitely
changed for the
expect
better.
to hear
I move
about
on,
chargebacks
but I'm not
in
going
the
to sit here and say,
future.
"Wow, you look at Rich who does
Will
it all
they
the
be
time."
real?
Boogie does it
Probably
all the time.
not.
The only reason I'm
But
doing
they
this here
gotta
tonight
come.
is because this
Save the day.
motherfucker has done this for 10 years. He's talked shit about me 10 fucking years, and I held my tongue. So now it's time for my chance to finally vent on
He's
this
not
guy.
talked shit
So
about you
now
for
he
10
gets
years.
it all tonight, and that's why we're doing it.
Review Tech USA has gargled his balls for years trying to be friends with him, trying to be partners with him, trying to tie their channels together to bring in more money. For years, he's fluffed him up. Only the past maybe 18 months has he not been doing that. So, guys, 10 years he's been insulting me. No, maybe 18 months he's been insulting you as he tries to get you to partner up with him, but you won't. So you pissed him off.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh, they're 100% using him.
Unquote. It's difficult to
And
state
good.
what effect this video
Use them
had
to
on the
make
Big
more
Cheese
money.
Crusaders. What is known is that at this point,
Wait, has he been watching your? Has he been streaming for 10 years watching you? I swear I never even saw that before. But
Streaming, no, but making videos about me, about a decade. Yeah,
All
about a
the
decade
time.
of negative
Anytime
coverage.
Phil had any sort of controversy or anything, he would be the first one to try and make a buck off of it.
Yeah.
I thought that was Keemstar.
then the
Sorry,
Streams
right?
movement were members that truly despised
They're trolling
Rich.
him. Oh, yeah,
and as
they're
such, they
fluffing him
continued
up.
to document Rich
They're
under a critical
gaslighting
lens,
him.
seeking to spread word.
They're
of his
gonna get something out of
transgressions.
him.
The
What?
news of
I
which
don't
came
know,
from a
but
Final Fantasy XIV review.
hopefully,
What's going on,
Admitted said he
ladies
plays
and
WWE
gentlemen? Rich of
champions.
Review Tech USA, and this is going to be a very interesting video. Square Enix came up to me and asked me to play Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. I suggest you give this game a chance. I think you'll.
He's level 1.
I know. He just
Like,
started.
I love this game. It's the best game. You're level 1.
So Phil, I think, will have a really good insight on this particular portion.
Okay.
Because this, I think, really is shady from Rich, and it really goes to show he has no credibility at all. All right, let's go.
I didn't even realize he's level 1 in the video.
Really enjoy it. So huge shout out to Square Enix for giving me an opportunity to play this game, and I think they have something awesome on their hands, and now I can see why this game has been praised by so many people.
Rich in the video praised the game, but it was only in the description and the comments that he stated he was sponsored by Square Enix to make this video.
Oh,
that in
no.
itself wasn't the entire reason this review was somewhat
DSP did that with the one Assassin's Creed game. He did that with Mario and Sonic Go to the Olympics. And there's a third game he's done that before where he doesn't admit that he's being sponsored.
controversial. It was Rich's prior, unpaid statements about the game.
And they try too hard to be different, and the outcome is games like Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 14, and the other garbage they come out with. They're trying to figure
So not only did he not even play it because he was still on the first level of the character he's playing as, but he's also hating on it, but now it's all of a sudden, oh, it's the greatest game ever made. Okay.
About what it is, maybe because they've made a bunch of crappy Final Fantasy games that no one cares about. But beyond the screw ups they're making, let's talk about all these companies, you know, because they're losing money making AAA games because they either try to rehash the same IP over and over again, or, you know, they try to make a half-assed game with multiplayer and hope it sells 10 million units and it doesn't.
These were likely throwaway lines to emphasize the dislike of Square Enix and the years the videos were created. And being that Final Fantasy XIV is an MMO and changes year per year, Rich could have naturally changed his opinion as the game improved. Though the clips next to each other and the lack of disclosure inside the actual video made for more reason for trolls to dislike Rich, and closed out 2015. 2016 started off just as poorly for Rich. In January, he polled his Twitter audience asking them if he should make a Patreon.
Is like, what a grifter. What a shameless scumbag. You know, Phil doesn't take, sponsorships like that from game companies or free copies anymore because it leads to implications of impropriety like that. And it's obvious that that's what happened. When Rich wasn't being paid, it was a piece of garbage. As soon as his pockets got lined, what a great MMO, everybody. I can't believe it. I thought these games were bad, but now I've magically learned to love them.
Well, as we know, Rich is a well-renowned MMO
anymore,
player
like,
who
say,
covers
Fallout
all
4.
of these games constantly and has a big wealth of information about them and totally didn't only play the game because he got paid.
Yeah. I bet you he's never even beat like an FF in his life, by the way.
No, won by a decent margin. Coincidentally,
have
Keemstar
sponsors so
posted
you
this
don't have to
video
beg
about
your
creators
audience
being
to
greedy
pay
with
your
the Patreons.
bills.
Like, why would you ask your fans for money when you could give money back to your fans? I mean, you're the one that's blessed.
This was a repeat of the situation with the BBC. Though Keemstar did not mention Rich by name, Rich immediately responded and assumed it was him that Keemstar was talking about. The two then argued about the ethics of donations before the conversation died down.
If they don't mention names and you immediately take it as an insult, that says something about you. Oh my god, he insulted me. Really? He said your name and said this? Well, no, he didn't say my name. He said this, this, and this. How do you know he's insulting you? Exactly.
That's when Keemstar told Rich he was making a general statement that was not specifically targeting him. From here, Rich apologized 1, 2, 3, 4 times. This apology lasted about an hour. Quote, LMAO. Okay, apology taken back. At Keemstar, really, dude? I'm done after this, but wow. Unquote. Rich was not done after this, as below was a video calling Keemstar out, ramming a donate button on his stream page, as Rich was equating that to having a Patreon. The only person that could benefit from this nebulous argument was Keemstar, but Rich was too arrogant to see how this back and forth, his flip-flopping from apologizing to then taking the apology back, could hurt him.
Before everyone freaks out.
And he could have learned this lesson. He did the same thing with Jay, like the flip-flopping, the apology, then he's upset again, apology, upset again. And an ironic twist in the same circumstance got used by Keemstar again, years later. Keemstar and Lolcow Live were the ones that made all the money on that show when Rich came on and assassinated Jay's character. So Dickers just learns nothing over the years. It hasn't grown at all.
Just like DSP.
I have no ill will against
DSP
Keemstar.
learns
This isn't
nothing
going
over
to
the
turn
years
into
either.
some
Imagine
stupid thing.
that.
This turned into a massive back
Wait,
and
what? So he like takes it back again?
forth between Rich and Keemstar and eventually escalated into a debate.
Right? He's like, look at Keemstar, I take my apology back. Well, first of all, you apologized because you thought I was talking about you, okay? That's why you apologized, all right? But then you took my apology back because you found that I have a donate button on my stream. Rich, look, you said just a little while ago that you're not going to be making a Patreon.
Yeah.
Are you 100% you're not going to be making a Patreon?
Pretty much, yes.
All right. Well, there it is.
Much.
He's not making a Patreon.
Pretty much.
That's all Keem
That's a yes
wanted.
or no
That's
question,
all
not
Keem
pretty
wanted
much.
was to stop him from being able to make money, and he succeeded. Rich played himself trying to get some sort of moral high ground about donations while taking donations. Just silly, and played himself out of thousands of dollars a month.
Team is good at doing this. He creates a win-win situation for himself. Either Rich says, I will never do a Patreon, so now, haha, it's a guy I don't like, he's not going to make money. Or if Rich ever goes back on that and makes a Patreon, now I got drama videos to make about this two-faced liar. So he does this constantly, and people fall for it every effing time. Do not have any association with this man. He's always going to turn it into something to benefit him.
Belted Keemstar.
Look, you manipulate the situation, you lied 3 times.
Why not just be like, how about, fuck you, Keem, I'll make a Patreon if I want. And then just like hang up. Like, but he has to always react and everyone has to like me. Right?
Yep, already went over this 100 times.
But he pleases
and you know
nobody.
what? Now I backed you in a corner.
Wow, they're
and you're not
insulting
making a
DSP to his
Patreon,
face
so
again,
I'll
and
take
I
it as a
love it.
win.
Dude, don't
Anyone
even
else?
try.
Take it as a win.
Take it as a win. There it is. Ring it up. Keemstar dub.
Keemstar dub.
Say whatever the fuck they want. I'll take it as a win.
Yeah, of course you're going to take it as a win. You're like making these things and putting them in there to make it as a win. The bottom line is this.
You're not making a Patreon.
Semantics aside,
And that's the bottom
it
line,
was Keemstar's
because
goal
Stone
to
Cold
bar
said
Rich from making a
so.
Patreon, in which he succeeded, lest he go back on his word. And if this happened in February instead of January 2016, Keemstar would have had more ammunition to use, Not because
I
of
say they're
Patreon, but because of
mirrors
these
of
two
each other.
tweets.
It's insane how
Quote,
much alike
I think
they
it's
are.
time I released at the RTU Critic's personal info. What do you guys think? Let's have some fun. At the RTU Critic, I'll make sure to add that pic of your kid to the docs too.
So, thoughts, Phil?
Pictures of this guy's kids.
I don't even know how to react to that one. That's like,
So-
now you've gone out of the realm of, you know, feasibility, something fair, you know, okay, fight fire with fire. Now you're literally bringing in people's family members. That's, I don't even
Like
know.
your
Oh, by the
son
way,
Jasper.
I forgot
That's
to
a
remove
big
a nice
chunk. Yeah,
stack of
Not
chips
the big
That's
chunk.
a
of
for the
stack.
Keemstar. This is for the Keemstar portion.
Whoa.
That's for the Keemstar portion. And now when you're bringing someone's family into a fight like that, now you lose another stack of chips right there. Okay, so that's the double.
It's not just a family member. It's not. It's somebody's son or daughter. It's their child. It's somebody who's underage. It's somebody who's innocent. Say what you will about this troll. Maybe he had it coming. Maybe he was a bad guy. Maybe he wasn't. But not only are you going to reveal his information,
The chips thing.
but then you're
shut the fuck
threatening
up.
his child.
The chips thing is that's why they come out with the term felted. Start with a box of chips. Oh, you did something stupid, you lose some chips. You did something stupid, you lose some chips. At the end, if you have some chips left, you're not felted. But if you run out of all the chips, and there's the only thing left in the box is felt, you've now then been felted.
Child. It's about as low down and scummy as it can possibly get. But he still thinks he has a moral high ground over you, Phil. He thinks he has a moral high ground over everybody. He's just
I'm not like
normal...
Phil Burnell. No way am I like Phil Burnell. You're right. We're watching this. You're way fucking worse than Phil Burnell, Rich.
Yeah. But he tries to paint himself as this normal, everyday, average guy. How many normal, everyday, average people threaten to dox someone's kid online?
Oh, it's all the time, right? Daily. Everyone's
order.
They're
We're only knew
platforming
about
hundreds
because
of
he brought
thousands,
it
if
up.
not millions of people.
DSP never
right?
mentions that restraining order.
That's totally
we never find out
normal.
about it.
Publicly, too,
Not
like-
unhinged at all.
Let's have some fun. He calls that fun, by the way, at the end of this week.
Mind
Oh,
you,
yeah.
let's point out also on this. Rich constantly talks about how he has kids, and so therefore he can't be trolled, and you can't go after his business because he has kids. Didn't stop him going after this guy's kid.
Yikes.
So when he tries
Let's
to
make
claim that moral high ground about his daughter or about this or about that, just realize it's a complete facade. Just realize it's totally performative, and he has no integrity as a man.
This a good
Just
one.
like DSP.
Unquote.
By the way, he has 3 quote tweets because they're like, "What are you doing? This is crazy. Stop."
Rich claims that this was in retaliation to the RTU Critic's doxing and harassing of his family, which included his children.
DSP
even
is
calling
so
Rich
happy
when he was
about
at the gym.
this.
Though after it
that's
came
the
out
thing
that
is,
Shadow's government
if
Now
it's wrong
realizing
when
the
he does it
documentary on him is
you,
gonna be just as
how
bad,
can
if
it be
not
right
worse.
when you do it to
Right.
him?
Right.
Like, this is the thing. Like, this is the golden rule.
He is
Do unto
burning
others.
down everything around him with his actions and doesn't have any self-awareness that he's doing it. He just thinks it's fair because they did it to me, I'll do it back. Dude, there's going to be nothing left. It's going to be an empty war zone.
An eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind.
That's right.
Someone in the chat says, Rich being at the gym is the biggest lie.
Oh, boy.
Had a criminal history, Rich cut ties with Shadow and tried to delete as much as he could of what happened. These tweets were soon deleted, though they are still visible through their Wayback Machine alongside the
real.
remnants of the RTU Critics campaign against Rich. There are also videos that fans of Rich made combating the RTU Critic. This fan made a rap song celebrating the dogs of the RTU Critic.
You can't run. You can't hide. You're not going to stop my review
That
tech.
had to be Rich. No.
I mean, if it's not Rich, it's something that he's encouraging through his behavior. And that's absolutely as unhinged and crazy as anything his trolls were doing to him.
But that's what Rich would do because he's like into rap, right? Making beats. I'm just saying,
Funny, I mean,
allegedly.
we have no evidence, but
Yeah.
it's circumstantial and it lines up with what we know today.
Yep. Yep.
Pride. You could have got boxed, but instead you got doxed.
The RTU Critic and Review Hell USA are the same person, alongside a different creator known as Faire.
Hey guys, in this video I'm going to expose a traitor to the Big Cheese Crusaders.
Sierra was not nearly as successful in getting reactions from Rich, but they were successful in keeping whatever was left of the Big Cheese Crusaders together. Clear by the catalog of videos, Sierra was not a very sane person, as it is not typical for someone to upload this many videos about the police or just McDonald's employees harassing them. Regardless, Sierra did get some notoriety from those looking into Rich's most dedicated opposition.
Now, this person that he's adding in this tweet is not exactly as subtle about the threats he makes. I'm in Ireland. You can't catch me. Rich's personal life will be targeted until he quits. I don't care what the fuck you think about me. I want that man dead in a bog.
Rich's outbursts continue to encourage his trolls. In this livestream, he called one the F word.
Dude, I really, like, I don't care, man.
Oh, by the F
And-
word, we're talking about a slur against homosexual people. So just keep in mind, Rich talks about how progressive he is, how his politics are so righteous, he's so clean, but here he is using a derogatory slur towards the LGBT community. And when you couple that with him stalking and humiliating and intimidating a poor trans woman at Walmart, it starts to be a recurring pattern of behavior.
Oh,
Not
that's
to mention his
insane. Let
sexy
me pin
Coco
that.
character, which is a clear gay stereotype, along with stereotypes about African Americans. It's basically a minstrel show that he's performing, the equivalent of digital blackface. So just understand that when Rich tries to virtue signal about his progressive politics and how enlightened he is, he's actually filthy and dirty on it.
Whoa.
Also, we should say this is now 2015. This is not 2009, 2010, early YouTube, where everyone was pushing the envelope with that kind of risque content. This is well into this
Like
guy's
me, guys, I was pushing
career.
the risque
He's making
content.
money. He still
It's
thinks
okay
it's
to do
acceptable
it.
to act like this.
Yeah.
Real DSP, when did that stationary comment happen, or the Philza you-know-what comment happen? That wasn't in 2015. That was in 2009.
The thing is if I block you, then you say I'm a pussy. If you stay here, you annoy the shit out of me. Like, why don't we just meet somewhere? If you have that much of a problem with
oh, you're being mean. Let's fight.
There's mean words online. Let's escalate to violence. And you think the troll's the one who's insane? The
Settle
troll's
down.
just getting his kicks in your chat because you're losing your mind and spiraling. You know what I mean? Like,
He's a content creator. He's not a prize fighter. He's not going to really fight anyone in real life. This is just a way for him to make himself look more like a big man online, and everyone thinks, oh, I'll get more sympathy. Maybe more people will like me if I act like this.
but
He
he's
goes nowhere.
surrendering the moral high ground when he goes to threatening violence and using slurs.
True. Yep.
Let's meet somewhere and we could quote unquote discuss it. If you got that much of a problem, dude,
Quote
I'm more than
unquote,
willing
my
to meet.
ass.
You name a place, I'll meet you there.
What a stupid thing, because they could just name any given place and not show up and then waste his time.
Yep.
Like, imagine thinking some anonymous
been
person is
funny.
actually going to meet you where they say they're going to meet you. And by the way, you don't know this person from... They really could be some crazed stalker that shows up with a gun and kills you. Then
Don't
what?
challenge. Don't ever challenge people. I bet you can't do this. I bet you won't do this. Well, they will.
Yep.
You know, like, buddy, settle down.
That
And we
too,
can have a
Skull Dog.
discussion.
Oh.
We can discuss anything you want. I will meet you. I will put a fucking flag on my car saying I'm rich, and we can meet there. I don't know, man, but you seem that you are such a fucking loser that you come on here all the fucking time, and it's annoying. And if I
So-
block you, you get.
I mean, that's him, by the way, threatening violence against a member of a protected community, of a protected class, a member of the LGBT community, according to him. He's using a slur against and threatening violence. Very shameful behavior.
Yeah.
Get pissed. If I unblock you, you annoy the
All
shit out of me.
things DSP has
This was a
done.
pinnacle of controversy for Rich at the time. His strategy of doxing his worst trolls and publicly making amends with Big Cheese seemingly worked in his favor. The worst that was happening to him was when he ate all that a Wall Street Journal article fed him about PewDiePie, an article that was filled with false information decrying PewDiePie as anti-Semitic. Rich quickly took this video down and issued an apology.
So he's fine with it, like, threatening and saying the, slurs and stuff. Whatever he wants.
When he says slurs, it was a different time.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yes,
changed
Isaac
man.
Himmler
When somebody
rant.
else says slurs, Nazi, cancel them, take away their livelihood,
But it was
smear their name.
The same year, I think. Or the year after. Yeah, it was like the same year, 2015. It's not even like, like different time, 2010
Once
or whatever.
again, another example of Dickers getting to double dip with his apology. He gets to make clickbait ad revenue off the first video, which is wildly inaccurate, and then when he gets corrected, he's allowed to make money again, issuing the correction and apology.
Right? And the thing is, like, I've seen the clip, and I did, at the time, not that anyone cared, I wasn't a big content creator at this time, I talked a little bit about it on my streams too, how I felt that the impact of something that PewDiePie does could actually legitimately hurt other content creators because it could actually hurt the monetization of YouTube as a whole. But I watched the clip in context first to understand what was said. I didn't just read a Wall Street Journal article and then start talking shit out of my ass. I knew exactly how he said it on the stream, and that's when I commented. Sounds like he just didn't bother. Again, he just rips articles. Oh, it sounds like a good one. I'll just read this one on my stream and talk out of his ass. Who cares if it's right or wrong? I'll just make a correction later. Double profits.
Exactly.
Time for me to eat a whole bunch of fucking crow right now.
In Rich's apology, he still got important information about PewDiePie incorrect, like stating that PewDiePie wore an SS officer's uniform when the costume he wore was clearly not of German origin. But for this to be Rich's most controversial video for at least a year was an improvement. Though all good things
But
must come
Rich
to an
in
end.
his
and
version tries to say the obvious implication was that he was a Nazi for wearing that, but it is actually, I believe, a USSR uniform. So I don't know how he even gets
So
there.
he's a
but
commie.
whatever.
I have a hat that's a parody of M. Bison's hat from Street Fighter.
Okay, yeah.
It is not. Literally, you type in Nazi on Amazon, it's the second hat that pops up. You search for a Nazi hat on Amazon, it's the second hat that pops up.
I literally put it on when I play with M. Bison playing Street Fighter. Yet people still say dumb shit like it's a Nazi hat. Dude, it's the most generic hat. There's no SS on it. It's what are you talking about? It's meant to be like a parody hat that you would wear for certain situations, but this is what the internet does. And
yeah,
he
so
fell right into that
you're a
trap
Nazi.
of jumping right into what was controversial to talk about.
It could just as easily be communist coded. It could be North Korean coded, right?
Sure, right.
It doesn't necessarily, like lots of dictators wear caps like that.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's Nazi coded, but whatever.
Yeah.
Himself with more problems, some of his own creation, others falsified to destroy his character.
So let me get this straight. Rich cries when he gets doxxed, but likes it when it happens to other people.
Gee, I wonder why I flagged that down. I don't know.
And he's given out, the state that I live in.
At least try to come after me for something I can't instantly debunk.
He also gives out my last name.
Review Tech, who is Anna Doyle? I see people mentioning her in the chat.
On November 1st, 2017, Rich finally committed and announced he was making a Patreon.
We all know that
Looking at
DSP won't be able to
his
put it to
revenue,
his
and with his
best
videos
use.
full of colorful language and unsavory
Whoa.
subject matter, this is what he offered to remain uncensored. While there could have been issues with trolls pointing out him going back on his word and creating Patreon, as long as Rich did not address it, no one would care. For the next couple of months, hundreds...
But he's gotta say something.
Oh boy.
God,
you know he can't resist. You know he can't resist.
would subscribe to Rich's Patreon as he would thank them for its success. Once it passed over $1,000 a month and remained there for a period, Rich made a promise for patron-only streams, but failed to give any details within a timely manner. Then Rich on a live stream stated this.
With the stream guys, in terms of doing like an exclusive stream for patrons, I don't know if, I know I put that on there. I don't know if I want to do that because I feel like I just feel like I'm being unfair to the rest of my subscribers.
But you promised the people
Like DSP and his members only streams he's talked about before. Just saying.
who paid you to do it.
So it would be unfair to the people who don't pay. Like, why offer a Patreon in the first place if you're not going to offer any benefits to the people that are actually paying you and allowing you to make your content, right? Like,
you've promised already.
I understand the argument, all right? A lot of people over the years have said to me, would you ever make subscription-based content behind a paywall? And I'm like, I could do that, and there's nothing wrong with doing it. I just prefer having everything public. Everyone has an equal chance to watch my content. If you like the content enough, then please come out and support it, right? It's supposed to be a willing thing. So I get the argument, but then why are you opening the Patreon then? Like, what are you doing with it? Because that's the whole point, is that you're supposed to take that money to finance special projects, maybe equipment. Like, so what is he going to do with these money?
Like, say
if
a
he's not
Project
gonna
7
do the
reboot?
exclusive content that people want.
it's just flip-flopping back and forth, back and forth. And the thing is, he never had to offer that in the first place. You see, he never even had to offer the streams or anything. He could have just said, this is basically the equivalent of a tip jar to support my content going ad-free. That's all he had to say. But he got greedy and was trying to bait more subscriptions to his Patreon by offering content that he wasn't willing to deliver due to a backlash. So it's very cowardly and very self-serving in a number of ways. It's just the way he does business.
And they just keep
This
insulting
video
DSP
was
to his
archived
face,
and
and I love
uploaded on a
it.
channel that went by Anna Doyle. This is believed to be a sock account of Review Hell USA.
Ah.
The video showing the unfulfilled Patreon reward was titled Review Tech USA Undelivered Patreon Reward Promises. The only reason it is prominent now is because Rich addressed it.
Now the video is called Review Tech USA Undelivered Patreon Reward
I
Promise.
say, none of these detractors that he had or trolls that he had any sort of viewership really whatsoever. Like, they would have a subscription base of 600, 700, 800, maybe a couple thousand people, compared to a 500,000 million subscriber at one point juggernaut enterprise. When he platforms and addresses this, he signal boosts it to his whole audience. And so people who
Just
never
like
would have
DSP does
thought
the duty
anything of
streams.
it,
And it's a
suddenly
raw
go,
fill.
maybe he is wrong. Maybe he is an
And
idiot.
piece
Maybe
of
this
piece.
is a scam. It's just totally demented behavior, backwards thinking.
And generally when this jackass makes videos, I ignore them. I have better things to do. Let them say
I
whatever the hell
say
they want to say.
AMD
but
makes
when you
good
try to make me
cards, but
seem like I'm
certain
being a
games
thief,
just don't like them. It's annoying.
I got to step in and say something,
Like
especially
my
when I have
5700
documented
XT
evidence proving that I'm
should
not.
be able to
Which is
handle
evidence
how
used
Blade
to move
on.
could blow
No,
away
yeah,
a
move
Power
on,
World,
just do your thing.
but they
Doyle
just don't
was in the form
like
of post that stated he was
AMD
committing to
cards for some
Patreon-only
reason.
streams. But this was in
They kept
March.
pressuring my
Review
system,
Tech
so
introduced
it's
the
like,
idea
alright,
in
fuck
January
it.
and failed to deliver
New
any
card.
streams for those 2 months. This issue is so small that it is difficult to believe many, if any at all, of Rich's supporters will care about the minutia of this. Anna Doyle's true goal, as it has always been, was to troll Rich, to get a
Reaction.
response. And once again, they got what they wanted.
But to everyone out there who's saying that I'm being Panhandler Tech USA and making 8 billion videos about me, I got something for you too. Panhandle this.
This was just the beginning. In April, the 1316 Killer, a creator that had long criticized Rich, received this screenshot which prompted him to make this video.
So just to let everybody know, I do not have Twitter, and I do not have Facebook. I actually put that in a skit that I made today, which will be going up. I don't know if I'll post this today or tomorrow, but Take a good look at that.
On screen was allegedly the 1316 killer's docs. Rich responded by denying that he doxed him. Further tweets demonstrate how the screenshot could have been faked by editing the webpage's source code. And as dedicated as his trolls are in archiving every misstep, none of them provided an archive link to the tweet of Rich doxing the 1316 killer. There is no evidence behind this happening, and being that the 1316 killer was sent this screenshot means
this is
that
this is proof this is not a hit piece. This is not something that was made to smear Rich.
Right.
This is Joon the King doing his own research and coming to the conclusion that Rich wasn't responsible for this.
Right.
So I don't know how Rich can complain about the rest of it.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
say drivers
Because
can
he
make all the
actively
difference
did
in the
engage
world.
in doxing previously, that's what made that believable. If he hadn't done it before, then you would be like, oh, I don't believe it. But of course, the first thing people are going to say is, this guy's done it already, so now I believe that he did it this time too. He made his own bed for that. Like, it's his own fault.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you've done
there is
before,
no
DSP.
proof that the text was unaltered. This is not to say that Rich was completely uninvolved in drama. As tensions were rising between Rich and his most dedicated trolls, mysteriously their videos were disappearing. Like Anna Doyle's, which is when Rich was asked to show his flagging history.
Will you show your YouTube history report like Monday Matt did because there's rumors you reported Anna Doyle? I'm not showing any reports. I didn't report him, but I'm not showing any reports.
So both of those things
With
were
Rich's
lies.
associate,
Of course.
being
Not
exposed
only
for
would
flagging
he
videos
show his flag history, but he also did report Anna Doyle, so he's just a total liar. So
critical of them, this became the new spearhead against Rich and was utilized by Keemstar in 2018.
That's good,
In an
Chris.
unrelated drama, Keemstar was on creator
Knock
Andy
on wood,
Warsten's
that keeps going on, right?
there you are, so young and handsome, huh?
Wow.
bashing Rich for his transgressions.
And every time I see a video from you, it's just stupid fucking opinions. I don't know why you're on the fucking internet anymore. You're dumb, you get everything wrong, you say dumb shit over and over again. I'm so sick of hearing your dumb fucking opinions. You need to get smarter before you come on my fucking platform on YouTube and spread your bullshit. Because I'm sick of it. You're dumb. Get smarter.
Thank you.
In this conversation, Rich was on the back foot, and so he wanted to make peace with Keemstar. Keemstar was willing under one condition.
Okay, I've calmed down. I understand that you want to make peace,
I
that
am.
you're sorry. Olive branch out there if you show your flag history.
Rich, now willing to show his flagging history, pulled it up for all to see.
See, he was
There
so
you go.
desperate.
There
I
you
just
go.
want to point out, he was so desperate to impress Keemstar, to just get a crumb of clout from Keemstar's table, that he was willing to completely humiliate himself, reveal that he went against his stated principles, reveal that he was a liar and that he had lied to his audience who trusted him about this stuff. He was willing to do all of that just to seek Keemstar's approval.
Again, every documentary I watch has Keemstar in it. That has anything to do with YouTube. And it's like every single interaction with Keemstar is like, didn't work out in your favor, didn't work out in your favor, didn't work out in your favor. How did you not know that interacting with this man was going to blow up in your face badly? It's like...
It's so funny that you
I
say
mean,
that, by the
Wings
way.
and Boogie are
because,
making
like, you're right.
thousands of dollars every month.
Like 90, I'll say 95% of documentaries, at some point, Key makes an appearance. At some point.
And by the way, I just want to point out, there's no chance in hell that Rich will react to this
They
reaction.
just don't
that
ever
we've
show his
done.
flag in
Oh,
history.
no,
Because
of course
in so many ways, we've just pointed out exactly how full of shit that he is,
Mhm.
and he has no arguments to the contrary. So he can pause a documentary and cope, but he couldn't do anything with this additional commentary we've added, and we won't be seeing a react from him. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
But like someone says, Keem is the Stan Lee of YouTube drama.
He has a cameo in every one. That's right.
Right.
Video unavailable.
There
That's
is
actually a pretty good
deleted. See
line.
when He shows this on my stream. All the flagging.
Some were deleted.
And
Those
there's
are probably from like
18 there's like 18 different videos that he flagged down, at least. And a lot of them are from Anna Doyle and others. And these are people that their only crime was making fun of him. That's it.
So he self-exposed himself. Why did he think he should do that?
Yeah, they've
Like,
been
what was the
saying
point
this
of
him
that?
this
He
entire
knew this was going
time.
to look like this.
Been
Why
great.
would he show it?
Well,
Get
and
it.
he stated the exact same thing. He goes, nobody should show their flagging history. I won't be showing it because it can only lead to bad things. It can only lead to you looking stupid. And then in order to please Keemstar, he just bent over and did it.
Mm-hmm. By the way, spicy sauce for 20 memberships.
Thank you. Thank you, Spicy Sauce. I'm seeing that in the chat. Thank you so
Hell
much.
yeah.
Okay, guys, one thing, okay? How
Yep.
far are we into this thing? We're more than halfway through.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to finish it tonight. I got to get out of here around 10:30 p.m. tonight, so we still have
What's
over
that?
an hour to go.
What's
An
that,
hour?
Eastern?
Oh my fucking god, DSP, seriously? You are making thousands of dollars. You are getting thousands of views. Tens of thousands of views on this. This may be your most watched, most supported stream of all time, and you're gonna dip out before you finish the fucking video? DSP, you are making thousands of dollars between tips and super chats. Tens of thousands of viewers overall in total. Easily 10,000 views. This is the most entertainment and support you've gotten in years. And you're gonna fucking dip out early because you're a bitch. Yeah, he wants part 2 for extra money, but... Alright guys, we got 10 minutes to go, but I gotta dip out. Well, what the fuck are you dipping out for after... We have 10 minutes to go. Why are you dipping out? What the fuck?
Pacific. So I have about an hour
Fucking
15
hell.
left that I can stream tonight. But
No, we can do
I-
it.
I
We
can
won't
power
pause
through.
much. We won't pause much. How about that?
Yeah, as long as we can get through it. If not,
We won't pause
I am
as much.
totally willing to extend this, and we can do this. You know, give it ample time. It doesn't just have to be one thing. We could finish this later. That way we don't have to rush through. We could take our time and resume another night. I'm okay with
Yeah,
that.
hell yeah. Okay.
I'm glad there's 10 minutes to go.
Yeah,
Nope,
I mean,
I
we
can't do
can
it,
do
guys.
whatever, yeah.
There's literally 10 minutes to
here we
go.
go.
Nope, dip out. Goodbye.
All right, so Review Tech sexually assaulted someone, DSP
Yes.
Gaming.
Gee, I wonder why I flagged that down. I don't know.
Wait, what was that? I missed it.
Anna Doyle.
What did he say about me? DSP Gaming? Is that what he said?
I wonder why I flagged that down.
Hang
I
on.
don't know.
Review Tech, who is...
Wait.
Hang on. What did I...
5 fucking years ago.
All right, so Review Tech sexually assaulted someone, DSP
Yes.
Gaming.
He flagged you?
He flagged me? I didn't even know he flagged me. What did he flag? What video is that?
It's too blurry, dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't... What the hell video is he flagging on mine? What the hell did I ever say about
Gee,
him?
I
that he
wonder
even flagged
why-
me?
Yeah, no, it's way too blurry.
What
I
the
flagged
shit?
that down. I
And
don't
again, this
know.
is a guy I literally didn't know anything about. I
wait.
wanted no association
not.
with him.
Maybe not. Maybe you were just in a title, actually.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Okay.
be good
okay.
faith. I'll be good faith here.
Review Tech, who is Anna Doyle? I see people mentioning her in the chat.
That is a dude who has put out my personal information.
Whose name?
Put out, and he...
Terrible.
And honestly, I wasn't even though I did flag him once,
I have no
wasn't
idea
even
what's
the one who got
happening.
his channel taken down.
Rich had lied. He
Come on
did
to
in fact flag
Vegas
Anna Doyle,
and get to work
aka
nice.
Review Hell USA. What's more, with Rich
And
exposed,
he was caught.
Keemstar saw the opportunity to dig knife in further, insinuating that he only goes after people when they are weak.
And
Most
that's
of the
true.
shit that I got
That's true, and that's the only reason I think he truly does go after you so much, Phil, is that it's perceived that you're weak because you're generous and you don't respond to him. But it's less so that you're perceived as weak, and more so that he sees a whole community of people that he can easily get to watch his videos that pre-exist,
Like
right?
you
So
guys
it's an
are doing
easy
right
target.
now
It's
with the
like,
community.
There's all these people who are going to suck me off for doing this. It's not like he's going out into the world and finding somebody that he has an issue with and calling it out. He's looking for people that it's easy to go after, that it's easy to get approval for going after. He would never go against
300
what
mods,
the
holy shit,
mainstream
dude. I'm surprised your
opinion is on
computer doesn't
somebody,
explode when you
because
turn
that
it
would
on.
be damaging to his business potentially.
I agree.
He's very
You
generous.
Came
when
under
it
like
comes
in
to
the year
feeding cat.
2016 when the whole internet hated me.
No matter how
and
much that
everybody
sushi
thought my
costs,
career was
go
over.
pay for it.
No,
And as soon as I regained, my
that's
channel,
not- I'm
and
not
now
like-
you want to be sorry.
No, I'm not like that.
Though this did provide yet another reason for trolls to continue their campaign against Rich, the internet at large did not care. What helped Rich avoid any of this backlash was his massive success. Shortly after this conversation, Rich had his best month on YouTube ever due to some extremely successful videos. This was Rich's shield. Over the next couple years, his videos would easily dominate anyone coming out against him despite his continued missteps. From a livestream covering January 6th to his dating profile being leaked, there was even a video theorizing he had gastric bypass surgery due to his massive weight loss. All of it forgotten because his own videos continue to dominate the search results. In 2022, he even hit 1 million subscribers. It was around this time that he had been using marijuana and had been wanting to significantly lessen his usage.
Like, there's a lot of times like, oh shit, I gotta stream soon. Time to get stoned. And I'm like, oh no. That's not how I want to be. You know what I mean?
And yeah, that's exactly
Two
how
things,
he
like
is.
I said, I'll have it a few times a year like I do drinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm anti-weed now. Like, dude, I think I should make it legalized federally. I'll have it a few times a year. And it did a lot for me.
A year.
While Rich had these desires and saw the benefits, like possibly increasing motivation, tragedy struck Rich's life, making it more difficult to quit, or do anything else for that matter, as this happening required his
But it's
entire
just
attention.
crazy when he says that he didn't want to be that guy, and now he's become a guy that's high on every single live stream he's on, and like massively high, like to a disturbing degree with these edibles, where he's barely able to form coherent sentences. And when he looked back on this footage, he said that he was crazy in the past.
Yeah.
Which is a big time cope and really sad.
Oh, we forgot something. He reviewed his flag history with the world. He got exposed. That's some more tips,
Yeah,
man.
that's
We forgot all about
definitely-
that. How did we forget about that? We got so into the video. A nice ginormous stack of green chips for that. When you felt yourself and exposed that you're an idiot to the world and lying. So there you go. So now we are down, just to show everyone in the audience here. We are currently down to 1 stack and a very itty bitty little bit of green
GeForce
chips left
1080.
there
Oh,
for the rest of
1050.
this documentary.
Oh
So
man, he's
we're
almost
getting
looking at
there.
the belt.
And we're getting into the meaty arcs, right? We're getting into the good ones now. So
Yes.
this is going to be interesting.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I have some bad news. His daughter is in the ICU at the moment, and he is unable to make videos on the channel, and he's unable to live stream.
Now,
He's going through a lot.
Pause. I want to point this out, and we have to go to our supplemental material about this.
Okay.
So if you go into our, okay, yeah, okay, all right. If you go into our miscellaneous folder, which I'm hoping he can still hear me. If you go into our miscellaneous folder and you go to at the very bottom of it, we can see here Rich admitting that he only visited 3 times his sick daughter in the hospital.
First thing, I saw this in the chat yesterday.
Oh,
but I
guys, he was
purposely didn't
busy
react to it
playing
because
Elden
the
Ring.
only way
But now I'm gonna
No
react
joke,
to
he's
it.
literally played like a
Because
month,
doesn't have to
someone
tell
very
months
anybody
close
worth
to me was
of
talking, and I will find
Elden
out
Ring.
who that is, and I'm not talking on the internet. That
He
when
puts
my
more
daughter
hours in
lives
Elden Ring
gravely
than
ill,
I
that
do
only
into
visited her
work.
3 times. in
I've
the
been getting in
hospital.
a lot of
It is
overtime
accurate.
lately.
You want to know why that is? And I will quote the
So
physician
pause.
that told me.
That's over a year. Over the course of a year, he only visited his daughter, who went blind, 3 times in the hospital. Now, his ex-fiance, as he wants to be very clear, wasn't his ex-wife, was there constantly, along with other family members. But Rich, because he's a big-time YouTuber, could only find 3 days out of a year. But let's hear his reasoning, which, mind you, would also apply to all of the family that were there all the time.
There were people in the house that were sick constantly with colds, with other things. I had my sons full time. I was driving them to and from school, which was a total of an hour and a half per way each day. 45-minute drive one way, 45-minute drive back. I had to do it twice a day. If anyone went near her
Paying to
with
go
a
to
cold,
school.
it could have been catastrophic because she was on immune suppressants, and that's why we could not visit her as much as we wanted to.
By
So
we, he
everyone's
means
saying
me,
that
And
I
yet
just
others do
because
visit
his
her.
fiance did visit her a lot. That's just, it's a very sad situation. But I just want to point out the way that Rich does manage his time is not to make time for his family, really.
Well, I don't want to comment yet because I actually don't know what happened to his daughter, and I get the feeling that's
Okay.
what we're getting to. Like, I want to hear
Yeah.
the whole situation before I formulate an opinion here. You know,
All right.
Emotionally, of course. That was Rich's dedicated editor, Jay, host of the channel JKB that was formerly 3KB or 3 kilobytes. In Rich's absence, Jay would take up the majority of responsibilities of the channel, but this went on longer than initially expected. Rich's daughter was thought to only need about 1 month of hospital stay, though that was less and less becoming the case.
My daughter, my youngest daughter, Mackenzie, is in the hospital right now with Steven Johnson syndrome, which is rare within itself. There's like 20,000 cases or less each year. The main reason why I'm making this video is that things are going to be different on this channel probably until I'm saying realistically she's going to be 2 months. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. This is the worst thing I've ever been through.
After several months of turmoil, now in July, the worst of it seemed to be over. But Rich, now being a bit more active on his channel, reflected on his
I
content.
do want to point out one other
Unfortunately,
thing
to put
as
it
well,
lightly.
and that is that Jay stepped up and did live streams when Rich couldn't, and that Jay was there and
And then
supported him
RTU
during
fucked
all of this.
Jay over.
And then just a few months later to turn around and stab him in the back is really quite something.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know anything about Steven Johnson syndrome, so sadly, I can't really comment on this situation because
You use
I
that
don't know
fancy
what
new
would've
phone of yours
caused
to
him
Google it.
To not visit the daughter for what 3 times in a year, I guess he admitted.
Yeah.
He's claiming, for what he said, there were people who had colds. She was on suppressors, and it was too much of a risk. Maybe that's the case, maybe not. Here's the thing, and this is where I said this at the very beginning of this. We have the right to differ of opinion. In this case, I'm abstaining from making a comment because I don't know the ins and outs of this disease. I don't know his personal life situation. I'm not going to stomp on the guy for this situation because I just don't know enough about it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I'm not. People have done this kind of shit to me, and I know the
Me,
full situation. I
Reee,
can't tell the world because
me.
it's private shit. So in this case, I'm not going to stomp on him for this. I abstain
Just
from
one thing
comment.
to tell you, Phil, during this time period, he did have time for 800 hours of Elden Ring.
Well, I mean, if he can't, if there were, again, only thing I could say is if there was a real reason he couldn't go because he felt it was too much of a risk, I can understand that. But again, I don't know. I don't know anything about the disease. I can't comment. Maybe I'll actually do some research on
It's
it.
a
now and
very
try to find out
charitable,
more.
very
Use your
benevolent
phone
of
to
you,
look
Phil.
it up,
You-
DSP.
You could tear into him, but you are taking the high ground, and that's commendable.
Well, it's the high ground. I just think it's the right thing to do. If you're uninformed, you shouldn't
Yes.
talk out of your ass. And I've done that in the past, and I'm not going to talk out of my ass tonight.
They've had different
Emphasis on
plans
tonight,
for me.
guys.
So
Only for tonight.
The thing I'll say about this is he'll attack people, right? He'll attack whatever, say whatever the hell he wants, and all this stuff. And the moment people attack him back, he's like, "I have a daughter. I have a family."
One
You
more
can't do this
thing.
to
One
me.
more thing I want to add because I think it does fit this section. Let's go to the clip "Fight with Mum," because I think it gives us some insight into his parenting and into his relationship with his family. So this
June didn't put this in the video. This
No.
one,
No,
he didn't. This is huge. Everyone talks
know.
about this one.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
know, right?
I'm
On
shocked.
and on
That's not
and
in
on.
there.
Yeah.
He was
about
being
it, isn't
very, very nice, not bringing in his family at all. But because Rich doesn't respect other people's families, I don't think his should be out of bounds when it's on his own public live stream. And he, at any point, by the way, with the clip we're about to watch, he could have muted his mic, he could have turned off his camera, he could have shut down his live stream, but he chose to show the world this side of himself. All right.
Okay.
When you're just going on and on and on about it, and then you say something like Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn were not there for you to like, no. What? What happened?
Did you get my text?
No, what's up?
She's been screaming since you left, Zach. You can't do this, Rich. Zachary keeps calling. She is going crazy, the baby. Did you hear her?
No, I did not.
You gotta put her to sleep first, then do it.
I can't because then they got up at 4 a.m.
But Rich, you've been doing it.
All right, I can't.
Pause the stream. You know, like mute it. Hey guys, be right back. No, all in front of the show. all for show.
What do you make
But
of
he
this?
needs that drama clicks.
Well, I saw this a while ago. Someone had submitted this to me to react to at one point ages ago. And at first, I'll be honest, I didn't understand the context because I don't know anything about Rich and the audio wasn't this good. This is like better audio. I can actually hear what they're saying now.
Yeah.
So now that I'm understanding the conversation, it makes a lot more sense of what's going on here. Now, again, I'm not one to feel like mightier than thou when you're talking about your family and stuff like that. But I agree. I don't know what would have caused the situation to happen the way that it did. But the moment that you have an intrusion in your workplace, your stream or whatever, right? And you know it's serious. Well, first of all, you should have something in place. So if there's an emergency, you and your loved ones or whoever could intrude your work, you know what's going on. So for example, my wife and I have talked about this. If something's going wrong, she's going to knock on the door hard. She's going to open the door and look at me. And then I know, okay, and I'll mute the stream. And then I can talk to her about something important. You should always have that plan in place. I don't know how this guy is a full-time content creator and he had no.
And yet this has never happened. So nothing serious has ever happened in your life. You're telling me nothing serious has ever happened while you've been streaming. Because that's never happened before. You're gonna know, DSP, that nothing has ever gone on in your life.
Plan in place if there's an emergency to deal with it. That's kind of confusing to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this is the only time this has ever happened in his entire history where someone had to come in. I mean, I had people coming in telling me the cops are outside. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're getting swatted. We got to go outside. So I have a plan in place. So definitely, this is not professional. He needs to have.
You weren't swatted. It was a wellness check.
Now, as for what's going on, the only thing I can interpret is that either he has a child in the house or a child that he put to bed, and now the child is still awake, or basically something parental duties here.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it properly. The kid's having a fit, and now whoever that is with him in the house, which I'm sure we're about to find out, is texting him saying, "No, you have to deal with the child first. You can't get on stream. That's ridiculous."
Just to provide you context, that's his mother walking in.
Okay.
Right. So he lives with his parents because his parents gifted him their house.
Okay. I've heard some of this recently on some of the content that you put out, so I know kind of half story.
When Rich live streams, his parents take care.
Oh, they're
of
all
his kids.
pieces of shit,
And
Chris.
this is his
They're all
daughter who is
pieces of
sick, who's
shit.
calling out for him and wants him to put her to bed. But Rich has more important things to do. He has a live stream and getting high.
Okay.
Oh, what's up, Mr. Obvious? Nice to see you, bud. For $20. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Obvious. Yes. Thank you for the
Yeah,
support.
I remember you from back in the day, man. Yeah, man. Still going.
I'm literally in the middle. I can't right now.
She's going nuts.
Okay, I can't right now.
You should have put her to sleep first.
I can't do that.
You've been doing it.
Okay, pause the video. Pause the video. Yep. Why can't he do something right now? That's your family member. That's more important than what you're doing here. You have an audience, sure. This is your job, sure. If there's an emergency, if something serious is going on, go handle it. You're going to look better to your audience if you handle the problem than if you don't. You know, even if it's all about looks for him. I don't even know the situation with him and his family members, you know, but just for optics, dude, you now are being exposed that there's a problem in your house and you're going to ignore it to do your stream. You were talking about Olivia Munn. No one gives a fuck about Olivia Munn and Morgan Webb and shit. That's not important. That's frivolous shit you're talking to your audience about. Go handle the family drama and then come back. And when people say, what happened? You say, none of your business. Sorry, it was intruding. Let's continue. If he had done that, none of the drama would have come out of the situation. But instead, he's telling her to leave. Get out. Like, that's the worst way to handle that kind of shit. Absolutely terrible way to handle anything, especially when you have a public face to the internet and now everyone's going to call you out for it. I mean, that's just, I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he's just, again, maybe this is the first time this has happened in his whole career and he's just so blindsided by it and outright embarrassed, shocked, godsmacked that he doesn't know how to handle it. So his way to handle it is to not handle it. Get out. I'll deal with it later, right? Maybe the easiest way. I don't know. But the camera's on, the mic's on, people are going to hear it. I mean, this is really, out of all the things we've seen in this documentary, I would say the number one worst thing so far was the actual doxing. And number two, this is probably the second worst clip we've seen of everything here.
Definitely, definitely. Ready?
I know, but I don't know what
The review tech is stoned out of his mind. What the fuck does he care?
Then someone's gonna have to take her for now. Then. Now this is gonna be all over the internet. Now, thank you.
But that's not his mom's fault.
Yeah.
That's his fault.
Give me 1 sec. Just 1 second. I have to take a piss really bad.
You know, go ahead, Phil.
If you want me to just keep playing it, or you want me to keep it paused, or if you have donos and stuff too.
You can play it. You can play
Yeah,
it.
just play it. There's only about 30 more seconds that I find relevant anyway.
So there you go, all the comments that happened now because he did this live on stream.
No, it's all right.
Wow.
Don't worry about it.
See, because what's happened now, reality just hit him in the face, and he realized it just happened live. He's like, oh shit, I just made a grade A fuck up, you know?
Of course they're gonna clip. Who gives a fuck? They're gonna clip that. I don't care.
He
But
obviously
I wish people would
does.
know not to.
Yeah. I mean, he literally sarcastically to his mother said, oh, thanks, this is gonna be on the internet now. So he absolutely cares that this just happened.
She's given him a tough time going to sleep. The other two are asleep.
His audience kind of knows, you know, what's going on with the daughters or whatever here.
But what was I gonna say?
Was this before or after his daughter got very ill?
I think it was after.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, and it let them say whatever. My children are watched. It's not that I was with them all day. You know.
But it should never really come to this point
Here,
where you're justifying this stuff to an
Right.
audience.
He doesn't have to. He shouldn't be justifying it. It's ridiculous. The behavior is just, you know, there's no way you can spin that, and it's in a it's actually okay. No, it's like no one's gonna watch that and be like that was okay what he did.
Since we're on the topic of this, let's quickly show Phil these other two clips that are about a minute each. It's the top one, scamming parents out of their home. And then selling the family home. So this is how Rich got the home that he lives in now. He's going to explain it.
Parents are perfectly independent. That has nothing to do with it. It's a two-family home. I have my own side. I have a place for my kids in there, and they have. Their side. So man, I mean, yeah, it's just a good situation. On top of it too, when my kids visit, it would be next to. I would either have to pay for a sitter, which probably would be more money than I would make the days I work on YouTube.
Pause. What do you think of that, Phil?
I'm just like, I'm listening to it, and it's like, dude, you said how many years ago in this documentary we're watching, you said you don't share your personal information and stuff with the public. That's the worst thing you can do because then it's broad, you have to separate. You have to separate that. Here he is how many years later, because that was like, 2010, 11, 12, and this was very recent, correct? Like a couple years ago or something like that?
Yeah.
He not only didn't learn his lesson, he is completely exposing his living situation, all this personal shit to the internet. He knows he has tons of trolls. He knows he has these people who've done malicious things to him before and have done things to not only hurt him, but all the people around him in his circle. So he never learns his lesson, which, as we've already talked about, that's true lolcow behavior.
Yes,
they don't
exactly.
learn. They just keep making the same mistakes over and over. They never improve, and that's why people find them entertaining to watch, because you always will get the same ridiculous result from a situation they totally should have learned from in the past. So I don't even care about his living situation with his parents and who owns the house or what, but why are you talking about this on your public stream?
I mean, he's saying that he can't even afford a babysitter with the money that he makes from his show.
Yeah.
So it has to go to his parents. And then the question is, if that's the case, then maybe you should find another line of work.
Time to find a job.
Here's the thing. Here's because people ask me this. I actually can add a lot to this discussion right now. As a content creator for 16 years, all the time people say to me,
16
well, I don't
years,
understand, Phil,
guys.
if things are financially tight with you right now, why don't you go get another job? You guys have said that on your stream because I've seen it. Okay, you said that. There is no way that I could quit this job and go get another job. I couldn't even get 2 jobs right now that would get as much money as this me doing this full time. That's just the truth.
And yet, you're still always fucking broke. You can't fix the dishwasher. You can't fix the shower. You have a 2.5 bathroom house. Yeah, only one of the bathrooms works because you can't get the other shit fixed. But guys, I make more money doing this than I do anything else. Where the fuck is all the money going?
I haven't been out of the job market now for 13 years. It was late 2010, so almost 14 years. No one's going to hire a 42-year-old guy at a high-paying job when I'm out of the job market for that long. I would be shooting myself in the foot to quit this job and go out and try to get 1 or 2 other jobs, okay? 100%. That's why. Now, here's the thing. I love my job. I make good money doing my job. I don't want to stop doing my job. I'm not driving myself into a rut or a dead end. In this case, it sounds to me like what's going on with Rich. He's got himself worked into a corner. He really is miserable. He's not making as much money as he used to. That's why he's degraded his content down to these stunts on stream, this awful behavior to try to make money from people who it's the only way he can make it. And now he's got himself in such a bad situation. Not only is he not making enough money to do menial things like get a babysitter or whatever, he can't quit because if he quits, no one's going to employ him. He's been out of the job market for over a decade.
No one's going to employ you either, DSP. They won't even ask you to work the air fryer or whatever at the McDonald's because you probably stick your dick in it.
The thing is, you do make good money doing this, and I think that's some of the criticism people have is they wish you had more of a prosperity mindset and an abundance mindset instead of a scarcity mindset of being worried about your bills and your costs, and instead be more grateful for the abundance and prosperity that you have.
And you know where that comes from? 4 years ago, I almost lost everything. I had to go through a bankruptcy in order to save everything. I was at the verge of...
And you didn't learn a single fucking thing from the bankruptcy. You didn't learn a single fucking thing from the bankruptcy.
Losing everything. And there were weeks when literally if I didn't have a good stream, I can't even go out and afford the groceries this week. I can't pay this payment this week.
You don't buy groceries.
My mind has been endlessly stuck there because it's so dumb. You're right. If I have a day or 2 days where my streams are bad, I'm not going to go out of business and lose everything. I'm not. I publicly said that to everyone too. It's just that I'm so stuck in this mindset that, oh my God, I was there at one point. I don't want it to go back there, right? But for him, he's stuck.
And yet you'll still cry, guys, I need that $50. I really do. I need that $50 tip to take my soul.
Here's one thing that we have to remember. Okay, look, he has his channel that sure people like troll him and hate him, and he doesn't make videos anymore. He stopped. He wants to make music to 100 people only, whereas he should be posting every single day. If you're in the situation where you're in, like he's in right now, you make a video every day. It doesn't matter how many trolls are out there or anything. You post every single day, 3 videos a day. You stream every day. You figure it out. He won't even fucking work. He won't stream. He won't make videos. So if you don't do that, get a job.
That's the problem that I fucking have, because at least you fucking try. You're working hard. I have a problem when somebody refuses to put in the hours and then fucking cries and complains. That's when I have fucking...
Well, this is the appropriate time at this point to basically what we need to do. I'm not going to take any chips out, all right, for this segment, because this is not even stuff that was in the documentary. This is supplemental information. But this is the time when we have to now, we're almost in the modern era. 2022 is where we are right now in the timeline, correct?
Yeah.
This is when, sadly, this was old, happy Rich, happy-go-lucky, making good content, you know, loved his life, loved his job, everyone liked him. And now what's happened is because of his bad choices and because of the things that have happened, he's now become sad, depressed, crying Rich on every stream, which is why, let's be honest, why he eats edibles every stream. Because he doesn't want to be there. He hates this. And it's the only way he can make a living. So he's changed from someone who had a bright future and someone who had talent and someone who genuinely like million sub YouTuber to someone who literally has worked himself into such a rut. He hates his life and he doesn't ever want to come to stream. So he has to eat edibles to even get there. That's where we are. And so that's the transition to the final chapters here of what we're going to be covering in this documentary, is that this is really who he is behind the mask, behind everything else. And it's sad. I'm not trying to hate on the guy. This is facts. People don't act like this and suck cucumbers and kiss cocks and do all this messed up stuff unless there's some serious problems going on up here.
Wow, DSP.
And in here. And that's what's going on with this
But
guy.
remember,
And it's
he's
now a
not
public circuit. And here's the thing.
drama content
A lot of people this
creator.
happens to them when they hit their midlife crisis, right? A lot of people this happens to. The problem is he's been the one making fun of everyone for a decade. So now that it's happening to him and his miserable time is happening. Right? I've always said this. For Rich, a day when someone has a bad day is his good day because he's going to make a ton of money on that, right? But now, Rich, every day is a bad day for you. So every day you're seeing what's happened in the last decade and how it's turned into what you created this situation with your actions.
You created the monster, now you lost control
Why
of
do you
it.
think I'm here? If you didn't make fun of me for the last 10 years, would I have done this? I wouldn't even care about you. I wouldn't fucking say a word about you.
He hasn't made
Instead,
fun of you in the best
all of
innings.
your
He's made
karma
fun of you for
is
maybe
now
18
turned back on
months,
you.
if that.
And now we have crying Dickers who's about to felt out. And that's not good, man.
That's tough.
It's tough.
Great speech, Phil. That was
Let's
actually
go.
really
Let's
epic.
go.
Awesome from the king. Go to that next.
Next one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, no, yeah.
Essentially, this is the end result of all of his laziness, his lack of work ethic, his bad mental health, the spiral that he's in. This is the end result of all of it. After his parents gifted him this house, what is he going to turn around and do? Let's hear.
Oh boy.
You know what it is, dude. What I'm probably gonna end up doing is
Oh my God, just
selling this
listen to
place.
him. You can't even. He's not there. He's high as hell. Mentally, he's.
Gotta do
he's
John
gone.
Space
He's
Cat
so
is the
high.
best cat.
And he's streaming. This is supposed to be content for
His
viewers
job.
to watch and contribute because they
job.
like, right?
Yeah.
What I'm probably gonna end up doing is selling this place. That was
parents'
always
house.
the plan anyway.
It's always the plan to sell his place.
Moving south and just streaming and chilling.
So what's
Wow,
happening
that's
to the
it.
parents? Where are they going to live? And
Yeah.
he's moving south.
Piece of
so he's
shit.
not going to see those kids because his ex-wife lives in New York.
I'm just not going to say anything about it because again, I don't really know the truth of the situation. You guys speculate about it. That's fine. I don't go there. I'm not going to. This guy has attacked me and my family before. I'm not going to go there. I'm
don't
going to
have
be
a
the bigger
family,
man
you
here,
have
and
a
I'm going to
cat.
say whatever's going on there. I'm not willing for him. I'm sad to hear it. I'm sad to hear that he's in a bad situation. He has to sell his house and all this stuff is going on. I almost had to lose everything I had. So I've been through it. I know how awful that is. I wish him the best. I really do. I say this too. I wish my enemies the best because if my
There you
enemies
go.
were doing well, they wouldn't be shitting on me. They would have something better to do with their lives, right? If you're affluent and everything's going good, you don't have to worry about making fun of Dark Side Phil all day. I wish him the best, but again, it seems like this is just karma. This is what has happened over a decade of bad behavior turns into the next bad thing and the next bad thing.
This is part of Phil's Catholic upbringing. Sit at my right hand, says my Lord, till I make your enemies at your footstool. And indeed, for the king, it
God,
just seems
keep
like that's how it
insulting him to
goes.
his face. He
He
doesn't
do
even
anything.
realize it.
Those who are his enemies, they fall off a cliff of their own accord.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I've done nothing to this guy at all in 10 years, besides every once in a while comment back on stuff, and look what's happened. And I'm sorry, but this is a meme on the internet, is that Phil outlasts them all. But the ultimate thing about this is I don't have to lift a finger. You understand? When people are toxic, they're going to self-poison themselves to the point where they're eventually going to bottom out anyway. I don't have to waste my time and my effort and my life and my positivity on these people because eventually it's all going to come back to bite them anyway. I'm hands off,
Well,
and I'm the one who seems
I
to
will
still
say
be going
this.
good.
I will say this. We do that, but we could get paid.
Yeah.
We get
All right,
money.
let's go back to the
We
documentary.
get paid. Let's
And
go.
I have shout outs to do because some big contributions came in. So
Good.
first
Let's
of all,
go.
we've got Mr. Obvious, you had shouted out already. Spicy Sauce did a $50 super chat and said, I think this all started as some kind of a joke, but this DSP Kino Casino collab has been such a fun experience, such good entertainment. I hope we get more. We need more. Suffer Nightbot. He hates Nightbot because it keeps getting him out of here because he uses caps too much. And then we had a $20 super chat from Gourdzilla, a $199.99 super chat from Vox Nero, who's his exceptional collab boys. Keep
He's
at
gotten
it.
a couple
So that actually
$1,000
is the second
super
highest.
chats,
The highest
$1,000
is
in
$200.
tips.
Then there was a
Guys, the very next day, he'll be begging.
$25.89 tip from someone just says all hail the Dark Side Casino. I guess because I have chips, I have a casino now.
Yeah.
And then there was a $75 tip from King Terry. And it's something about someone he's saying, rest in peace, legends never die. I don't know who this is. I don't know if it's a reference, and I kind of
Is
don't
it
want to make it.
Gonzalo Lira?
No, it's some other
Okay.
person. Sometimes people try to get me to say stuff. This could be totally legit, and if it is, you have to understand, I don't know what this is. I don't want to be disrespectful to
Don't
someone I
worry,
don't
don't
recognize.
worry. It's all good.
$75 tip, I appreciate that. Okay.
Wow.
So there we go. So all right,
Let's go.
we still got, like I said, I can go till about 10:30 p.m. So I can go about another 45 minutes. But then I definitely
Okay.
got to get out of here. And then we
All right,
we
well,
can
let's see
continue.
how much of this we can get done. And
It's kind of inconsistent.
I think we can smash it. Because
close.
honestly, yeah, because the J Hoop's firing. Okay, anyway,
Because my time was at a premium. I had my two sons here full time for a very long time.
I'm just excited about seeing our
And
chat.
mostly what I stuck to was live streaming. And recently, this is what I'm leading up to. Because my time is still somewhat at a premium because things aren't fully settled yet. I've brought back news, kind of.
Storm.
What Rich goes into is his
all the
exhaustion of covering
chargebacks,
surface-level
please.
news. He has grown tired of reading articles or glancing at similar media and filming an equally introspective piece, hardly expanding on the original flimsy work. Typically, a creator may make these changes because their views are suffering from lack of experimentation. Their content has grown stale, and in order to survive on the platform, something else must be created. This was not Rich's case. Even though he was uploading at a much slower rate than he had in the past couple of years, his views hardly suffered from his departure. This format is successful and easy to produce, but after over a decade of doing this, Rich has had enough and seeks to produce higher quality content.
I want to do more high production value stuff. I actually have stuff in the pike behind the scenes. I talk about it somewhat in live streams, but I don't want to bring it up here because when it's ready, it's ready.
But he brought
I've
it
learned
up.
to not overpromise.
I don't mean to bring it up, but I'm going to bring it.
I've learned not to overpromise and underdeliver, but that's exactly what you just
DSP.
did.
This is be
You said
Netflix quality.
Oh yeah, it's Netflix quality. Oh, Phil, have you seen the Netflix quality?
No, I don't know yet. There we go.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yo, Phil, I dare you to hit play on it and see how long you. I think everyone makes it 2 minutes before they hit stop. It's bad.
And under-deliver.
Rich is rather unspecific about his projects, but he does say he wants to create evergreen content, or videos that windows of interest are not dated. The fatal mistake was that he was killing his main channel by slowing down the legacy news content without testing any of this evergreen content to know if his format would even succeed. And then months went by. There was nothing but his typical uploads at a slower rate. But he did have another announcement, a shout out to a different project.
Upload to shout out my other music channel where I upload hip-hop records that I produce. God, I couldn't sound any more corny saying that, but no, I'm not kidding.
Rich's music channel, El Capo, is not popular. The rudimentary AI art would be off-putting to a
Not
typical
popular.
To be fair, I have other projects like this React channel. I have a throwback channel. They're not that popular. They're really not. but they're more like passion projects. Like DSP Gaming is my main thing I put all my time into, and then once a week I do content on those other channels.
No,
And he's
I'll
like,
say
this
this
is what he wants to do, right?
Play video
And it's
games.
bad.
You have to fill your plate first. You have to be able to provide first.
At least
and
work on your main
then
thing,
you
yeah.
can do your passion projects. But this is the thing: is most people will tell you, don't quit a job before you get a new one. Because how are you going to pay your bills? But that's the equivalent of what he did.
Pay
He
your
quit doing
bills.
what was successful
Internet
to do something
bill,
he
the
didn't know would succeed, and it
HOA
hasn't paid
bills.
dividends.
Right.
And then he wonders why he's in the situation he's in.
At least do both, you know?
User. Rich is spreading himself thin and is aimless. If he wanted to succeed and remain on the platform, he would not be doing this. At the very least, he will be creating the high production content he speaks so much of. The fact of the matter is, channels on YouTube can die as fast as they rise, and for Rich to throw away a surefire way to remain relevant or entertaining on the platform is dangerous. Not just for the money, but because, for the most part, he was in control. There is a space for Rich to continue to exist online without the need to create new videos, and that would be in the same vein as creators like Boogie2988 or Wings of Redemption.
Become members
These are
of
creators that have
Local
long
Live.
lost their original supportive audiences and have them replaced with viewers who
Holla,
want
holla
control
for the
them
dollar,
without
dollar.
end. These are known as lolcows, and Rich was
Thanks
quickly
for
on
the
the path
stream.
to
I couldn't
exist
possibly
only
watch
as
this
one,
cringe alone.
especially
Same,
when entering
man.
needless feuds
You
like he
guys
did
with me, I would
Does
not
It
be
Play
watching
at
this
the
at
end of
all.
2023.
Oh, here we
It is
go.
just
This
so
all
fucking
started
bad.
from this video.
If you're lucky, you may just get an
Especially since
unfinished
1 o'clock in the
version
morning
of the
my
game that
time.
might be playable.
Thankfully,
but
I'm off
broken.
tomorrow, so
a lot
it's
of
not that big
times
a
you
deal
get
for
these
me.
games home.
Rich was making the argument that current-day games are all released as a broken mess that require immediate patches in order to exist in a playable state.
True.
The same day of this video's release, Rich streamed and was challenged on this premise.
Does it play? Right here, they're real. And let me show you one else.
Does It Play is a website that tests whether games play in their unaltered state, meaning offline playability. Rich was now displeased with them because someone with 2 likes on Twitter challenged Rich on a statement about games being unplayable without patches. His major grievance was that Does It Play was one of those 2 likes.
Name a game Does It Play that you get from...
So the hubris of this is that Rich is going to challenge somebody on what their specialty is. All these people do is test whether a game works without a patch or not. That's what they do day in and day out for everything. But Rich is going to say that he knows better than them, and he's going to take it to an extreme where he gets humbled.
Okay.
From the store that there is not a multi-gigabyte update for. Go right now and get me one. That's from this current generation.
Rich, in his confidence, bet money that he was correct.
I'll pay them $2,000.
Whoa.
That was a fucking stupid
$2,000.
thing to do.
Get a game from the store, Does It Play, that doesn't
Review,
require
how you
an update.
doing?
Rich added the circumstance that it had to be a
Stupid. Like,
Yes.
there's a game
It's
out
just
there, you
so
know?
arrogant, and he flew too close to the sun on this one.
There
Yeah.
are games
Simple game.
that okay. He's right in his argument that every single game you would buy today needs an update.
Yes.
However, he's incorrect in stating that every single game you buy today just won't play without the update. They'll play, they'll
Yeah.
be pieces of shit, they'll crash, they'll have issues, but they
Yes.
will play, they'll boot, and
Yeah.
you can play them, and they're just going to be so frustrating. That's why they need these ginormous day 1 patches. So his
Yeah,
argument is
exactly.
very flawed.
But
And it
one
becomes
game?
this very like semantic, silly argument, by the way, and it just Rich like makes it into a way bigger ordeal than it needs to be. Way bigger.
By the way, Nintendo games. Go on the Switch. A lot of them are already done that you can update, but if you were offline,
That's right.
they're still playable from start to end.
You hit it on the head. Case in point, Nintendo games usually are very playable. Yes, the patches help, but they're playable.
They
He
help,
lost
yeah.
before he
This
started
is
with the
where he
argument.
gets. This is where he gets in trouble. Is Nintendo games?
Is it really? So, oh my god.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
But even so, his loss was set. Just a day later, Does It Play responded with Super Mario RPG. Rich was prompted to retort, now arguing that the game industry is full of important day 1 patches. But that was not the argument. Quickly, other creators jumped
he's
in,
changing.
correcting Rich. The responses were getting far more likes than Rich's own posts. As Rich kept tweeting, the responses were growing in numbers,
Then Mudahart comes in and is like,
virtually only against him. It was only on his stream later that night, after an hour debate from a guest arguing on behalf of Does It Play, Rich admits defeat.
So, here. On the 4th of each month, today's the 3rd, you'll pay $2,000.
So he sent them the $2,000.
He had to.
That's
Wow.
a literal feltoning. He's got to lose.
Chips.
Yeah, that's got to be the end of the green stack.
He
That's
just
the end of the green
ran
stack.
his mouth.
I mean,
get you
holy crap.
$2,000.
That's so bad. And now we have
There you
only
go.
1 stack left for poor Rich. The final stack here.
Why would
See
you
how long
bet
lasts.
that much? Are you
Yep.
fucking crazy?
This is where it should have ended.
I don't care
But
how
already
sure
Rich
of a
was
thing
tweeting about
it
a
you
big
think it
surprise
is.
video,
Don't
ruining the
bet that much
surprise with
money.
another tweet stating, quote, "Meh, at Does It Play 1 was wrong about this. It's all good. The money went to a good cause." Unquote. This was in response to Jay's tweet, claiming that Super Mario RPG does have a game-breaking bug. Seeing Rich's discontent in what should have been an already settled situation, Does It Play tweeted at Rich additional examples that fit his criteria. Rich tweeting, quote, "Yeah, but you used the Mario RPG as an example to make me quote-unquote fork over the money. And it has a
It was your offer. They didn't go, you're going to pay me $2,000 if I can do this. It's you offered that, and they go, okay, well, here's this, and this example. By the way, you still didn't actually have to send them the money, but you were just so pressed and humiliated that you did it anyway.
It's like he has absolutely no ability to admit fault and let it stick. Instead, he admits fault, but then he always has to find a way to take it back later to save face. I mean, just recently, him saying that I basically don't have a family is one of the things he said about me. And then he got completely destroyed on his own stream when he looked up the definition of family, and it completely fit myself and my wife. And it, like, wait a minute, Rich, yeah, you have kids, but you're not married. I'm married. What makes it that one family is better than the other? And when he read that,
you have a cat.
But tomorrow he'll still say on the stream, Phil doesn't have a family. He'll still say it because he will not admit the fault. He'll stick and double down, triple down. That's his personality.
You have a cat and a roommate.
You were like, oh, I got, uncles and aunts and cousins. And you're like naming out and then he's like, now he's moving the goalpost. Now apparently he's got uncles. It's like,
there was no goalpost. He created the goalpost when he said only children qualifies as a family unit. I didn't say that was the goalpost. He did. So, all right, you want to play? Oh, I'll play, buddy. I got all kinds of stuff I can pull out of my bag of tricks. It's just that I don't usually pay attention to you because you're very fucking annoying, and I don't like wasting my time on people like you.
Yeah.
The game-breaking bug
Remember,
that Nintendo
guys,
is putting
not a
out
drama
an emergency
content
patch 4.
creator.
Hopefully, my funding can allow you to not make a crucial mistake like this again. Glad I got to support your cause." Unquote. Tweet after tweet, response after response, Rich only dug himself in deeper. What goodwill he regained by donating the promised money was quickly being lost, and then he posted the video addressing it.
Hello, everybody. I'm a proud Does It Play $2,000 financial supporter, and there are games that don't need updates, but the one they showed, they were wrong about, and that was Super Mario RPG.
Oh my God.
They said
Why is he doing
here's
this?
a AAA game that doesn't need an update day one. It
By the
works
way,
right out of the
I think there was no
except for the fact that it has a game-breaking bug, Super Mario RPG.
No, but it
The
can't,
top
it can
comment
still
of this
be
video
completed.
disputes
Yeah.
Rich's statement about it
Yeah, look at this.
being
Look
a
at this,
game-breaking bug,
game
as it is still very much completable without an update.
It's just a real
Even so,
sore
Does It
loser.
Play provided other examples that went unchallenged. For these reasons, all the top comments were against Rich. Quote, "Rich is way too into internet drama for a man his age.
Whoa.
As a longtime fan of the content Rich, this video could have honestly stayed in the drafts. Been watching your videos for years. This is easily the most embarrassing thing you put out, and I'm saying that to a guy who gets high and takes his shirt off on stream." Unquote. The last comment was not even commentary on only this situation, it was on Rich as a whole. Rich's streams only seem to be poisoned by his gimmicks, like the frequent use of a soundboard that's mainly used for this applause sound.
So anyway, there's a new Lolcow podcast starring me. Let me go piss real quick. I promise I won't
God,
spam
that
the
fake
applause.
applausing is
I know
so
I'm overdoing
annoying.
it.
Does It Play
Ultimate
ended up
cringe,
refunding
man.
Rich's
Ultimate
money without his
cringe
consent
soundboard.
announced by this tweet. Quote, "Unfortunately, due to reasons unknown to us, we have found ourselves in the middle of a bit of a social media drama we clearly shouldn't have engaged with." Unquote. This is how Rich's 2023 was ended. Even so, 2024 was off to a much worse start. Rich's channel wasn't just dying, it was also being prepared for a feast, with the predators he thought he was toying with lying in wait.
And if anyone is responsible for Phil pressing the eject button, it's you fucking weirdos. And it's not the whole detractor community. A lot of them like me. But there is a portion that despise me. Because you know what it is, Jay? Jay's watching, my editor. They have channels that are dedicated to Phil. What's going to be the topic now?
Rich has a history of talking about lolcows.
Like, yes, I talk about Phil in 90% of my streams.
In this situation, Rich is proposing that a consequence of an upcoming documentary on the infamous creator Darkside Phil by documentarian Mike Klum would be that the detractors of Phil will need to slow the production of content down, or they discourage Phil from dropping the project. Engaging in this conversation with detractors of Phil is a terrible idea for a multitude of reasons. First is that as Rich criticizes Phil, it becomes apparent that many of his criticisms are also applicable to himself. Second, he is engaging and antagonizing trolls. Third, his channel is on a steep decline, with his typical viewers appearing less and less, and more trolls gain interest in Rich, their voices grow louder, and so does their control of him.
I know there's some people who exist, they hate Phil to an unhealthy degree. They're just as bad, if not worse, than Phil's dents. And they're like so caught up in their hatred of him, they don't even fucking realize it.
That watermark, Snortmania, is from a troll channel that is known as Snort Hogan that mainly covers Darkside Phil. Now
There
Snort
you are,
Hogan
Phil.
has his talons sunk in on Rich, rippling Rich's stream segments that have him speaking on trolls. And though some of Rich's words ring true, they are
These
being twisted
guys,
intentionally.
like he's not doing the same thing. You know
I
what I
know, by
mean?
the inflammatory title of the video to both garner the attention of Rich and drive opposition towards him. and it worked.
I told you. I goddamn told you. And all of you cried like bitches. You're more of dents than Phil's dents. Cry. Cry hard, Snort Hogan. Cry hard, Cultivate. Keep crying because I was right and you were wrong.
That
Kiss
really
my
aged
fucking
well.
ring and bow before
I know,
me,
right?
motherfuckers.
Rich in this
The
video
sad
was
fact
celebrating
is
that he
here,
was
now, let's be honest, I don't even know. I don't even know. I know they exist, right? When am I ever going to do, oh, fuck you, Snort Hogan, fuck you. This is the worst thing you could do because all you're doing, you're giving them the attention they
Hey,
want.
thanks for
Now they're
mentioning
asking
Snort
for more.
Hogan.
I just ignore them. And that's
Yeah,
the best part because if I ignore them, you know that's what makes them see the
Snort
worst. is that I just won't
Hogan,
give them
shout
the time of day. It's
out.
not important enough to me to address these people. But for him, now, not only does he have his own trolls, time to pick a fight with Phil's trolls too, because I talk about Phil so much, might as well take on his troll. This guy is something else. He's a piece of work. I don't know.
correct that Faire did indeed cancel the Mike Lum documentary, but that wasn't particularly insightful, being that most saw this as the likely case anyways. What matters is that Rich was growing ever more restless and combative with the trolls. This clip alone would appear in every one of Snort Hogan's videos from now on, but this was only the start.
You lost how many subs?
I lost
lost
about
100?
200 people.
From what? And
Twitter.
Also,
The loss of his followers was likely from this Twitter space that he hosted.
The only thing I will admit, because I have to admit
I
when I'm
remember
wrong,
this.
is I overestimated that there was going to be a troll war. Okay, I'll take that L. But even down to the fact that the trolls blamed me, which I screen capped, for him canceling the Mike Lum documentary.
Rich was on a warpath.
So some of Phil's
Warpath.
dented detractors have said to me, today is the day of God. How could you be so mean on the day of God? So I said to myself, you know what? I will say a prayer. Lord Jesus, please pray for these lost souls and tell them to come suck my dick.
You know,
the
being
trolls
that
did a different-
blasphemous, and then he wonders why bad things happen to him and his family. Just saying, you know, like
Yeah.
Yikes.
Then detractors for giving me a healthy amount of good, solid content for Jay and I this evening.
So well, first off, I'm going to start off with an apology if you follow me on Twitter. You probably thought that I have lost my mind over the past 24 hours. I have not. It was by design. It was done to farm motherfucking dumbass
You want to read that one real quick?
Yes.
300? Jesus.
Thank you to Spicy Sauce, another 20 memberships donated tonight, and then Vox Nero, $299.99 super chat.
Oh,
Rich is obviously manipulative.
Holy
DSP
shit.
really wanted to defend the definition of
$2,000
family.
super
You
chat.
have it, king.
$1,000
Thank you, Vox
TSP
Nero.
is
we
so
gotta,
anymore.
we
Hey,
gotta
Phil,
do this whole
Phil,
thing, Phil.
Phil.
Like,
We gotta finish this whole thing.
We
Come on,
gotta
we gotta-
finish
Well, no, I actually legit have to get out of here at 10:30. My
but
wife.
Phil, the
I have
love
stuff I
of
gotta
yeah,
do.
support,
It's family stuff, but I'm willing to do it. I mean, even if you guys want to do it on your channel, I don't care.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
about that. It's not about
Yeah.
making money or anything.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
for
trying, you know.
sure, for sure. Okay, cool. I
Holy
just want to make
fuck.
sure our part squeezed into this video. You know what I mean?
You have like 20 minutes to go, DSP. Just watch the fucking video.
Congratulations.
I would say
It cannot be overstated.
when there's 5 minutes remaining, we need to skip to our part. All right, guys.
How bad antagonizing Phil's detractors was at this time
We'll
when his
find
views were
something
still
else on our
going
channel for
severely
sure.
downhill. And now Rich was set in abandoning his channel's mainstay content altogether.
It has to die, Jay. The news has to die.
But why?
It got to go away. There's no one that
The way
can
I
convince
make
me
money
out of
has
it
to
this time.
die.
In February, he
You know,
restated his commitment.
pathetic, 'cause it's not like it was just a total failure. It was still generating views and income. It's just not what he wanted to particularly do anymore. And it's like nobody after a really long time in their career necessarily wants to do the thing that they're doing every single day. I'm sure for a lot of people it gets stale, but you know what? They keep doing it because they have to provide for their family. But Rich is just too good for that. You know, he just doesn't want to do it anymore. Oh, I guess it's done.
Yeah.
Stating that he wants to make video game retrospectives.
I'm actually joined today by Jay. He's my editor, and those will be projects from, not to sound corny, from the heart. I don't want to hire outside
heart. You don't have a
script
heart.
writers. I want it to be from us.
At this point in time, Rich has made more videos brainstorming what he wants to make than the actual videos he wants to make. This is never a good sign. And Jay, Rich's editor, saw what others did. And so Jay continued to try to convince him to keep doing the news videos. But Rich did not relent, and things went from bad to catastrophic.
Listen, I'll end it with this. My fat ass will go fucking bankrupt getting the prettiest suit. I will go there with a smile on because you know what?
There is an absolute shitstorm coming out right now.
It'll destroy your reputation and I'll get publicity out of it because a giant pussy from Canada wanted to sue me because his feelings were hurt. Like, you come here.
As it was coming out, late February, Jay was no longer working for Rich, and his firing was far from amicable. 8-Bit Eric, a relatively small channel, was covering the situation as it was evolving in
You have 20 minutes to go, DSP. Just
and
watch
just
the
as
fucking
Rich
video.
had done to Big Cheese, he was making Facebook posts cryptically talking about the situation.
From Richard on his Facebook, it says, I need to be able to afford my rent. Proceeds to buy parts to upgrade the gaming PC I gave him, and dude got paid by me on top of that. I guess money magically floated out of thin air. Miracles do happen. Man, oh man, get fucked, my boy.
Rich deleted that post and apologized. But in that same apology, he still belittles Jay.
Richard comes out and says, you know what, I deleted the post. Instead of making a public shit show, may the best man win. And by best man, I mean I'll win. I do better without parasites attached.
By best man, I mean me.
But this is a guy he knew for over a decade. This is a guy who helped start his career.
He was at the beginning of the video. This is the guy who he gave credit for, his success early on.
Yes, exactly. And this is the same guy who, when he had a family crisis and his daughter stepped up and did more work for him.
Yeah, exactly.
This is how he's
anyway.
This was quickly gaining attention, and there are a lot of smaller supports that build up this falling out. Though it appeared sudden, there were a few reasons Rich was combative. On Rich's side, he was annoyed that Jay did not want to create shorts for Rich's streaming channel. The reason Jay refused was because of lack of direction in this request. Rich's streams are full of dead air and generally lack substance. To ask Jay to scrub multi-hour long streams for usable clips, it did not win him over. But that was while Jay was still employed. There were also
He said he would rather die.
Well, there are no clips because there is no content.
But Jay said he would rather die than do that, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
There is no content.
Elements around the firing. Like that the firing came from a text message.
Really, DSP,
and that
that's
Jay
all you
was
had to say
fired
about
on his
that is-
birthday. There was also the matter of the retainer. As Jay
That's such a
stated,
robotic-
they had a deal in the
wow.
case that Jay was
Almost
fired
missed it.
that he would be owed a full month's pay. Rich initially did not want to honor this.
I put this in place because he was a nightmare to work with and unreliable at times. When he was told that he would have to pay me this, he said I was extorting, and he paid me half, leaving me in shock. He then brought the PC, which wasn't a gift. It was meant for me to work on his show and bring in money for both of us.
Rich had very recently given Jay a PC, though it was clear that this was for work. Rich was using this as leverage to not commit to the payment he was promised. What's also interesting about this computer is that Rich cared so little about it initially that he was going to give it away to Darkside Phil.
So I'm literally still looking at the computer right now. Eventually, I have a friend, another friend up in Canada I'm going to give it to.
The reason Jay got the PC was because Darkside Phil refused it, possibly fearing that it may have spyware. This escalated well into
No, that's
March.
not true.
On
Oh,
March
no,
5th, Jay
Joon, I
tweeted,
correct you.
quote,
That's not why I declined it. I declined it because I would not accept something from an asshole who treated me like shit for 10 years for a way to him to then justify all of that and be like, see, I was
Bullshit.
nice to him. That was exactly
He
what
didn't
did
treat
that
you like
to
shit
me.
for 10
I
years,
never
treated you like
accused
shit
him
for
of
like
having spyware
18
on it
months, if
whatsoever.
that.
That came out from other
It
sources.
just so happened that it did have spyware on
Right.
it. Allegedly, according to Jay or whatever.
You know?
I demand
I
a
want
big
to say that-
correction in this video from Joon. I'm just kidding.
Yesterday, Rich sent me a bunch of really terrible audio messages that made it clear how he
Yeah, you
feels.
want to times to this part right here?
Sure, let's
The
go
chat
to
was
time
saying so we
two.
can finish. So we can finish
Because
this.
I think most people are pretty
Everyone
familiar with
everyone's
the
heard this
Jay drama.
800 times on LolCow, our show.
I am done. I can't deal with nonsense anymore.
Good-
I've been worried
good
about this
idea,
forever. I
chat.
didn't want to have to say anything again, but I am done trying to help him. Unquote. In a different tweet, Jay stated that he wasn't going to read them, but you asked Rich to play them on the show. Jay then tweets that he is done with the situation once more.
Since it's out there, you know what, Jay? I'll play the messages.
Do you realize how much damage
Yeah,
you're not getting?
this is very,
Making
You've
himself
gotten so
look
much extra from me throughout the
insane.
years.
There's not much substance in these initially private voice messages. They recap the drama and include some billament of Jay. However, Rich was furious that Jay exposed their existence, and now having paid Jay the money owed, he saw fit to go after him rather than let things die down. Here, Rich provides reasons why Jay was not the best employee, including the times he refused to make clips and shorts for the channel.
You got paid to basically sit on your ass. Now, there are times I've made you wait with my terrible time management, and I will own that. But again, you stayed. How many times did I give you extra shit, extra money?
Rich played his hand. This is all he had against Jay.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna block him and move on.
This was a lie. Though Rich lacked ammunition, he sought to continue the feud.
You're the sidekick everywhere you go. That's not jealousy saying that. When you used to sit there and sell your balls were getting grabbed. Yeah, be that in the video. You're cutting That's why you became my editor. You got paid to basically sit on your ass. Now, there are times I've made you wait with my terrible time management.
Wow.
No, dude, I admit all the fucking time. I'm blowing stuff all the time. I eat crow all the time when I
If
fuck
he
up. I'm not
sat on his ass, then why did you pay him to begin with? Why did you work with him for over
Exactly.
a
If he
decade
just sat on his
sat
ass, did nothing, why
right?
were you
Again,
paying him?
His success was due to Jay helping him along the way, and then he says you couldn't cut it on your own. Dude, he's helping a successful YouTuber. He was getting paid for it. Why would he have tried to cut off and be a super hyper successful guy on his own? He was happy with what he was doing, obviously. He wouldn't have been doing it for that long. He has no merit. His argument has zero merit right here.
Yeah.
Bidding it with this one. The heights I'm gonna go to, because this is put fire under my ass like you wouldn't believe, are gonna be incredible.
This drama was coming out during Rich's worst performing month this year so far. But Jay also wasn't done because he did a podcast breaking down what happened.
So let's get this straight. He said, I'm a parasite. Then he made a stream about it and said, I stand by what I said. And then days later, he apologized. He said, I shouldn't have done that. And now where are we at? I don't even know because it's like being on a roller coaster.
Time number 10 he did that.
I don't even know what direction we're in when he.
Time number 10 he
I'm
did
seeing what
that.
he's talking about.
You know, he does it all the time.
Yeah.
As poorly as Rich continued to handle this, there were moments where Jay parted Rich, excusing these prods as jokes, like naming a channel called Review Tech Canada after being fired. This channel was removed after a day. Being that Rich has had various different channels that follow him intently that are spin-offs of his channel's name, this could be seen as a strike at Rich. There was also the firing on his birthday that, while accurate, was getting the criticism that he was victimizing himself.
And it was supposed to be like a public joke where people went, oh, he's Review Tech Canada for a day or whatever on his YouTube channel. I changed it literally for like 20 hours. My first stream was called I'm Fired on my birthday, which is what technically happened. You know, it was a joke.
In the overall picture, it did not matter because Rich was far more aggressive and the dam was beginning to leak. As Rich previously brought forward all reasons why Jay should be disliked, users were finding more and more reasons why Rich should be felled. This was
Now they gotta get the video done before he leaves, guys. He's only got 15 minutes.
How
How many times did he bring up
He's
people
gotta
hate him?
leave instead of making
during the
thousands
streams.
of dollars
Constantly. In the
more.
last, like, I'd say 6 months, if you go back, he was proud of the fact that people didn't like him. And when we would stream together, and this is something I never talked about, he had Ethan Ralph's ex-wife on the show, quote unquote.
This was an event that happened just 2 months ago in the period that Jay and Rich still streamed together, when the alleged ex-wife of the controversial creator was interviewed. Naturally, it was a troll that strung Rich along for nearly 30 minutes. The troll then linked a call to a different troll that Rich willingly accepted.
Did you ever see that time where he, because you kept mentioning the hard R before, did you ever see when he was talking about the hard R?
No.
Yes.
It meant something different when he said it.
Yeah, that was that the video you're talking
You
about?
know that hard R means, well, I don't want to say it, but.
Well, we said rape before.
Yeah,
like,
okay, so I can say it. Are you saying I can say it?
Yeah, you can say
You're
it.
giving me the best. Hard R
Yeah.
means.
The troll goes on to say the N-word, and Rich and Jay.
That was
Shout out Jesse
pod
TS,
awful.
pod awful.
But imagine also like being dumb enough to get trolled by Ralph as well.
Wow.
Like,
You know,
holy-
oh man, Jesse's like.
Fully understand the situation they were in.
Yeah, you can say it.
And said that make Rich a fool would come to light if he continued this crusade. And it seemed that Rich was fully committed to do so, as he announced he would be on the podcast Locale Live, but then walked it back soon after.
We're doing a video on my channel, and we're both going to be candid. We're going to be professional. We're going to be civil. No one's going to yell. Yeah, I'm not going to do the Locale podcast. This is better. Not going to go on there.
This video did not come, and the truce
He
lasted
did.
only 4 days. It was this tweet of Jay's that possibly reignited the flame, stating that he was going to do an interview with Darkside Phil, but it was going to be a positive one because he was sick of all the negativity. Rich sought to ruin this opportunity by exposing the time Jay talked negatively about Phil. Rich then went on to tweet that Jay tried to extort him over the phone, but being that it wasn't recorded, there is no existing proof. Jay then responded to Rich, and this soon became back and forth. Rich stated that his channel will outperform Jay's a year from now, and Jay responded by saying that Rich has a clear advantage, while adding that he will not have a man working for Rich. This ended with Jay calling
It's
Rich.
like the moment that you're involved, it's like, ah.
This
You're
was
so
Jay
bad
said
at
he was going
this.
to do an interview with me. Is
It
that
was
what
supposed to
he
be
said?
your channel. You're supposed to be the host, and you barely talk.
Never happened. It was that
No.
what was going to be was a conversation between him and me, just a hangout session. Like I said, let's not talk about Rich because that's drama that involves what's going on with you personally.
Yeah.
It'll be a cool hangout stream. We'll just talk about games. We'll talk about being creators, whatever you want to do. It was not supposed to be like an in-depth interview about anything. It was supposed to be like a casual conversation. And then
Yes.
I found out later
But you're a piece of
he was
shit, so
saying
no
to
one
his
cares.
followers and publicly, oh yeah, it's gonna be an interview with DSP and all of this and all of that. So he was snaking me basically, trying
Yeah,
to get attention
yeah.
for himself at the time, which I didn't know that's what was going on. And then he publicly said to his followers he was not going to interview me. He decided against it. I was like, there was no interview. Like we never scheduled an interview. It was just supposed to be a hangout. You know, what are you even talking about? So.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Crazy X, and also calling him by a nickname, Dickie. Just like the fake ex-wife Rich interviewed, this was also a nugget into Rich's humiliating history. Specifically, this old video of Rich talking about one of his prior jobs where his strung-out coworker gave him a disparaging nickname.
He continues on and goes, even better. Even better.
So,
I'm gonna call you Dickers. You are Dickers!
Because of the resurfacing of his nickname, Dickers is what detractors of Rich would derisively refer to him as. In retaliation to Jay's tweet, Rich finally went on the Locale Live podcast where he
he
breaks down
does shout us out for that.
situation.
What I'm saying is, when I hear your point of view, I'm on your side. I would really like Jay to get here to hear Jay's point of view on this, but I would love him here too. Everything that I'm hearing, I have to side with Rich.
Though Keemstar points out that Jay was not present to deliver his point of view, he does side with Rich. And with Rich now feeling justified and victorious, he makes it abundantly clear that he's done with the Jay drama, even considering the times he said he was done before, to then only jump back in.
I am going to say to people, please refer to this, whatever episode this is. That's it. Like, I don't want to talk about him anymore. I don't want to. Like,
Can I
I'm
just,
done. Like,
say
yeah,
what
I
happened
It would
here
then
and move to the
drag
end?
on for months and months and months.
Here, I'll just say
more
what this
after
part
all
is,
of
and then we'll continue just so we
Yeah.
can finish this and have time for the part that I want to show.
This legit is the
Uh,
most boring part. Like he argues with his editor,
It
and they have
sucks.
a breakup,
Hey,
and now
are you
apparently they want to get
laughing?
back together and be friends again.
Yeah,
like, I don't really
basically.
give a
Did
shit.
you hear
Doesn't
today,
even matter.
Phil?
It doesn't
Jay
even-
said that he sent Rich nudes of himself.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't.
That he
I don't even
sent
want to
Rich-
know. I
No,
really don't
he-
even want to know at
he
this
sent,
point. This
he
is like
sent
what?
Rich pictures of his ball sack and penis.
No joke.
apparently.
No joke.
And it's like, are you guys lovers?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on over there? I don't know.
So basically, what happens there is very simple. Is a Rich was donating in Jay's chat, and Jay saw the email. That's all that happened there. And we all heard about the high quality video about 1,000 times. Here's the big part. You ready, boys?
Here's the best part.
Are you ready?
It's the
All right.
Kino Casino
Here we
portion.
go.
Yeah, you got your own segment. Here we go.
Yes, here we go.
Value. It still provided a decent amount of entertainment, just not in the way he anticipated.
Read this one, man. That's a great one.
That's awesome. I can see why you had
Kino
an
Casino,
editor
static,
before, because this
as
is
they
a-
should
It's a
be.
rough cut at best. And honestly, you
I'm
being
surprised
high
they're
on your mind is
alcoholics.
extremely
Gotta
distracting.
get that booze in.
That was from the Kino Casino live stream, segments of which are
Let's
uploaded to the Clips
go.
channel on YouTube. As Rich's channel was dying, his
Kino
own videos
Casino
were fighting a
Clips.
losing battle against various channels tearing him down. Searching Review Tech USA now will return some of his videos, but mostly the Kino Casino clips and Snort Hogan's own videos.
I'm gonna call you Dickers.
You!
He gets called Dickers
After this day, everyone called him Dickers.
from that point on.
Who
man.
found this? Bobby Babber, right?
I love the way that June's presenting us as just these guys who are just laughing, just total
Having
jokesters.
fun and loving
It's
it.
such a great presentation of us. I'm so happy with it.
It makes us
Look
look
at that
really
PPP has
funny.
a captain's hat on.
Dickers.
Making fun of DSP again.
To be fair, I do laugh a lot.
Imagine telling this story of when you got pressed.
Because it doesn't
The
what's
dam
funny about
finally broke all at once.
Guys, I don't
The
get it.
Kino
This is like
Casino
me. Why are you
was
guys laughing at
resurfacing
this?
The Big Cheese
This is
drama.
just like me. Why are
Rich's
you
dog
laughing?
show. The new egg fiasco. The times his mother interrupted his stream. Theories about his weight loss. His falling out with Jay. All of his history and more like his
about his
profile,
weight loss.
even looking into
The
when his
dating
Discord server had an NSFW section, and a user uploaded imagery that wasn't taken down.
He shows, hey, like 4 years ago, the mods were added about this and they swept up the lolicon. And he asks, why did you keep Lolly on your public channel, Rich, for years?
Additionally, there was this video of Rich shouting in a mall to win an online spat.
All right,
I
everybody,
saw
I'm
this.
spreading the breaking news.
Dude, who's the quartering?
Quartering is a giant pussy in public. So here we go. Here we go. Hello, everybody. I have breaking news. The quartering is a giant pussy.
My favorite part of
Thank you.
all of that is like nobody even paid him the slightest bit of attention.
That's fine,
They all
man.
just knew
Hopefully, we're near the end of this Declonius. Have a good night, man. Thanks for hanging out with me and the rest of us.
It's like, we just went through COVID, we're going through all this horrible inflation, the world's falling apart. Do I care about this fucking bald guy running through the mall talking about this guy? Like, what the fuck is your
What is
problem,
this?
man?
No one looked over. Yeah, like no one.
The Kino Casino was covering Rich's history and watching his live streams heavily during the month of April. As it turned out, Rich was watching them as well.
What's wait.
So was he?
Did he have an open by accident? Yeah, we were playing his opening and we heard our opening in his opening.
Our opening, in his opening, so it confirmed he was watching. Today on Dicker's show, he says, I've never watched them ever. And then 20 seconds later in real time,
There's no
he was
inflation. People are
debunked
still
by
paying to go
Junior
see
Games.
Spider-Man, guys. They saw Spider-Man in the theater. Why can't they
He
give
had
that
it
money to me?
open by
Me
accident,
instead.
And then our stream
Because
started
Spider-Man's more
playing.
entertaining, jackass.
Like our pre-stream.
That is our.
Yep.
He had our stream open, bro. You're right.
Wow.
The importance of this catch was that both Rich's stream and the Kino Casinos were live simultaneously. The Kino Casino dug up some minor drama and titled their stream Review Tech USA Exposed. Rich, likely seeing this, decided to address what he thought the drama was. A miscalculation that opened up a can of worms no one knew about but
The
him.
Dropbox.
All of a sudden,
Willis,
I'm
how's it
looking
going?
at Dropbox, and if you have the Dropbox app, for those of you who are familiar, you see like the recent, whether it be apps or files that you've been using, and I'm like, why the f am I seeing pictures of my ex's other kids?
What Rich just admitted was that his Dropbox was recently hacked. The hack was of Canadian origin. Within that Dropbox were images of his ex's kids in bikinis, but it was set up in that way because they all had a shared account. Rich verifies the story by calling who he claims to be his ex-wife.
Quick question for you. As you're sleeping, those pictures in my Dropbox, why are they there?
Good luck,
calls
Chris.
his ex-wife
Hopefully you get it.
While she's sleeping.
He doesn't
To
even
wake
warn her
her
that the call's coming on a
I
stream,
got Monday off
which is
as
what a
well.
normal human would do, is say,
The
hey,
next week I
wanna
work
defend myself. There's
Tuesday
some
through
heinous
Tuesday. I work
accusations
8 days in
against
a
me.
row.
Can
I'm
I
not
call
happy
you at a
about
normal
that,
hour?
but
Can we
oh
do
well,
this?
I'll
He
get
just
over
calls
it.
her out of the blue when she's in bed. It's a nice thing to do.
This was the craziest thing is he created these accusations. He said this, and then within an hour he was calling his wife about it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because my kids used to upload their phones.
And then he claimed for a while that I hacked his Dropbox, which I don't have that ability to hack. And then he said that his two-step burner phone vibrated after I hacked it.
And it fell
and
into a Best Buy bag and approved the access.
and it approved the access to the Dropbox.
And the Arkham Asylum document was taped to the outside of the graphics card that he sent back as well. It's all very likely.
before they sold them, correct?
And he calls me an idiot at the same time calling me a master hacker. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Before they trade him back in.
Okay, that's all. Go back to sleep.
But this is a massive
As these streams are going
on
on,
his part. Like, what an idiot, man. What an idiot. I think at this point, all the chips, basically.
Yeah,
Because this is the end, right? This is the final thing, the final part.
Pretty much it. When you consider the Jay situation, when you consider this situation where he tells on himself about bikini pictures of his stepdaughters, it's like, whoa, man.
It's really bad, dude.
Come on, check. I get up.
Suddenly the pieces are falling.
Go ahead, keep playing, because I'm going to
say as to why Rich decided to come forward with the existence of these photos.
We had Rich exposed literally about something completely different, and he thought he was hacked. He was using a VPN that had Saint Sue Marie apparently or some shit on the VPN, and he thought we went through his Dropbox.
How stupid is this guy?
I don't know.
There were many theories crafted that were not generous in explaining why those photos were on there. The facts are that in May 2024, RTU was at its lowest point in over 10 years. It is a dead channel.
Saying the least.
This is not drawn from its decline or speculation of its future.
Dead.
ReviewTech USA is a dead channel because on May 21st, 2024, Rich posted this goodbye video.
I'm over what at least ReviewTech USA was. I did this for over a decade. Over a decade.
All right.
I got to sit in front of a camera and be an idiot for a living.
Rich in this video also explained he had some personal, possibly family-related things he was dealing with last month. As for his channel, he reiterates that he is tired of the news and is giving up on it, but will post every now and then if something catches his interest. His efforts going forward will be in live streaming and his music production, but it was not even an entire 24 hours later that he posted another news video. Here he excuses his immediate comeback as a contractual obligation for a sponsor. None of the top comments are discussing the subject of the video, but rather
ended up being bullshit. We saw the dates on when he made the ad and when he made the video quitting, and it didn't line up. Like he took the ad after he quit.
Rich's short-lived goodbye. This is not the first time this happened. Even barring all the videos Rich has made, stating that he is seeking to make a different form of content, in 2022, in response to YouTube's inaction of Quantum TV, Rich tweeted he is, quote, officially retiring from making conventional videos on ReviewTech USA. YouTube has made it abundantly clear that my kind of content either has to be heavily censored or is no longer welcome on the platform, unquote. This did not last and he returned. And as of June 2024, Rich and Jay have made up once again. ReviewTech USA is hovering around 300,000 views for the past 30 days. It has been abandoned. Though Rich can still be found on the streaming channel RTU Streams, where he streams and prosecuted. Like all creators that stream, his audience is drawn closer to him, therefore increasing the interactions between him and his building detractor base. Everything in the past 10 years has been building up to this moment. From Rich's controversial past that serves as a base for the hate, to the killing of his channel which provides discovery to detractor channels, and the tragedies in his personal life that have skyrocketed his anxiety, which has him responding both impulsively and angrily. Rich has now completed his transition, not to how he wanted to see himself as a respected content creator that creates long-form passion projects that are beloved, but as the laughingstock that constantly shifts in his intentions, how he views his relationships, and how he sees his future. That is hard to see as anything but grim.
It's over.
Wow. It's a sad story.
All right. This is it. This is the true finale. Okay? Right now. Because what we have here is the final stack of chips for Rich. And what we have to do is we have to break it down and we have to say, for every time that Rich sucked a cucumber for money, for every time that Rich kissed a cock for money, for every time that Rich took his shirt off like a lol cow, but then made fun of other people for being lol cows. There you go. We're going to take a ginormous amount of chips away from him. For you guys, exposing him for what he really was and finally allowing the internet to see who he was all along. He was 1 million subs insulated from the ire of the internet, and you guys single-handedly, with your exposing all his controversies, turned that around and let the internet see who he really is for who he is. So that's your stack right there, and that's actually the biggest chunk I've taken out of any stack tonight because you deserve
Way
it,
to
guys.
suck up to him, dude.
We have this left.
Yes.
We have this left. The finale.
Okay.
Joon the King, not only making this documentary, but destroying Rich on Twitter for being a liar and hypocrite about doxing, and then today also calling him out for stuff. You know, there you go. That is
And then
Joon the
saying he
King's
was
stat.
felted. And saying he was felted in his
Right.
tweet after the video was done.
Right. Exactly right. So at this point, after all of tonight, Rich
Folks.
literally has, I'm going to show this to you, one chip left. This is what Rich has left in his life. Now, here's the thing. I would like to say I am a person who believes that people can improve and change for the better, that people can learn from their mistakes. And maybe after having watched not only this
But
documentary,
you've never learned from any
by
of your
Joon the King,
mistakes,
but hearing someone like
DSP.
me
What
talk
the
about
fuck are you
this
gonna learn
tonight,
from
I'm
your
trying to help
mistakes?
this man, okay? I want him to get better. I want things to be better for his family. I want him to make good content. He has one chip left, and he has a chance to turn his life around. But he has to become a
He's
better
gotta stop
person,
making fun
and
of
he hasn't.
me,
We just
Reee,
saw in that entire
me.
thing. He makes the same mistakes. He never admits fault.
You're welcome,
He
Echo. Thanks
always
for
has the
watching.
same problems. Unless you change who you are, you will never improve and get out of this rut, Rich. I know you can't be employed. Otherwise, that's why you're still doing YouTube. You hate it. That's why you look like this. But you have to change as a person. Can you do it? Can you stop every day making yourself the victim, eating the edibles to feel better and doing these awful things? Or can you finally say, you know what? I'm going to fess up. I'm going to apologize for the awful person I've been for the last decade. I'm going to stop making these mistakes, and I'm going to move forward positively. Can you do that?
Whoa.
Oh, wait. Oh, one final thing. For 10 years of you fucking with me and
It's
and
not
making
been
my
10
life
years.
miserable for your personal gain, I'm taking your final chip as the king's tax, you motherfucker.
Yeah!
You're fucking
You-
felted, bitch. Felted.
He's
You're
never done
done.
anything to you for
Because
the
the thing
past
is,
10
even
years,
if I
DSP.
left you this fucking chip, you wouldn't improve your life. You had the chance. You never took an opportunity to improve. You insulated yourself from any criticism, but now you've been exposed. You're done. This is my chip, and I'm going to wear this proudly in my fucking background from now on because I
Oh
earned
my
it.
fucking god, this is so
What
bad.
an incredible place to end our reaction.
Wow.
It's
today.
not been even 10
Great
years though.
monologue from Dark Side.
It's been like
Phil,
18
the
months at
King,
most.
taking that
Hell
final
yeah.
chip as the king's tax.
Hell
Awesome.
yeah,
So I had
dude.
a lot of fun.
It was great, man, and we have to do it again. Like, soon we'll have you on our show.
Yes.
Let's play some games sometimes. The interview with Medicare we'll plan out sometime.
Sure.
We'll have some fun. It's great reacting with you. You know what I mean, man? It is fun, and the chat loves it. It's
The
great
chat's
time.
going crazy. This is the most viewed stream I've ever done on YouTube. No surprise.
And it's about to go
right?
away the
I mean,
second you
it's
fucking
It's not the usual
goddamn.
kind of content I do.
Dumbass.
And again,
Don't
please
private
remember,
it.
everyone, this is all in good fun. This is not
Yeah, if
serious.
you private
Please
it,
don't
you
go after
lose
Rich
all
or his
those
family members or
views, you
anyone. We have to end with that, 'cause
jackass.
with great power comes great responsibility. We have a lot of views tonight. Please be nice. I feel like he has a chance to maybe turn his life around in reality, but I don't know if he really will. But thank you for being here tonight on DSP Reacts, for
God, I hope
watching. You
Medicare
guys
gets
were
on there and
amazing.
destroys him.
Thank you so much for joining me. I mean, obviously, this is one of the best streams I've ever done for many different reasons, obviously.
man.
And
Money.
yeah, I absolutely. I mean, everyone loves it. I definitely look forward to
Money,
doing
money,
more stuff with you guys in
money.
the future.
For sure, man.
Money.
Definitely. And guys, our clip channel, Kino Casino Clips,
Yes.
go check it out. Us on Kick. It's great seeing you all here. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right. And so, for DSP Reacts, for Kino Casino, for everyone, thank you all. You were a great audience tonight. I appreciate you all coming out and hanging out with us. And I wish you all the best. And, try not to get felted. That's all I have to say, man.
Yeah,
You gotta.
Don't
All right,
get
everyone.
felted.
Don't
Thanks a
get
lot.
felted.
Peace.
Okay, I stopped recording. I did two things. I had this as a stream and I did a recording. The recording
yeah.
might look way better because we were having the issues with the stream. So I'm gonna make
Okay.
this stream. I'm gonna make the stream publicly available right now for anyone to watch after. But I'll probably try to overnight upload the higher quality video if anyone wants
Hell
to
yeah.
watch it. And that way, if
Cool.
you're gonna clip
Wait, you're
something,
gonna actually
you might
keep
want
the
to wait for the
stream?
higher quality video. To
Wait,
come
he's
out
not
because
privating
this
the
one might be,
stream?
like, fuzzy.
Is
I'm
he
not sure
fucking
what happens.
learning?
Okay. Yeah. Well, our
Or is
editors
Kino
will be
Casino like
clipping and
finally getting
editing
it through his
too
head? Like,
as
hey,
well
stop
for our
fucking
thing,
privating
too.
the
We'll
videos,
link
you
and
jackass.
shit. So it was great, dude. That was
It was
fun.
great. And you guys were
Holy
awesome.
shit,
Again,
for
to the live
years
audience,
he's
you guys were
been
awesome as
promoting
well.
the
Still
streams.
going.
Yeah, I
Like,
didn't
Kino
press
Casino's
stop
finally
yet.
gonna get him to do
I
something
stopped the
smart.
recording,
Holy
but
shit.
Yeah,
So
so
like
you
the
guys,
recording
We're
stuff.
on the hot mic.
they're going crazy here. Everyone in
Fuck the
chat.
chat, dude. They're pieces of shit. I hated them. I'm just kidding.
All right, so
No.
everyone, and by the way, chat. Oh my God, guys, viewers, you guys were so supportive of me. This is probably single-handedly
Hell yeah.
one of the most supported days I've ever had is in my history.
And yet the money's
and
gone
I really
already.
appreciate that. This will help. I hope you guys might
Scopely
consider
got a
checking out some of
boost
my
to their
other content
profits,
on my
but
channels.
that's about it.
If you would so like. I understand this was kind of a one-time thing for many people, but thank you guys so very much. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, now I will actually turn the stream off. And thank you guys again. And everyone have a good night out there. Peace out.
Wow. He finally learned not to immediately delete the video. That's probably got to be 10,000 plus, 20,000 plus. I would not be surprised if that video has over 20, or that stream has over 20,000 views on it. If that doesn't have 20,000 views on it, I'd be highly surprised. DSP might finally be learning. Fuck me, it's already 1:36 a.m. And so he's gonna be getting the gonna be getting to the bottle of gin. I'm gonna be getting to bed. Thank you guys for watching. Holla holla for the dollar dollar. La la la. Riley, Skull Dog, and of course Brio. And as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day, because I know I sure did. I'm glad I got tomorrow off, or I'd be fucking screwed. Guys, I had to order DoorDash. My wife needed DoorDash to be delivered. Don't understand, she was hungry. So hungry. Yeah, way too fucking late for me.